It was looking a little scary at the end of that game 4, but as soon as this, at the end of that game 3, but as soon as game 4 started, it looks like he was just right back in the driver's seat.
Yeah, I mean, I think you called it out really well, right? Radish with the lead, clearly, it's just so much more comfortable. Acno had a much tougher time dealing with that, and I think Radish also just played way more confidently when he had the lead. When he falls behind a little bit, it feels like not necessarily that he's second-guessing himself, but more so that I think he's trying to be more precise, and being more precise, I think, translates to his gameplay in a manner that says, I need to take more time to make decisions. And because it can end up that way, you know, the more time you take in a game like Brawlhalla, or really any sort of combative game, right? It means the person who's making decisions first, even if they're not the right decisions, often can come out on top. And so that's something Radish is going to have to consider as he goes into game 5. If I'm him, just simply based off of what I just saw, I'm just trying to make sure I get that lead first, and I'm trying to hold it.
Yeah. Now we got into this game 5 right now. Acno gonna have to really answer back, because I think that was the most dominant win we've had so far in this set.
Goes into game 5. If I'm him, just simply based off of what I just saw,
the dominant third game, but it was still 1 stock. This time you get 2 stock, very low damage there on to Radish. So you gotta feel like the momentum is definitely on the side of Radish right now. We'll see what happens as we get into our 5th game. Where we headed? Game 5. Okay, Demon Island, let's go. It's all scraps right now, and we got to swap the character to Diana's out, okay?
Okay, I respect it. I mean, Blaster's so good right now, and I think there's something about, you know, playing a mirror of any weapon that can feel kind of taxing over a while. And so you're like, you know what, I need something fresh. But is this the answer that Acno needed? So far, Radish has been able to zone break with so much ease. But here's an opportunity for Acno. Goes off stage. And also Diana on a stage like Demon Island. Oh my gosh, almost got caught by that ground pound. But her SIGs are going to KO you real early here. You don't have much wall to work with. And you get the side SIG on either weapon, really. Down SIG as well. It's going to be a problem.
She's got very good reversal SIGs. And then she's got true combo SIGs as well, too, if you end up getting that dodge burn.
Hey, yeah, and I mean, Diana looking all right. I mean, kind of more known as like a Balloon Boy classic here. But we're going to see Acno piloting it. There we go, double recovery. Not going to be enough to KO. I mean, the bow recovery historically, and very infamously known for not really knocking out at damage ranges that people would like. But that's just kind of one of the things about the weapon. For being a neutral monster, that's one of the detriments to it. It takes a little bit longer to knock out, but just runs up into his face and gravity cancel down signatures. It's not enough to KO. Going to bounce off the stage, get that reduced knockback, but Acno sending some sort of statement there. I'm not exactly sure what it says, though.
I mean, look, it said I will just do it, bro. he does go Nike with it real quick, but I just don't know if that's going to matter too much right now. Oh, yeah, it's getting kicked straight up off that stage. With the Blasters, yeah, I think it's really the bow that's going to be able to carry him to a victory here, if anything. The Blasters have not really shown me that he's, like, using them to the greatest of degree just yet. But that bow ends up getting him a stock as well, too. I think he got almost all of his damage off that bow, really. And it decides to stay with it. Yeah, here we go.
All right, and Radish just looking for a weapon. Manages to dodge around. Acno's going to have those boots here. Throwing them away. I think he wants the orb. And wow, the perfect spawn timing, I thought. But Acno was actually able to go ahead and starve Radish out. And he's going to be able to do it again here. No, not this time around. So Radish has his orb. This is his neutral comfort weapon here. And hopefully that'll help him stay toe-to-toe with Acno as Acno backing up. And the thing about that bow as well, now Acno has so much control of the ground, right? You have that sidelight, you have that downlight for your burst option as well, and so good at catching landings. And then if you force Radish to play floaty like he is now, that N-Sig suddenly becomes much more potent of a threat. And let's not even forget about the neutral airs and the recoveries for juggle options.
Make his way back down to the stage. Finally does it, though. But yeah, I mean, this game is starting to slow down a little bit to the cross as far as like the damage. Until we get that nice little 3-piece here from Radish. Does get the unarmed, too, and I think the next weapon that Acno will pick up will be the Blasters, which, again, not really been able to show up just yet. Okay, true combo, side light, side air. Starting to get some hits here, like to see it.
Okay, and Acno, you know, once again on the Blasters, haven't seen too much of it yet in this game, but you know, it's going to require a higher amount of dexterity. I keep mentioning that because you're not really allowed to miss. You miss like a downlight right now, you lose your stock, but it doesn't matter. Radish is able to find the side air anyway and is 1 stock away from being able to win this set and
Oh, yeah.
sending Acno into the elimination side of bracket.
Oh,
Yoink.
long, yeah, get him out of here. Yeet. Like, get that man out of here for sure. Yeah, just getting slammed. That's what I mean, though. Diana has very good reversal signatures. My back's to the corner, but actually, no, it's you that's going to be losing that stock. Oh, okay. Oh, that would have been, he would have stole the game. The game was absolutely over if he had found that neutral sig. I love the fact that we even went for it. Okay.
Oh my gosh. Every time he presses that button, my heart stops.
Yeah.
You know, I can already see how it ends. Tries to go for the end sig there, but ends up getting reversal by Acno on the way down. They're both going to refresh all of their abilities here by touching the floor, but it looks like Raiders a little bit on the back foot.
Something about him crumbling on this last stock in this last stock situation. Hopefully it's not happening again. He's jumping out the corner too. I feel like he's going to get red.
The SIGs are so scary at this point. Last stock versus Diana, you can't not constantly be thinking about them. But he gets the punish here, gets the falling sider. You can tell they're both getting a little bit nervous. They want it so bad. Oh, if Raiders had came in with a sidelight, he would have been caught by that down signature there. Good job by him for not pulling the trigger, but Acno still in a very good spot to take this game. A D-Light recovery should be enough. Goes for a weapon throw and gets the Sair. It's misdirection. The side air is going to knock out Radish, and Acno is able to sneak that set win by confusing Radish by throwing that weapon up and saying, hey, did you expect this? And Radish was like, bro, whoa, what just happened to me?
He said, what is he doing with that in the skies? Honestly, he literally shut him off from coming back to the middle of the stage, too. That was the perfect weapon to throw. It's a wide weapon. It spins. It covers a lot of space. And then because of the weapon toss right under him as well, he was able to get the blasters. Blaster side air is absolutely insane. Could have also went for any sig. I mean, he was definitely willing to throw out those sigs as well. Diana has a very good neutral sig, very good side sig as well, but just finds that blasters side air with Raiders being stuck in the corner. What a way to end that game. Great stuff to Acno for the swap too. It was looking a little scary at the very beginning because the blasters weren't really showing up, but as the game progressed, the Blasters got better and better and ends up even taking the actual game with a Blaster side air.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things I point out maybe too often is just how many sets in Brawlhalla are decided by immediate weapon swap into immediate attack, right? Just because I always say you can even see a little bit of that's not a little bit, that's a lot of despair on Rage's face there, as you know, he got. You know, that was definitely a dang I got moment. You feel that in the core of your being. It's like, dag man, like you really got me on that. But that's what happens. Like there's just no way for the brain. It's a mental stack overload when you're trying to space around one weapon and they swap to another one so fast that like your entire spacing gets messed up. You don't get a chance to try to reposition, and boom, just like that, not only is your stock gone, but so are your chances of staying in the winner's side of bracket.
I think also too, just I mean, he was playing at like such high alert for like 30 straight seconds. Like all the sigs that Acno threw out, if any of them hit, it was over. Like he hit that side sig when Radish almost came in with that Sair. If Radish drifted a little more, slung off the stage again. Covered mad space with that one side sig, or the down sig, sorry, but he covered off all that space with the side sig later. Radish jumped so far back he couldn't even get a punish himself. It was just a lot of things that he had to look out for. So yeah, I mean the mental stack definitely became very high, and then unfortunately kind of crumbled straight under it after that. So I mean, I had a great time watching those matches, and now I got to know Sheepy. How did you feel about those matches?
I mean, I love seeing the journey, right? Because when you guys first started, you know, we were still in pools. We're trying to find out the last couple of players going into top 32, and then this last match, right? Acno versus Radish. We're now in top 32. We are on the winner side. So yes, I know Radish just lost, but it's not over yet for him. It's just going to be a little bit more challenging because he's got to do the elimination run, right? But could be possible because I like what you guys were saying. You know, Radish has this very unique way of like changing the pace.
Yes.
The flow, you know, the flow of the game. And sometimes that really trips people up. But then you got players like Acno that's like, wait a minute, I got it. I got something. Let me lock in here, and I got something to change and switch it up to you so that he can take that W and go on the winner side of top 32. So, I mean, this is it. So, I mean, if you're asking me how I feel, it's like, oh, we're here. And now from now on, we're going to see some very like high level caliber play, and it's always going to just be interesting right now that we're in top 32. So, I mean, dang. If we can talk about top 32 real quick, I just want to give like a little quick update if y'all don't mind. So if you guys at home want to follow along, obviously I'm on start.gg, but on the CEO 2025 page to see the bracket here. But I do want to give a just very quick update on who is still on the winner side.
Okay.
Of top 32, okay? So Marky Moo, still on the top 32 winner side, going down. Balloon Boy, Moonier, and then Godly versus Wes. They're fighting against each other, still on the winner side.
Ow.
So what I just listed means that some people did get knocked into the elimination side. We just saw Radish going down there. This also includes Luigi Boo. This also includes, let me see here, did I, oh wait, no, hold on.
I didn't hear Sandstorm.
Use is knocked down to the elimination side. Sandstorm kind of about to play, not quite yet.
Okay.
And then
I go.
who else? Money Holla now on the elimination side, and also Escape now knocked down to the elimination side. And the journey is still happening also on the elimination side too. There's a bunch of match going on now. So I mean, guys, follow in, tune in, look at this bracket. It's intense right now. There's a lot of people are just trying to fight for their lives because they want to make it to top 8. They want to make it to Championship Sunday, right? Okay, so that was my little quick update. I want to grab any final thoughts that you guys have based on everything you've seen so far. What do you want to look forward to? What's going on?
I mean, it always ends up being just such an absolute treat to come out to mid-seasons and then see everything people have been preparing up for this moment to really try to give, you know, their best shot at becoming the best. And then finding myself in a spot where, like, okay, so now I have someone new to look out for. I remember last mid-seasons, it was Jeff Wardo. Have no idea how well Jeff did in bracket this time around, but I was like, dang, Jeff is on the map. This time for me, that player is going to be Mac. I'm never going to forget it because I was like, dang, you really made Godly earn it. You know what I mean? And I love seeing stuff like that.
I think, honestly, just for me at this point in time, it's going to be, there's 4 stories I'm really trying to follow. Like, obviously, now after sitting next to Godly, I want to see him do well. I want to see my man get him. See, I haven't won in a while. He's embarrassing, bro. I was like, oh, dang. Okay, so, yeah, we need to see that W. Obviously, I was going to go for my GOAT, Sandstorm. The new mini GOAT right now, Marky Moo, he's been looking real strong. And then, of course, man, I always just want to keep up with you. I got to keep up with at least one of my South American brethren, and it's going to be used this time around. I'm expecting to see some great things for all 4 of those players. So as the rest of this top 32 shakes out, I'm hoping they all make it into that top 8.
Yeah, so, I mean, we're just going to have to see, right?
Yeah.
As we go through here. Now, y'all, I got to shout out, I got to do a quick reminder here for my folks here at the venue, at home watching, because we're talking about tournaments, and we're talking about, obviously, I'm going to mention the grandest tournament. Of course, I'm going to mention the World Championship here, because you don't want to miss it. You're going to hear me talk about this all weekend long, because literally it is the culmination of our esports, okay? It all comes down to the World Championship. And this year, BCX 2025, we are literally celebrating 10 years of Brawlhalla. And I still can't believe those are words coming out of my mouth. So please come and celebrate with us, brawlhalla.com/BCX. Get your tickets, find information about the hotel, get it all booked, get the early bird. Don't want to miss out, please. I'm letting y'all know it's going to be a grand time. We're going to be at a new place, new venue, Gateway Arena. Come on out. Brawlhalla.com/BCX, November 21st to 23rd. You don't want to miss the World Championship, okay? All right, y'all. I want to thank you guys so much. Thank you, Flambo. Thank you, TK, for the wonderful commentary. But now we're going to go to a very quick break, but stick around because when we come back, we're going to see Kinda versus Sandstorm. So see y'all soon. way through top 32 of the singles tournament here at the Brawlhalla Midseason Championship. And here on the desk now with me is Sparky and Taza. Y'all, the mid-season mayhem is literally in full swing right now. I've got to get your thoughts. How are you guys feeling about the tournament so far? Sparky.
I am loving it. I just got to watch Moonir take out Use 3-1. Moonir got the 2 victories early on in the set. And how many times have we told this story where it doesn't end with a Moonir victory? It seems like a narrative that repeats itself over and over and over again.
That's not where I thought the story was going.
He started off with the Mordex. We saw him lose a game, and I was like, oh no. He took a moment on the character select screen, and I was like, oh no. He's going to lock in the Taros, and like, it's just over after this one. But he stuck with the Mordex, and he was able to take it 3-1, denying the narrative. That arc of the Moonir timeline is over. We're on the Moonir 1v1 redemption arc, where he doesn't go up 2-0 and get reverse 3, and he did it against Use, man. He maintained patience. Yeah. There were moments where he got a little over-aggressive, but like that happens, but he was able to rein it back in, which is the more important part, and won over Use. Like that was a fantastic set to watch.
My favorite part of the story was you saying that he stuck with the Mordex, right? And that's the one that you don't expect Moonir
yeah, that's also the other thing we've been talking about.
And it's like, okay, well, he's going to change his legend every time something goes slightly wrong, but no, he stuck with something and it's all the way through. And it was interesting because I was talking with him with Flambo behind him, and we're like, we didn't think you had the Mordex prepared. And he's like, I didn't think I had it prepared.
Yeah, that's like literally what everyone has been saying. Is the Mordex from Moonir coming out has been a surprise, even to Moonir himself.
Well, yeah, I'm very excited to see how he does because he's got to go up against another South American legend, which is Lores, that we'll be seeing later on today, but that'll be a little bit later. But it's been, with that Use upset, my idea of how the bracket's going to go is very different now, and I'm excited to see it to play out.
Yeah, I mean, I think we all feel the same way here, that there's just so many things happening right now as we go into top 32, and then we make our way into top 8. And you never know what's going to happen. So to hear that is incredible. It's crazy. Now, before we start getting into the matches and the tournaments and things like that, I got to give a quick reminder about some merch, okay? Because the thing is that if you're actually at the venue right now, we are almost sold out of our fresh basic merch that you see here on the screen. That's the sweater here, that's the joggers. I'm literally wearing the joggers. They're super comfortable. Duke was wearing the sweaters yesterday. Amazing, super comfy. But if you're at the venue and you were like, I'm still thinking about it, I'm trying to decide if I want it, please go get it now. We were actually almost sold out of this collection. And my folks at home watching, Brawlhalla.insidecodeusa.com, so you can get your hands on a part of this as well. All right, so that's my quick shout out for that new exclusive basic merch. But wait, that's not all, because you don't want to miss out on the exclusive Brawlhalla Fest Reaper long sleeve tee and short sleeve here too. We also got that at the venue, so if you're already trying to think about, hey, do I want that basic new collection? You know what, go ahead and grab this too if you don't already have it. It's an amazing illustration, custom made, all that stuff for Brawlhalla Fest. And then of course my folks at home, you know the website, Brawlhalla.insidecodeusa.com. Go ahead and go over there right now. Get it before June 20th, because after that, it's gone. Can't get it again. All right, so don't miss out. That is your quick reminder as I'm trying to look out for you guys here. Okay, so now that's been said, let's actually talk about this upcoming tournament here, this next match. The next matches, actually. So the next match that we're going to see here is actually Kaina versus Sandstorm. That is a winner side top 32 match. But then after that match, every single other match that y'all will see here on the main stream is going to be a top 8 qualifying match. So it's game time. It's serious. Now, Sparky, Taza, I do want to grab your thoughts now about this upcoming match here with Kaina versus Sandstorm. Sparky, what are your thoughts?
I mean, you essentially have 2 legends of the game. Like, you could take this out of, like, probably the past 3 years of Brawlhalla, and you could plop this into a Grand Finals match, and you'd be like, yes, that makes sense. I'm not that surprised. If anything, the quote-unquote outlier, or one you may not expect to be there, would be like Sandstorm. And that's so funny about this dynamic, is that Sandstorm, the GOAT, would be the one to be like, oh, really? Sandstorm made it that far? And not like, wow, Kaina made it that far. But like you just mentioned, this is still early on in top 32. This is the first round of top 32. That's how difficult Brawlhalla is at the top level on LAN year 2025.
Yeah, I'm kind of concerned for Sandstorm, if I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
I think that this is definitely kind of meta, right? We're seeing so many Terrors locked in and then in 2s and 1s, and that was like kind of was the first one to really succeed with it back when we thought Hammer was the worst weapon in the game and Terros isn't playable anymore, and there he is winning everything in South America. Meanwhile, I've heard rumors that Sandstorm is locking in a completely different legend pick after his run with Priya previously, which is now I think he was playing Core. So that's crazy. I don't know. I don't see we've
I haven't
locked in,
seen that yet. So at this point, I don't believe.
Sometimes he says that he's going to do something, and like the Magyar, and then he doesn't lock in the entire day. But I'm excited to see this matchup coming up because this is not a qualifier into top 8.
Yep.
This is to get into the qualifier for top 8. The winner of this is looking to fight Balloon Boy, which is crazy that this is how seeding turns out. But when you've got 3 regions, right? This land's so international with all of the best players from Europe, South America, and the U.S. being here, right? It's like, I guess it makes sense that they're fighting in this round. What do you do when you have 20 amazing players?
Yeah, what do you do when you have the top players of each region just right here, right now? I mean, that's the exciting thing, right? That's what we all want to see. Who comes out on top? Who is the best for mid-season, right? And so, I mean, you see the GOAT here. We all know Sandstorm. We know the placements, the medals, the earnings.
He's in 2 top 3.
Yeah, that's the additional wrinkle that we can add to the Sandstorm narrative here at CEO at the Midseason Championship. Is he's also storming through the Rivals 2 bracket right now.
Yeah. Got in winner's side top 32. I'm checking right now because that was a big win over ZB. And that's like a pretty incredible win. So he's here representing 2 platform fighters.
He's winner's side top 32. He's having to go back and forth.
And I'm over here being like, oh man, I hope he doesn't top 8 Sunday. But over here we've got Kaina with the Terros, right? Look at the earnings, look at the medals. One of the winningest players in the game, coming from South America, and it's a region where Kaina's not even the reigning world champ. Right?
Yep.
Like that's how tough it is to compete in South America.
He's just yawning on the camera.
I feel it. It's been a long day.
It's been a gauntlet today.
No, I'm not blaming him. It's just very funny timing for him to be yawning right on the camera. You're seeing Kaina right in front of you there. Like, we've seen Kaina on the main broadcast so many different times. He's not able to make it out to like every LAN that we do, so it always is a blessing to see him here, especially at CEO, especially at mid-season. We have Sandstorm versus Kaina, PR3 in North America versus PR2 from South America.
Yeah, and they are ready to battle it out here. So Sparky, Taza, take it away.
All right, here we go. As you said, very high PR here. And while Kaina can't make it out to everything that's LAN, it does feel like his attendance is a lot higher than any Royales he's able to qualify.
Yes.
Right? So we do get to see more Kaina in person than normally. But here we go on the Demon Island for game number 1, and it's going to be Sandstorm on the Mordex. The core is nowhere to be seen. This is kind of what I was expecting, going against Kaina on the Terros for game 1.
Kind of already starting things off pretty big. Going with a neutral signature, even though Sandstorm was really low on that. That could have been a bait in that moment, or that's just a read that he goes for, and he's going to kind of step away from that as we get further. His flow between weapons is so strong. He already has Sandstorm in the red. The D-Sig from the middle of the stage, that's going to do it. That's a 30-second stock, Taza. Yeah,
very, very fast coming out from Kaina here at the beginning of the game. And now Sandstorm looking for the gauntlets, gets hit away by the downlights, 3 downlights in a row, and Demon Island's going to be so difficult to land against Kaina, like I was talking about before, right? Before everybody was picking Terros, Kaina was holding center, playing Axe, doing all these landing coverages with downlight, then several nairs, having the patience to wait for the dodge before going for the nair again. But Sandstorm finally finds his footing and gets the side air, puts him off the left side of the stage. Misses the downlight. That had to have been missing the downlight, right? Or do you think that he just thought that was going to connect?
I think he expected Kaina to just go a little bit higher, or maybe Sandstorm thought he was going to be a little bit lower when that happened, so he was going for active frames over the shortness.
And then Kaina shows him how it's done.
Yes, sir. He shows that breakdancing in both directions. Now with a 2-stock lead, he's starting this one off just really, really running over Sandstorm here. Yeah, the scary thing is, like, every time he whiffs that side light, I expect a punish to come out from Kaina. That time he didn't get it. Sandstorm was a little, there you go.
Kaina was setting up for the backswing of the grounded down air, which would combo into downlight or side light at that damage. Sandstorm finally getting the D-light recovery in. Nice job being able to get that confirm on gauntlets. While it doesn't have really anything guaranteed off side light, you can do that if you get your gravity cancel out, but kind of goes right back to swinging with the axe, neutralize, putting Sandstorm on the left side of the stage. Side light nair, anything else. The downlight on the landing. So good at getting more hits.
He's orange.
And Sandstorm's close to going down in this game 1.
Like 4 more hits, he's going to be red. Okay, the D-light into the in-light going forward. Even picks up that as Kaina moves just a little bit to the right. Another in-light coming out, but the damage output from Kaina might be too much here.
And now Kaina holding onto the hammer, stopped, side air, sent flying. 1 more hit. And that's going to be it for Sandstorm here. Axe picked up. Kaina's not like the most down sig heavy Taros player here, but that feels like a situation where you just catch the landing, get the game over with, go to game 2. But Sandstorm now fighting back. Gets a D-Light down there. A little bit more of the splash from the downlight there to get him even more damage on him.
Now, we've seen him commit just a few times with the side light, and I was wondering if he felt like he needed a little bit more damage before he could find the KO with the in-light, because I expected the in-light to be the KO move, but now he's got Hammer, so we know exactly what he's looking for. Oh, it's going to be the neutral light this time. He felt he had enough damage, which he did. He was correct, hitting that in-light in the center of the stage. Didn't need the stomp setup to potentially get a drop or anything like that. Grab the stacked option with the in-light, get the KO. Just like that, kind of takes game 1.
Very convincing. Like I said at the beginning, I think this is a great meta for Kaina.
Yep.
And Kaina's definitely on a mission to be able to get into top 8 as soon as possible. If Sandstorm's in the way in round 1, well then he'll 3-0 him like he'll try to 3-0 anybody else. Sandstorm, on the other hand, I don't know if that game was bad enough for him to, say, lock in Teska or try something different with the characters right away going into game 2, but maybe it was, because the Mordex didn't look too prepared for what Kaina had to do on that stage.
He might maybe try to lean over on the Scythe a little bit more if he does stick with the Mordex, because last game he did 244 damage on the Gauntlets and only 70 on the Scythe. Maybe the Gauntlets are just his idea going forward. Oh, we are seeing the swap over to the Teska, so it seems like the Gauntlets are part of the main game plan. He's going to hope here that he can find something better with the boots, maybe the signature kit he feels a little bit more comfortable on when he has the Gauntlets in his hands compared to the Mordex. We don't typically think about Mordex that much for the signature kit on Gauntlets as opposed to the Scythe.
I gotta admit, Sparky, I'm a little concerned.
I am too, absolutely.
Sandstorm, when he goes into the fishing for the answer thing, I don't see how this character is gonna. Well, actually, hold on, show me Sandstorm. Go for the down air here. Let's watch this out. Edgeguard scenario goes in, doesn't get the downlight right afterwards. So far, all good on the boots, but then sidelight stomp. Sayre's gonna take out that first stock. Yeah, I think the primary issue is landing on Demon Island.
Yeah.
Kaina's constantly been hovering right underneath him, playing an excellent ground game, keeping Sandstorm juggled. And I guess. Maybe Boots Dare lets you cut through that a little bit more, but we'll have to see what happens here.
Yeah, if we're thinking about stages, it's like, okay, yeah, if he's going to throw that out, he's going to get punished for it every single time. There's the in-light, gets to the weapon toss too. Oh, dude, yeah.
It's brutal, Sparky. It's brutal. Kaina is completely demolishing him, falls to the side air there as Sandstorm tries to catch a landing with the in-light. Okay, what do we got? Recovery. Nicely done. It knocks out from the top and center stage. So Sandstorm keeps it close 2-2.
If we go to another map that has soft platforms, maybe Sandstorm can go there, but then I just worry about Hammer Nair. Kaina was doing Hammer, okay.
Oh.
Almost got the GCD light read there.
If he gets the gravity,
bringing it back, sending it back over. There's the down air you were talking about earlier. Okay, I thought we were going to see another down air. Just sends it back over.
Air has Kaina off the bottom of the stage. Round, goes for the weapon throw to gravity cancel side light. That'll disarm him. Boots picked up once again. Didn't catch the jump though. Side air travels with it. Using that active input so that it's not as strong, but you get to reposition yourself faster for the edge guard. Sandstorm trying to go for a call out. Down sig, I cannot believe that missed. Kind of barely sidestepping it with the pivot end light. But Sandstorm's now taking the lead. Let's see if he can hold on to it. That side air almost gets him.
Weapon toss goes down. There's no extra weapon spawn until just now, but it's on the other side of the stage. Kaina. Now he's going to move over. Sandstorm got back onto the main stage, so he went for the weapon. There's the in-light. Is it enough? Yes, it is. Sandstorm on final stock, but the lead has been shrunk so much by Sandstorm, largely due to the boots on that second stock.
Yeah, let's see if he's able to close it out here now on the gauntlets. Get scooped.
Dude, yeah, and that's what I'm worried about.
You
want to go to a soft platform stage, Kaina has the vertical hammer gameplay.
Ooh. That's a lot of damage to put on to that last stock for Sandstorm there. It was looking so good, but once the hammer got started, Sandstorm just went straight to orange.
No additional juggle on the weapons.
Okay.
Gets the down air. That gives Kaina the room to go to the weapon spawn. He's going to move over there now while still putting out a presence on the corner.
Okay, gets the jump with the side air. What else has he got? Down light, down air, kind of low on resources. Ground pound narrowly avoided. Goes for recovery. That could have been the stock. Good job playing on the edge there. Demon Island so small with that wall to play with there, and it's just able to get back.
Does he stick on Hammer? I think he's going to stick on Hammer. He's going to throw that one up just so he can stick on Hammer and get a weapon toss out. Sandstorm, great job recovering low so he didn't get caught by the
Kinda could go for a dash jump weapon throw here and reliably pick up the Hammer right afterwards, but max range.
Dude, he does that better than everybody else on Hammer.
That looked like downlight on Gauntlets.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
It feels like it shouldn't hit, but he still finds connections with it so often, now going up 2-0 against Sandstorm. And this time, we saw on the previous game with the Vortex, we saw 70 damage. damage on the Scythe and like 200 plus on the Gauntlets. This game, he's kind of stepping away from the Gauntlets and really going on the boots. 97 on Gauntlets, 334 on boots. So his boot strings are working.
Yeah, they were carrying most of the damage and also carrying kind of off stage in most of those cases. Kindness recovery looked fantastic that game.
The range on it's crazy.
3, 2, and now we're going to be going to Small World's End. So I mean, it's hard to say who this benefits more. Obviously, high force legends like taking people out faster, but like Boots recovery has that like blasters X factor where like the fixed distance on the brings you closer to that top blast zone, whereas like Terro's just gonna knock you out regardless.
I feel like the potential here, like the max potential for early KOs is going to be in favor of China, but the average in terms of KO is gonna lean more in towards the side of the Tesca, like with the Boots recovery, like you're talking about,
double side
with the
recovery,
yeah.
But so far, it's been kind of juggling with Nairs. Sandstorm lands just to get punished once again by the end lights. Kind of waiting for wall slip to start activating here. 2 exclamation points. Sandstorm has a touch and kind of just neutralizes him again. Says, let's do it again. Maybe he'll go for a little edge guard mix up here, but why should he? Just 3 end lights. It's a tough situation to recover from. I mean, in World's End is just Demon Island, but smaller. And there's more to it than that. But when it comes to landing on the stage, right, that's the same.
You have a little bit bigger of a wall, but like we're not seeing kind of extend off stage.
The
so
wall
it doesn't matter if the wall is 2 pixels or 10,000 pixels.
Yeah, as far as how their game plans are interacting, it might as well be the same stage. And
the down air and the grounded down air. Another grounded down air does come out and miss. The D-Sig almost KOing off the top, potentially leading kinda into a 2-stock lead. It's again these landing down airs. He's not gonna find KOs with that just yet, but he dodges away from the potential recovery. There's a side air from the wrong side of the stage, still living. Weapon toss goes right over Sandstorm's head, the D-light off the stage. Recovery back. Now he's back to the axe, the end light from the middle. Still not enough just yet.
Ooh, and now Kindness just going to be playing, basically playing baseball.
Yep, there you go.
And Sandstorm's the ball. Bats him away, right? That's 2 end light knockouts in a row, which is... This is how Kindness has been playing Terrors for years.
Yep.
Sandstorm now waiting for a weapon. Gets the kick. Nice shot with the end light. Goes over to the right side of the stage.
I do love on the inlight KO that kind of just got. He was above Sandstorm, and it felt like he hesitated for just a moment. Like he wanted to hit the down air, but was like, this isn't going to do it here. I need to move right behind him and then grab the inlight.
Kind of so
there you go.
The axe. Oh, and then the late airs. Always falling with those to catch the option after the sidelight Nair connects. Let's look for it. Gets the downlight right afterwards, right? He hits with Nair one time, and goes down even further to catch the landing with the downlight right afterwards. Sandstorm now in orange. Does have kind of off the right side of the stage. He has to take risks here at this point. Kind of continuing to bat Sandstorm away with the axe. Downsig would have just knocked out Sandstorm. Can he get something? Okay, Gravity catch with D-light side air. What else has he got? Gets pummeled away. His axe on deck. Well, we won't be able to find out for a little bit longer.
Okay, nice grab. Sidelight again chasing after rather than getting the higher force one so we can keep the pressure up. Hoping to take away the second stock. That'll do it right there. We're on final stocks here.
Final stocks. Sandstorm on Tesca. Sticking with the boots. Let's see if Kinda can finally pick up a weapon. It's been so long, I don't know what's on deck. Okay, Hammer's picked up. Recovery. Does catch Kinda in the middle of that jump. Kinda looking for the stomp.
Dude, he's playing so grounded. He's definitely looking for the stomp.
Sandstorm playing around that pretty smartly. He knows that Kinda's trying to react to a whiff, so if he stays stacked and gets the end light, Boots actually can deal with that playstyle pretty well, but the Scoop will take it. Kinda with the 3-0 over Sandstorm. Makes quick work of him as he moves on into winners round 2.
Yeah, the way he was staying grounded, it seemed like he really wanted the stomp rather than a down air. Like he wasn't floating above at all, hoping to just like scoop whether behind him or in front of him, whatever.
And then after 2 neutral losses, he was like, fine.
Yeah,
I'll jump.
I'll do it.
I'll
get
jump
it in the air. I'll let Sandstorm be right below me and use the down air. There's enough damage. We can KO off the top here on World's End. And he does it just like that, rather unceremoniously, even though the gravity of what just happened is very impressive.
Yeah, showing why Kinda is so dominant in the game in general. There's, I mean, that's like one of several neutral light knockouts that we're going to be seeing throughout the highlights of these reels, right?
Yeah, that was the neutral light where he could have gone for the down air, which at that point would have essentially done nothing. That was a great side stick grabbing out of the middle of the air. But again, like when we see really successful Tescas, I'm looking specifically at Wes, we see a lot of signatures used. We did see the side signature there from Sandstorm to get the KO, but other than that, it was just like regular Boots gameplay. His gauntlets, they were hit or miss most of the time. Like his percentage wasn't terrible, but it was really the Boots. So it was really smart of him to make that swap over onto the Tesca, even though he would still carry over the gauntlets from the previous Mordex pick that wasn't working.
Yeah, kind of looking very strong.
Absolutely.
He's a favorite of mine to win the whole thing at this rate. His Taros is one of the best I've ever watched. Looks like you got a point.
After seeing, I definitely agree with you after seeing that. I hadn't gotten the chance to see too much kind of gameplay in 1v1s just because, like, you know how it goes. There are so many, especially as the tournament gets deeper and deeper. It's like there are so many sets out there off stream that we want to catch. So it's like, what's the set of the moment? I haven't been able to watch any kind of sets so far. I was a little bit worried for him going into this one. He says he hasn't been able to practice as much going into this tournament lately, so I was like, okay, like, yes, he's doing really well in 2s, but you have, like, the benefit of the 2s morale and sitting next to your friend that you've been working with and all that kind of stuff going into it. So I was wondering what he was going to have in 1v1s. Now I definitely put him as a very much potential frontrunner.
It's also worth noting that that's a kind of saying that he hasn't had much time to practice, right? So, like, how much is not a lot of time to practice for somebody like Kinda is always interesting to think about. But I think he looks like he's in very good form. I wasn't looking at that and going, Kinda doesn't usually miss those. He was hitting everything against Sandstorm, so it was kind of hard to say. But very well played. Excited to see more from him as he goes on to match against Balloon Boy later on.
Yes, we are now moving into our top 8 qualifiers. We're going to take a look here at what our top 8 qualifier matches will be looking like. On the top side of the bracket, we have Marky Moo versus Acno. That's going to be our very next set. Then we're going to have Kaina versus Balloon Boy. Then after that, we're going to have Munir versus Lores, which is going to be really exciting. We just talked about Munir taking out Hughes. He's going to move on to another South American player in Lores this time. And then we also have Godly versus Wes. In each of these sets, we have a South American player. We also have 2 EU players, and we have 3 EU players, Godly, Munir, and Acno. And then we have 2 North American players in Marky Moo and Balloon Boy.
And Marky Moo and Balloon Boy are the new blood.
Looking at these matches, I'm definitely excited for Marky Moo versus
Acno.
Definitely excited for Kinda versus
dominating it. Balloon Boy was a little shaky at first, looking at BCX 2024. Right, like,
that one's going to be an
how consistent is he
insane
going to be? Can he get that much further? But Marky Moo was up there, right, in that top 4, and is continuing to do amazing. Won the Royale just now.
Yeah, he won the Spring Royale. He won the Autumn Royale last year.
And on the other side, an interesting development when it comes to the singles meta, right, which is that I've been trying unsuccessfully to push that blasters are really good right now.
Dude, what are people doing, man? They gave us, like, there's still issues with it, right?
Yeah.
Recovery doesn't knock out as early as it should. That's not just me. Acno said that as well, so you can take it as truth. You can take it as reality.
And the reason why I'm bringing that up is because Acno just secured the win over Radish playing Diana.
Yep.
And he's been playing Nimue and Diana. Nimue is the epic crossover for Dusk.
Yes,
so
sir.
we've got that Spear and Orb, and then also the blasters and the bow. But specifically the blasters is what I think Acno actually, like, looks better on than anybody ever expects. Every time I see him, I go, oh yeah, I forget that you have that. You've been playing so much Kaya. But it makes sense. Kaya with the bow and then blasters being good right now leans into Diana making her way back into the meta. And then Balloon Boy has been playing a plethora of blasters legends, most specifically Vivi, right?
Yep.
And then locking in Mega Man, which is that epic crossover for Vivi. And so we have 2 blasters players potentially in this qualifier matches for top 8. It's a matter of whether Acno thinks that that's the right pick to go against his opponent here, which is Marky Moo, who has a lot of experience against Balloon Boy.
Dude, Marky Moo, I'm telling you, man, move over to... I feel like all of the legends on the screen need to move over to the version of the weapon that they play with blasters. Right, dude. If Marky Moo on the Knicks, man, we saw it at max mode a little bit. That was part of his answer to the Chakra meta at the time, was moving over onto the Knicks. I think she's incredibly strong.
Although I do think that blasters actually did pretty nicely into Chakram, so there's a lot less of it now. Maybe you're a little less inclined to play it. That being said, Hammer also did really great into Chakram.
I'm saying move over onto the Cassidy pick. It's right there, guys.
He's just everywhere. I mean, we saw a little bit of Cassidy on side stream earlier today. I was casting with Walt. We were able to watch Wubbs lock and Cassidy. And then I think shortly afterwards, Faith, who played 5 different legends in a set, also played Cassidy for a little bit. So.
Shout out Type in South America, really showing the strength of that legend. Hopefully we get some Type in BCX. That would be huge. That would be massive.
Here we go, looking at the main stage as Marky Moo. On stage right, or is that stage left? Hold on.
No, you're right the first time. Stage right.
Yeah, stage right, and Acno on stage left. Looking at Marky Moo right now.
So we see Marky Moo here versus Acno. We've definitely seen Marky Moo
getting
here
better and better.
most recently win that
several top
championship here.
Starting to close it out.
So we're excited to see how they're going to do against Acno.
Always starting with the Mordex, the fastest Mordex I've ever seen.
Players.
But has shown that he's willing to lock in some other characters.
Yeah, his Mordex is definitely, like, faster than, like, Sandstorm's was at his peak, because, like, that's just how things progress sometimes is like as things get faster, then that's just like the baseline that people start from. So Marky Moo was starting from a faster baseline that Sandstorm was starting from whenever he was on his run of dominance.
Meanwhile, Acno, I don't really feel like has changed too much as a player over the years, but he has maintained consistency.
Yeah.
So he's been raising that floor along with everybody else in Europe, right? And then every time that he comes over to the States, I go like, well, surely this is the time that Acno gets like 65th, but he just continues.
Somehow, dude.
He continues to upset a player after player, and then I talk to him about it, and he just goes like, I don't know. I'm not really thinking about it.
I got to look back to like Agno's first like really solid placement to see how many years he's been doing this. It's 2019.
It's been over half a
So
decade,
like
right?
we talked about Wes at the Royale also being around and relevant for 7 years, just like Sandstorm being around and being relevant for 7 years.
Yeah.
Agno's done it for 6 years. His first major tournament was Winter Championship 2019. Yeah, he's done it in 1v1 and 2v2.
Yeah,
so we got to give him, okay, he's starting here with the Diana. I want to see this Diana.
That's how he ended the set against Radish, and now he's going to be opening it up here against Marky Moo. So we've talked about it quite a bit. I'm just going to mention it one more time. Biggest news about the Blasters within the last 3 months is that Sidelight now combos in the thing sometimes.
Yes.
So that's a great poking tool that has now been added to Blasters neutral. Yes, recovery does not knock out as early as it did 2 years ago. But now you have a lot more options to scrap with than just hitting your neutral light and then guessing so that you can hope to get the follow-up.
There's the side air from Marky Moo, the weapon toss. Is he going to be able to clean this one up? Is it going to be the GCD light? Okay, he doesn't need anything. One of the things, though, that side light being true has led to is like a little bit more of a passive blaster gameplay out where you're really just kind of searching for that, kind of like the way people would just search for like Sword D light when that was the main combo starter for Sword out there. So it's going to be really tough for him to deal with someone like Marky Moo.
No
Go for the GCD sig, hoping Marky Moo is going to keep pushing. Oh, the bottom side of that ground pound.
That's really
like
funny.
A 45-degree angle. That's just going to nail him.
Every Diana likes to go for that cheese. That was very ambitious. Marky Moo has taken like 60 damage. He is destroying him right now. Okay, there we go. D-Light recovery. You're not going to get the knockout just yet, but the N-Sig will. That I was watching Adam Cool 178 on the side stream, and Isaiah has the exact same setup.
Okay. Was he actually playing the Blasters, or was he just mostly playing Cannon?
It was mostly Cannon, but there was one Blasters D-Light recovery where you could like cover the landing with the N-Sig right afterwards. It's the same angle. And I like seeing Acno being able to take a stock with that, but it's a long time coming before he can equalize.
All right, so here we go, man.
Marky Moo just dominating
Marky Moo versus Acno. So we got PR number 1 USA
play.
and then PR number 4 on the Acno side. So really excited to see this match right now. It is 2-1 with Acno being down. But Acno is definitely one of those players that time and time again does a lot of adaptation. So
every time that he uses
I feel like we'll see a difference here in a second. Maybe even a character swap, but we're going to slow down and check that out.
It's a really powerful move. The reason why he goes for down sig at the ledge is because if it connects, you'll steal a stock in orange.
Yep, absolutely.
Works on both weapons. I think on bow it's a little less range, but it's faster.
So much faster. It is such a safer move.
More powerful.
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely see it used more often from Diana players on the bow rather than the Blaster's down signature. Because like, you got to think you have like the 2 different blasts. Because it has more range, like it'll cover more. But yeah, you have the 2 blasts.
3, 2, 1, brawl.
Here we go back to the Fortress of Lions. Acno opening up with the Blasters. Tries to catch Marky Moo with the jump. Let's see if he can stop Marky Moo from running away with the lead at the very beginning of the set. Opens up the sider, exchanges, and Acno uses that dodge right away. Marky Moo, knowing that it's gone, gravity cancel D-Light in air, grabs him out of the skies and gets even more damage. But so far it's been back and forth, and Acno dodging the weapon throw and getting the N-Light right afterwards, and Marky Moo just fighting back unarmed. It's been quite a heated scrap so far.
The biggest thing that worries me about these Blasters into Marky Moo is just how overwhelming Marky Moo can be. Anytime Acno wants to burn his dodge to go for a D-Light, like sometimes it's guaranteed, right? Like if you hit the down air and their dodge is gone, you can combo that into the GCD light, which you see Blasters players going for. But then like you just see the raw KO potential, the raw string potential. It's higher for Marky Moo. His movement lets him maneuver around those dead zones a little bit better than like some other players would be able to against Blasters. So I just feel like I don't know, man. I don't know if the Blasters are going to be enough here for Acno to take out Marky Moo.
Yeah, well, and it's also not a matter of like enough. It's like I did a lot of talk about counter matchups, right, with Chakram and then the weapons. I thought that did well with it back when it was really dominating the scene towards the Royale. Blasters, I've always said, I think Gauntlets do the best job of getting into the dead zone of Blasters, especially when they're spacing with Sidelight. So it's already a pretty tough matchup, and Acno seems to be navigating that quite well. Oh, pivots the Sair. and Markimu just completely destroys him for it. Gets the ground pound after the weapon toss. An amazing setup, almost a little bit of a red herring, right? To throw the weapon up and have your eyes tracking that when the real threat is the unarmed ground pound that's about to steal your stock away.
Markimu just does a phenomenal job with that scythe, dude. I really, I gotta give him credit, man. He reminds me a lot, and I know people might be out there like, he's still in his peak. Markimu reminds me of peak Sandstorm, when Sandstorm used nothing but Mordax and heavily relied on that scythe. So it's always exciting to watch him bust out his Mordax, and right now it's working just fine. As he's on the verge of taking it up 2-1 against Acno.
Yeah, the gravity cancel at that time. Right? Well, hey, he's never gone for it again after he missed the first one.
Yeah.
But he also lost his stock every time he
exactly. So. That's really been one of the biggest things for Markimu. It was like all of the punishes that he's gotten on all of these whiff moves, like they've been solid, they've been frequent, and they've either been like a good amount of damage or a lot of damage.
I mean, he just needs like 3 more hits for down sig to knock out again. Okay, set it up, Acno. Slide charge down sig right here. Gravity cancel. No. Okay, he's actually
immediately going for the sidelight bolt.
Oh, he tried it.
I don't think he's going to hit it, bro. I really don't.
Gravity cancel this time.
I've been wrong before, but I really don't think he's going to
hit it once. He can hit it again. Look, he's ready. He's like, he's
look where Markimu is. He's in the middle of the stage. He's not going to fall for the bait, brother.
You don't think Acno's going to down sig again right here?
I think he's going to. Do I think he's going to hit it? No, I don't.
Back. Oh, no, that was it. Oh, and Markimu gets the silent recovery. If only Acno down sigged. then it would be 1-1.
I feel like the number of times that I've done commentary with you, Tazza, and you've latched onto something exactly like this has been so many times.
It is very so funny, though.
Okay, not too bad, not too bad.
This one is super true.
I think it could have been a little worse for Acno, but
the way Acno was playing on the lip of the stage there's no way he wasn't thinking about it.
All right, here we go. Match number 3, though.
I 100%
it's
agree
2-0. We're going to see Acno not swap here.
Yeah, I don't agree with it either.
I do want to say that potentially there's some adaptation coming out of Acno, which is going to be really good, but... Oh my god!
That's the recovery. Very cool.
You got to be tilted after that. I mean, that's a fresh stock. You're going to go ahead and get hit by that weapon.
For so long. This character's never really
not too bad.
Dude, he was looking for the Spring Royale Classic, where you down air, flip him over, then go for the GCD light.
Is that it? Wait, Markimu dipped too low. He didn't
Dude, Acno, brother, all right.
Okay, I mean, that was definitely...
Okay, I mean, it's 3-1. Acno has the potential to bring it back here, force a 4th game. Sometimes that adaptation, as well as that kind of momentum that you built off of a win, could take you to a reverse 3. I mean, it's happened before. You got to think about this is one of the biggest stages right now. Midseason championship, aka CEO.
This doesn't seem like he's got it yet.
You're trying to show that you're going to continue to be a powerhouse here, especially for Markimu. They are fresh off of the road, so they have a lot. I want to say they have a lot to lose. Why? They basically have a throne right now. They're sitting on it.
Was able to call that out over on the left side. Got the weapon toss to interrupt the recovery.
So they could potentially get dethroned in this match. This is really going to set a tempo for
behavioral trend from Markimu, who's really working
for the national championship or BCX, excuse me. It's going to definitely set the tone, the picture. We're going to see who's up there, who's not up there. So I'm very excited to see how this ends up. And once again, we're going to see those finals towards the end of the weekend, so tomorrow. I believe you are watching on TikTok. You have that opportunity to get game rewards. Let's just look into that. Otherwise, we are live and all these other platforms. So thank you guys so much for supporting and being out here. Really appreciate you guys. You guys are watching Brawlhalla Midseason Championship. This is a co-stream. Shout out to Ubisoft for allowing me this opportunity to co-stream and bring this content to you guys. Would not be possible without the Ubisoft. I am a Ubisoft partner, so thank you guys so much for helping me out this stream.
And like Nair, dash forward, dash back, does not get to the landing. Acno goes for a juggle. Nothing else coming from that. Acno, that was the first damage Acno's gotten in like a minute and a half.
It's come on.
Okay, it's not even time, Acno. He's gonna lose his stock for that one. Markimu's gonna lose his stock for that one. He doesn't have his jumps back. He has a dodge. That's it. You're kidding me,
dude. The down sig cheese.
He did 207 damage that game.
That's crazy.
Cheese to
crazy,
death. I'm not.
Dude.
I am not. I couldn't even.
Is Markimu lactose intolerant? Do we know?
He might be. He's got to go talk to Creed backstage to get that.
Yeah, he's got to get some lactate.
I mean, come on. I've never seen a 207 to 415 wins the game. Marky-Moo, what were you doing?
It's the cheese with the down sig, and there was the weapon toss on the left side that interrupted the recovery. I feel like we're going to see Marky-Moo go crazy this game.
I think so too.
Okay, all right,
And the NSIG gets punished. Okay, oh wait, no way. Okay, Marky-Moo's actually going to lose his stock. Okay, finally dive kicks back. Acno trying to snipe him with the down air. Sidelight comes through, does spot dodge the down light, gets the neutral light right afterwards. Acno getting some damage onto him, but like there's a significant risk that Marky-Moo actually just loses all of his stocks trying to carry Acno off stage. Look at him go with these neutral air juggles. Does spot dodge the NSIG. Is that going to be the stock? Find out. Weapon throw into gravity, cancel down heavy.
Yep.
Really nice coverage there. I guess that would have been beaten by a recovery if Acno had any left.
Which he did not.
But he didn't. So that was a great option.
I do love that like Acno is willing to engage and let like Marky-Moo mess himself up by really overcommitting on the edge. Like, that's respect from Acno of him just not being like, I want to get out of this edge guard situation against Marky-Moo,
yeah,
which a lot of other players would go for. Acno's like, no, come on, let's do this.
Although I think great stock there by Acno. I think that if he did play that way, Marky-Moo would have gotten 50 more like edge
100%.
right?
100%.
Like it's because Acno is challenging him at his own game that it's messing up Marky-Moo so much that he's losing stocks for it. Down sig does the active input to toss him on the left side of the stage, looking for the gravity cancel D-light, and look at that! Acno dodges it, cancels the dodge into a side sig, gets the end light right afterwards. He's in Marky-Moo's head a little bit, I think. Like it's still absolutely Marky-Moo's momentum, but every time he goes off stage, Acno goes, yeah, I'm not that much of a chump. I can actually fight back in these situations, and now he's brought it back to an almost even game. I feel a down tick coming on here, Sparky. Okay, good. That's not the wrong one. But I was right, technically, but I'm going to correct myself. I was talking about Acno.
I do love that it's also Acno showing like multiple options from the signature kit, like not just the bow D-Sig. We just saw the side sig hit, gravity canceled over on the left side. We've seen some N-Sigs come out on the bow as well. Those haven't really been successful just yet, but like who knows, man. You can get a great dunk with them. We saw the neutral signature on blasters earlier.
Oh, God. No, okay. That was going to be gravity cancel down sig, but he goes for the down line instead. And because of that, it drops, so that's not good. Marky-Moo has one jump left. He might lose his stock there.
Yeah,
great job dodging back to stage. I thought he might just forget. Sidestick clears the board. Acno's keeping this close. How does Acno do it? How does he do it?
He's playing Diana. Like he's playing Diana like you're supposed to play Diana. He's not playing
blasters. You think this is how you're supposed to play Diana?
He's not playing bow. Like he's kind of playing. Oh,
this is a canonical
like
matchup. There's a whole battle pass about this matchup. This is the stage about it.
Like bow side sig as a chasing signature against someone like Marky-Moo. Like blaster side sig would probably go too far because Marky-Moo isn't going to run away like that. He's going to run away just a little bit.
Oh, Marky-Moo, how are you going to throw this? Okay. Acno goes to the ground pound. That was honestly a pretty good play. Bow ground pound at this point could knock out. Does the dash jump up in air. Marky-Moo starting to slow it down a little bit, which I think is benefiting Acno. He does still continue to approach with sidelight into the corner, and Acno. Don't do it.
Oh my dude!
Dude, I was laughing.
Oh, I knew it was coming.
Dude, okay. Acno is, he's literally on the side of the stage. Like, I know he's not smiling. He's not smiling like physically, but I know he's laughing at Marky-Moo being like, I know you're gonna approach me.
Yeah, that's wild.
He's losing the game. He's behind in damage. Marky-Moo's jumping off stage and getting cheesed by Bo. Well played to Acno to the game plan, but like it's happened twice in a row now.
It shows like how detrimental like overconfidence can be and a little bit of recklessness.
Do you think it's overconfidence? I don't know.
I think it's overconfidence. I think it's recklessness.
All of these highlights are Acno reversing Marky-Moo on an attempted edge.
Yeah. Dude,
that's the anguish that everyone's feeling. Like for me, what could I do but laugh?
But it's genuinely funny.
Like you could actually stay center stage and just throw each weapon spawn off the stage towards Acno, and that's a better game plan than what just happened here. So now we're at game 5, Acno versus Marky-Moo. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I don't know. I am not as confident in Marky-Moo winning anymore. He's been doing double Acno's damage every game. What was the damage? He did more damage that game too. It wasn't double, but like it was still 100 damage lead.
So now we're on Demon Island, which is going to have a smaller wall. Maybe not as safe for Acno to go over and bait Marky-Moo back on, but like also that's less for Marky-Moo to recover back on after he gets caught by a goofy move from Acno.
And this is exactly what I was talking about, ladies and gentlemen. We have Marky-Moo in one of the biggest tournaments right now. The pressure has to be there, especially being PR #1 and coming off just an amazing last major tournament. Then you have Acno, has been in EU for a long time. One of the of big names in EU, PR #1 before, and I believe in both singles and duos. So it's happened time and time again before for Acno.
This is a funny game, but also this is a really cool game.
No, it is.
So just imagine the pressure that Marky has and Acno, the want to get back to the top. This is a battle of the Titans, and honestly, getting to game number 5, just impressive.
Yeah, how often
So let's
do
go
we
ahead and see
see
who's
like
gonna take
the
this.
patient person being the one over on the wall and the impatient person being on the main stage, going off and getting reversed like this? Like, we really don't see it. We see the patient person being the one maintaining center stage. Like, that's what Use does. Use like to maintain center stage control.
Do you like wake up, grab cancel, do you like recovery? Acno equalizes it just like that. Markimu taking a moment to wipe his face. I mean, it's been 2 straight games of this. It's game 5, best of 5. Goes for the ground pound on the gauntlets, gets hit for it. Not surprised. Acno now on the center of the stage. Ensign could be huge here just to be able to get him set up for a side air. But he goes for Nair instead. And Markimu's having difficulty breaking through the defenses of Acno now.
Dude, the corner is the game plan. He just wants Markimu over on the corner every single time. Oh, nice
he's going to jump out of this.
D-light.
If that was Ensig, I think that was the stock.
Yeah, we haven't seen an Insig in a while.
He went for the recovery. Side to the
covered
dodge,
low.
and that's Diana 101. Oh my goodness, the first time that we've seen it this set though.
I'm telling you, he's playing Diana
Side
like
light,
you're
side
supposed to
sig.
play Diana.
Oh,
cheesiness aside, like he's playing Diana. How are you supposed to play this legend?
Yes, I can't believe it. Is Acno going to reverse 3-0 Markimu?
Dude, that would be...
Oh,
so
sidelight
wild,
hits. He
dude.
goes in for the jumping recovery. Markimu on the right side of the stage. What can he do? Sidelight recovery, the same mirror image
exactly.
of the last stock that he took
All
off
tied
Acno.
up.
It is now game 5. Last stock between both players here. Acno on the verge
This is
of a
gonna come
reverse
down to
3-0.
last stock,
Markimu
last
just
hit.
trying to stay on the winner side of the bracket.
Acno
And
just
Acno's
has to
now on the
continue to be
bow.
patient here. They have that spacing tool, a.k.a. a bow.
He's just retreating over to that corner, goes back to the middle stage, back over to the corner.
No,
Could lose it all here, though.
Sideline.
Yes, I know Markimu
Recovery.
has some damage on him, but
Markimu.
Look at the
that
patience
sideline.
on
Acno
Acno,
gets
just
started,
running
comes
back
through
and
again.
forth.
Acno goes to the other side.
short hopping
Dude, it's
into
so
those
scary. Anytime
into
you
those
get over
airs,
it might
into those
be
airs, okay?
Ground pound could knock him out. Doesn't
Smart
get
for
hit with a
Acno.
weapon toss. Siders him into the side of the stage. Blasters picked up, throws the blasters away. He wants the bow. It's going to be the easiest way to be able to beat Markimu here. Sidelight doesn't get the nair right
Great patience
afterwards.
by
Now
Acno.
goes
They're
to the
going to
center
wait
of
for
the stage, and
that
Markimu's looking
weapon
for the nair
instead
on
of
the
just
landing.
getting overzealous.
Acno trying to do the
I
anti-air
like
to
it.
neutral light.
Mark
He might be
controlling
dashed
the
up
tempo.
nair here if he waits
Look at
long
Acno just
enough.
going in and out, in and out. There it is. He
Mark
read it.
Mark
He read the
Mark
movie. He said, I can go ahead and
combo.
down light now.
Pivot down stick here would be huge. Acno gets him.
Oh, that is so
I
good,
can't
ladies and gentlemen.
believe
He
it.
waits for
I
him to
can't
come
believe
in.
it worked.
The down sig.
He got the damage he
Acno
needed for
takes
the
it
pivot
against
down
Markimu,
stick, and
ladies
he
and
wins
gentlemen.
it 3-2. Acno.
The #1 PR player from
Representing
USA.
Europe takes
From NA
the first
down,
seed
down
spot.
into losers.
That is seed
Very
1 going
surprising,
down
I will say,
into
but
elimination side. Acno has
Markimu
now
comes
taken
back.
that spot away.
So one thing that we learned at Spring Royale from Markimu is that like when he needs a break, he needs a break. If he can't get a break,
There's a front row of people with their hands on their heads. Like, I can't blame him. Markimu just got completely annihilated by Downsig.
if he doesn't get his break, that's when things start to fall apart. And when you win a cheesy game like that and he's not able to mentally reset through any amount of time through a break or anything like that, like he can have a close win and then get the break after the set and get the reset there. But when Acno keeps doing something like that and he's not able to take even a moment to breathe, like we just see it fall apart. I can't believe Acno did that.
Shameless. It was shameless.
Yeah.
No. And it worked.
We're gonna get to talk to him. We're gonna get an
I am
interview with the
excited.
winner, which
I am
like I don't want to be biased, but I'm really glad we get to talk to Acno after this because I gotta know what's going through his mind after this, dude.
Oh, wow.
That
100%
was
signature
crazy.
accuracy coming out from Acno, which is pretty impressive because I think the set started off with him like gravity cancel down sigs, like off stage, losing stocks to it. But as the game went on, he got more and more precise, and Markimu looked more and more shaky in the approaches, and Acno was a reversal king. I mean,
I think that's
at least
the first
at least
game.
he had a damage fleet.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the first game Acno did more damage than Markimu did.
Wow.
I can't believe that was a 3-0, dude. I really thought it was gonna be like, okay, we got the goofiness out of the way, and like now it's time to get serious, and then Markimu just runs over him. Acno's gonna be sitting down with us here. Can we hear Markimu? I'm sorry, can we hear Acno?
Can you hear us?
Acno, can you hear us?
Okay.
Yeah.
Bro, what?
No. First question.
Okay.
Are you proud of yourself?
Yeah, for sure, of course.
Phenomenal gameplay. Phenomenal gameplay. But talking about that tempo, Akno was able to control that tempo. Yes, at the beginning, Marky Moo owned that tempo, but towards the end, it was Akno's tempo. He was able to weave in, weave out, react to those movements, and that's what took him straight home. So shout out to Akno, being able to read that movement, being able to control the tempo. I tell players time and time again,
Exactly.
control that tempo.
In this set, after leading with Dusk in previous ones, why would you do that?
Well, Diana has always been my comfort pick, so I've decided to go with that instead of like Dusk, since I haven't been playing Dusk.
Okay, so that's like a mid-tournament adaptation.
Yeah, of course. Cool.
So you started off the set playing more blasters than you were bow. Like at what point were you like, I'm going to pretty much only do bow now?
Well, basically, I noticed my blasters weren't doing much. And yeah, my bow was working quite well, so I decided to just stick with it, play it out in neutral, and it worked out.
Are you experienced with people going off stage with you as much as Marky Moo was doing? Because you looked super comfortable off stage all the time.
Heavily. Also in the Royale, I really learned how he played. He prefers playing off stage more than on neutral.
He said Diana was his comfort pick.
So, you know, I decided to just run away as fast as possible, and I managed to outsmart that.
That's literally what we were saying as well.
That's exactly what
I
we
looked at it and I was like, I think Akno recognizes that if he just counts to 3, Marky Moo will jump on him and you can neutralize. And then every once in a while, I think you would say, okay, he looks like he's trying to be patient. I'm going to do a dash jump neutral air. And then you just went right back to the corner.
Yeah. It's nice to just have little trades that work out in your favor, so I just decided to keep going with that, and it worked out.
That is very smart by Akno.
Like, dude,
he is highlighting the fact that
after that. Like,
they were able to watch
I've never
Marky
seen
Moo
such a
during
silly set like
that last
from
tournament.
Two unbelievably
it really
talented
learned
players.
that they actually
normally
like playing
we don't
off stage.
see behavior like
So
that at this
Akno
point in the
took a
bracket.
lot of
We'll
time,
see, like,
learned that
a
offstage
known player doing
gameplay,
stuff
and they
like
were able
that
to beat him
against,
off stage. So
like, a pool
I agree with that. I mean,
Yeah,
I think Marky Moo
another
does a
thing that I
phenomenal
would like
job
to
off
add
stage.
is,
Does
after
some
he
magic, some things that
SD'd,
sometimes you
well,
don't even
basically
notice.
SD'd twice in that,
So being able to
third
match
game,
that
I think he
and
just lost
meeting
momentum, that's why I
Marky
just
Moo
keep
or
going,
beating
keep
Marky
going.
Moo at their own game, I think that's
and you
very
held on
smart
to it
by
and you knew
Akno.
exactly what you needed to do, and he didn't show adaptation. that was the big part. Like, it actually looked like he got more and more nervous, and then you just capitalized. And now, congratulations, you've taken over the 1 seed spot from Marky Moo, going into winner's side of top 8. You'll be fighting against the winner of Kaina and Balloon Boy. Who do you have as the favorite to win that set?
I will prefer Balloon Boy winning, since the last time I fought Kaina was, I think, BCX, and yeah, let me not tell you what happened. That did not go well.
All right, Akno, I got one more question for you. One thing we mentioned is that you've been around as a top player in both 1v1s and 2v2s for like 6 years now, which is more than almost everybody out there other than like Sandstorm and Wes. What's one thing that is the same now that it's always been throughout the years, and what's one thing that's different, that's changed over time?
Ooh, that's a very good question. One thing that changed, I would like to add, is the dash changes. A lot of players manage to get way better with the newer dash changes, since you can just dash jump around way more, and that creates more momentum, more pressure, and overall, I'm not sure if it's like a really good addition, but it does the job for the newer players. So one thing that stayed the same, can't really say much. Everything just
6 years.
and I
This
think
boy
that's
has been
great.
around for 6
All right,
years.
Akno, thank you
That
very
is
much.
insane.
Congratulations on your victory and your qualification for top 8. Fantastic.
Shout out
work.
Akno though, man.
We're
He
gonna
has
go
been
to
around
short
a long
break,
time and
then
has
we'll be
added
right
nothing
back with more
but
of the
content
1v1
and
Brawlhalla
positivity
here
to
at
the
the
community.
Midseason
Always doing
Championship
phenomenal
at
work.
CEO
I know them
2025.
for their work in 2v2s. They've won so many championships in 2v2s, but I would never count them out in 1v1s because they do phenomenally in 1v1s as well.
Are you ready to dance with danger? You don't want to samba with me.
All right, so we're going into the kind of commercial side of the mid-season championship. So
This fight is about to get funky.
Vive, of course, and then we're gonna go ahead and get to see the timer here. So it looks like coming up we have Kinda versus Balloon Boy. That's going to be a really good one. Balloon Boy trying to fight their way up to PR #1. I think they have what it takes. They've been doing nothing but growing in their competitive play. So very excited to see them go against Kinda, which just beat Sandstorm. Kinda, one of those top PR players that we see time and time again, not only at Royales, but in top 8s of many tournaments. After that, Monir versus Lors. Monir, I feel one of those players that has been coming up. Very good in EEU. We've seen him as well time and time again in different Royales. Lores, another one of those South American giants. We see them in everything as well. And then Godly versus West. We see Godly, #1 PR in EU. And then West, I believe, top 4 in EU. So that's going to be a phenomenal match as well. And then to be determined, we have S-Grape awaiting for their opponent. So we're starting to wind down seeing those top matches. So very excited to see how those will turn out.
I'm working up an appetite. 밖에는 거북이, 안에는 dragon. 이기는 건 디저트만큼 달콤한 거야. 뭐 거의. Welcome to Brawlhalla.
Special shout out to Ubisoft for allowing me to co-stream the Midseason Championship, and love everything that Ubisoft is doing with Brawlhalla, man. It's just been a phenomenal time working with them, making content and all that stuff. But the Mid-Season Championship is here, man. CEO. We're seeing some phenomenal matches. I just can't believe we just saw Markimu get taken out by Acne, though. I keep thinking about that. But Markimu will come back. We will see them again. Do not freak out, ladies and gentlemen. We will see them again. Top 8 qualifiers going on right now. What you guys really need to be paying attention to is that Kinda versus Balloon Boy.
Welcome back to the Midseason Championship here at CEO 2025. I'm Taza. Sparky's going to be joining me as we go through the rest of this qualifier section into top 8, where we just had an incredible reverse 3-0 coming out from the EU Go Acno, who has now taken that one
here we go.
away from Marky.
Coming back to it. See the boy Sparky, the myth, the legend, the one and only, the cutie with the biggest booty. That boy Sparky.
Like the next match we're going to get into is
we're back to it,
more
though.
Serious than one of the previous ones that we just saw. We saw like Kinda versus Sandstorm. That was an interesting one because it was a 3-0 for Kinda, and then
it was very serious, but it wasn't very long.
Yeah, and then we went into like one of the silliest sets that we've seen since it was like the Spring Royale. Like
he simply outsmarted him.
He simply someone out there needs to make that. You make that on one of the, like the NBA like sports quotes. Picture of Acno. I'm sure there's one out there from this tournament. I simply outsmarted him, and then like right below that it has like the red quotation marks, and right below that is like Acno after he hits Markimu with like the 7th bow DC for a KO in orange.
Sideline side sig on dodging.
There you go.
Man.
That's the meme right there. I just gave that to you for free.
That's right. Well, yeah, I'm excited to see more Blasters gameplay in particular because Acno was talking about Diana was a comfort pick, and now we've got Balloon Boy on the other side who he's hoping will win this because he's afraid of the rematch.
That boy Sparky's funny, bro. Always talking about the most random stuff.
Look at how we saw Kinda versus Sandstorm play, is that he didn't go off stage, so that's not going to work for Acno. But before we talk about that, we can talk about the tournament where these two players last would have fought each other. That was BCX 2024, but now we're talking about BCX 2025. Brawlhalla.com/BCX for your tickets. Get the early bird BCX tickets for competitors or spectators. It's going to be, the airport is the Atlanta Airport Marriott. Discounted rooms are available right now. More hotel info soon. I think we have all the hotel info out, I think.
That's right.
The code is BWCA. That's for Brawlhalla World Championship. Brawlhalla World Championship. Hey, we just got a great price on the room. Make sure to book those rooms now. Get all of your stuff out of the way now because it will be here before you know it. Brawlhalla.com/BCX.
Yeah, if you've been to BCX before, definitely try try to make it out this year is going to be fantastic. It's a celebration of everything Brawlhalla, so we've got the World Championship at it, but there's so much more, as you can just see over here, right? This is Midseason Championship, which is a huge celebration, and this is only halfway through the season, so sign up now.
There is BCX, ladies and gentlemen. If you are not going to BCX, I would highly consider it.
We're not
I'm definitely going to be there. I plan to be at BCX. I plan to be live streaming majority of the time, so it's going to be a fun time. But who you're looking in front of you, man, this is the boy Balloon Boy coming out of, I don't want to say coming out of nowhere, but I would say he's one of those players that is up and coming, has been around for a while, but is now finally showing some good promise, earnings, medals, things like that. I see Balloon Boy potentially taking that PR #1. I will be honest. He is one of my favorite players to watch.
Although he's got to fight against Lores, and Lores just tends to make crazy upsets on land. But I digress. We've got to talk about NA here right now because Balloon Boy is the final hope, and we've got Kaina over the other side, who everybody is saying, I don't want to fight that guy.
Both of these players made it into the top 8, of course, at last year's BCX, and here they are fighting for their way into the top 8. Balloon Boy got 5th at BCX, and of course, Kaina, we all remember the all-South American Grand Finals of Kaina versus Use, with Kaina coming in 2nd place to Use's gold medal.
Yeah, Kaina oftentimes hailed as being the #1 of South America, but doesn't get home with the World Championship. It has been used over and over again. I think Kaina is still continuing to dominate and cause trouble in the scene, right? But at PR #2, it's just because Use is that much better, which means that this bracket actually has the highest chance for Kaina to do really well, because Use is not going to be in his way, at least not on the winner's side. So here we go. Balloon Boy opening up with Mega Man, going against Kaina on Roman Reigns. We're starting here on the Fortress of Lions, and the Blaster's already going strong. Balloon Boy definitely, in my opinion, the best Blasters player that we've got.
I love the pick
right
here by Balloon Boy. I think this definitely has the opportunity to kind of keep Kaina at bay, kind of space him out a little bit more, and then react to it early and later, especially with those battle boots. So let's go ahead and let the commentators do their job. But I think Balloon Boy definitely has the potential and skill, just like we're seeing, to take this game from Kaina.
Any damage at the start here. Yes, while Acno might be liking the start of this matchup, Balloon Boy might also just be playing so good that he's probably going, wow, both of these players would be tough to fight against, and kind of finally attacking back here. I think that as far as weapons go against
why didn't you just go for the immediately
sideline?
Maybe he wanted to get the dodge out and really go for something big, but you had the option to go for the D-Light in the sideline.
Yeah, that was. It looked like he tried to input it, and he just inputted a stutter step instead.
Okay.
So it's possible he just dropped it, but either way, gravity cancel, sidelight, side air, true combos, and sidelight, side air again. So much damage coming out of Kaina. Sidelight, side air 3 more times. Kaina now on the left side of the stage. Balloon Boy tries to go for the finisher with the leaf shield once more time, but he can't get it. Neutral light, can he get the read? He does, but not in the right positioning, and Kaina avoids getting hit by another sidelight there. D-Light dash up recovery. It's going to be a 3-stock to 1 lead. Balloon Boy can't be touched, and Kaina's hold center play style. Hope I can whiff punish. Isn't going to work if you have got a ranged weapon always hitting you with these sidelights. It has been a struggle for Kaina.
Yeah, and that's the Blasters gameplay that I was alluding to earlier when we were kind of talking about Acno and what the kind of Blasters play culture has evolved into now that sidelight side air is true, is you have people mostly going for sidelight side air, and then Balloon Boy is a scientist. He knows exactly when he can get the KO. That's when he goes for the D-Light into the recovery. Now he's swapping over onto the boots, which is what Sandstorm tried to do against Kaina earlier unsuccessfully.
Except Balloon Boy succeeding. Look at him catch every single
one. And that's exactly what the caster just said. Balloon Boy being able to utilize those blasters to kind of space Kaina out. It's very beneficial for now, but my prediction here is that Kaina will find the adaptation. They could potentially swap, because Kaina is one of those players that has a lot of champions that are very viable in tournament play, so they might be able to swap. But I've also seen some great adaptation from Kaina, where they're like, okay, let me get a round, maybe 2 rounds, let me figure out this player.
It does look Balloon Boy's playing him
so late.
Yeah, Balloon Boy fully utilized Mega Man's kit there. Leaf shield knockout to start things out, right? We even saw a little bit of the tornado, and then the flame sword hitting twice to be able to get the knockout there off the top. Balloon Boy dominates Kaina in game #1. Let's see if Kaina can get to Demon Island or World's Ends.
All of his landing punishes from Balloon Boy were amazing.
And it was both weapons too.
Yeah, and contrast that to what happened earlier when Kaina had the axe and he was landing with down airs and getting the grounded down air as well onto Sandstorm. It was something he was doing so successfully. All of a sudden, Balloon Boy completely turns that on its head. It's a 180, and Balloon Boy is the one punishing all of these landings. Kaina has no way in.
I also think Balloon Boy Boy is continuing to ban out the flat stages here, so leaving kind of open with only one. This is the closest that you're going to get. Single flat stage. This is Mos Eisley. So here we go into game number 2. Balloon Boy with a very strong showing in game 1. But as we saw in the set prior, best of 5s are best of 5s for a reason. You got to have room for that mid-set adaptation. Let's see if what Kaina's got.
I think Balloon Boy really needs to be careful with the way he's throwing out these D-lights.
Whoa.
Oh my gosh.
So quick, 3 stairs in a row, that's it.
One, yep, right there. That's the stock. Crowd going crazy. They love a Balloon Boy victory.
Like, this is such a big deal because I would not, even with seed aside, I would not go into this weekend with Balloon Boy on my favorites to beat Kaina right now.
I would agree.
It's looking really good. Like, this isn't him like fighting for his life, getting lucky. He is dominating Kaina right now in the 1v1.
Now he still does have quite a bit of damage on the stock, so we could see it even up very quickly. There's a sidelight into the side air again.
I'm telling you, it's
I
so
think
good.
If he chills out a little bit on the D-lights, that's going to slow down a lot of the punishes that Kaina is able to find because it's mostly on the D-lights.
Neutral light.
He goes for the in signature. I was going to say, like, he didn't grab that one earlier when you talked about the suite of signatures that we saw coming
that was the one we were missing.
He didn't go for the in sig.
Yeah, we were missing Rush and we were missing the Hurricane, but opens up the boots, 3 hits, puts him off stage. Can he catch the landing here with the downlight, puts out the tornado, lands on the bottom of the stage, comes right back forward, but now kind of doing the anti-air game that he's so good at, downlight after downlight. Balloon Boy kicks him away with the end light, goes right over to the blasters, gonna try to put him off stage. D-light dash up recovery to go for a juggle states. What else has he got?
I don't even know if a D-light recovery would do it now. I don't think a raw recovery does it.
He needs like another sidelight side air.
I think so.
D-light recovery, not going to do it, so he just goes for D-light stare. The weapon throw, and that secures it. A much better choice than going for D-light recovery and not getting the stock. Balloon Boy gets the edge guard, now 2-1.
Dude, he's playing so well here against Kaina. I just really did not see him coming out of the gate like this, doing so well. Back over onto the main platform.
Flamesword once again, getting the end of the hitbox there. Almost playing with that neutral signature like it's like a lance snare, where you're trying to get the very end of the move to burn.
Like we used to hit reverse snare.
But you get so much power and damage out of it because you don't have to worry about where you are when you're hitting it. So it's just a great option at the edge of the stage without Kaina's recovering. D-Light Cider puts even more damage on him. Balloon Boy destroying Kaina here once again, has a damage lead on a stock lead. Stomp finally stops him from the end light, but Balloon Boy just shoots him right away.
Oh, gets him with the second blast of the in-light.
D-Light dash recovery.
D-Light recovery, not enough.
Leaf shield does get punished. Brother? Trying to catch, I guess, a fadeaway to the side of the stage.
I don't know if anybody could get there in that time. I don't know about that one, Balloon Boy, but he's been playing so well. I don't want to harp on that too much, obviously.
Sidelight neutral air. Kind of could downlight him here at this point, but I don't know if that would knock out just yet. And that cross-up side air.
One more side air from pretty much anywhere is going to do it.
Puts out the end side air, bounces off the stage, still enough.
Kind of juggling the weapons, bringing everything down to final stock, but he's going to have to play so well. And there are a handful of pickups that Balloon Boy can grab. Like a sidelight is going to lead into the side air. It's going to be a KO, unless he maybe picks up a little bit too high and some of the variables come into play and he misses it. Balloon Boy is going to be very careful before he commits to ending the fadeaway side air. Does get punished.
This is Teros, though. Balloon Boy has to be very careful here.
Sidelight and air. As Balloon Boy on the left side of the stage, downlight on the juggle state. Balloon Boy might be overthinking this. Goes for the unarmed recovery. If he stays unarmed, it's going to be Kaina's comfort zone. Boots picked up once again. Flamethrower gets punched by sidelight and air.
Teros is definitely the character who's going to be able to get a gimp or take a stock super quick.
Thank goodness. It looked like he was throwing that game. Now we're going to be going to game number 3 where I feel like Kaina is starting to hit his stride.
Oh my gosh, what's going on here, Balloon Boy? Come on, he's already catching up.
He
wants to use,
it doesn't feel like him.
He just gets a move. Oh my gosh.
Balloon Boy was on the top right of the stage, right? In the replay. Like, I think we'll see it. Hopefully towards the end.
Dude,
this edge guard, that's incredibly hard to do.
Yep. You see
no, he whiffed. He whiffed. Kaina whiffed. Kaina could have won that. Kaina was bringing that back. Balloon Boy's got to chill. That is exactly the adaptation that I'm talking about by Kaina. We see that time and time again, and we might see it here. We might see a reverse 3 here. I'm calling that right now. That is not abnormal. We have seen it from Kaina time and time again where they have been able to reverse sweep.
Top 8 appearance over Kaina. But Kaina looks like he's got that adaptation through. So now the boots are on. He's getting the grab end light. He can still continue the edge guard here. Goes for the ground pound. Kaina is he going to reverse it? No. Goes right back to the stage. Tries to bait him out. Waits at the dodge. Gets the down light. But he kicks right through the end light as Kaina lets that go a little bit too soon. And now he's right back under the ground. Nair juggle stage. Gravity cancel D-light down air. Ground pound would knock him out. But he doesn't pivot it. Kaina gets right past it.
Kaina's going to stay back over from the corner. Not even putting out end lights or D-lights. Again,
jumps right over the stair that time. Good adaptation from Kaina. This time he might do a reverse dare. to cover the landing from Balloon Boy. It's getting tougher and tougher for Balloon Boy to crack through the defense of Kaina now as the game has gone on.
Yeah, Kaina's not going to let him recover back onto the main stage for free. Oh, he even gets past and turns around. He was still inside of the dead zone from that D-Light as the Plasma passed.
Down air comes through, not getting anything else off of that. Not high enough damage to combo Decider just yet. And Balloon Boy's not been putting up the sidelights that we saw before. There it goes. He gets punished by a sidelight. Doesn't combo into Nair because it was a little too quick with the downlight since Balloon Boy flying. This could be Kaina's first lead of the set. N-Light will knock out. There he goes. This is what I was seeing last game, Sparky. I think Kaina's kind of figured out how to hit his stride.
Yeah.
And now I'm wondering what's Balloon Boy going to do as an adaptation in return. The sidelight Sarahs aren't hitting anymore. The Sarah edge guards aren't hitting anymore. He's been mostly getting damage in the boots, and Kaina's been getting all the damage
exactly
back.
What I was going to say is the Blasters gameplay is definitely slowed down here. He's not able to find the openings. There's the whirlwind.
Being able to get that knockout.
He's going back
there.
over to boots, of course. Doesn't want to spend any time with the Blasters. Has kind of figured out how to adapt against that. Find so many punishes. Oh, he was able to fade away just in time and move, snapping his dash.
Oh, but sidelight and air, ground pounds. Tons of damage coming out from Kaina. He does get a quick flame sword in there. Burns kind of to the left, putting him almost in the orange. Downlight whiffed. Sidelight and air, kind of goes for a dodge out read and misses the weapon pickup. Uncharacteristic, but gets the kick anyways, not too damaged.
Now swapping over the hammer. He has a nice lead. It might just be Stomp Side Air City. Kind of looks like he's setting up for it. He might get frustrated like he did previously with that. If Blue Boy wants to play aerially, he could just go vertical. Yeah, there's the dare.
Side air hits, but side air hits right back. Kaina with the gravity cancel sidelight to celebrate. He is now up 2 stocks to 1.
Even though he's finding his stride, Balloon Boy's still up 2-0. So if he gets the victory this game, he's still going to have to find 2 more.
Sparky, this is concerning. I'm like looking at Balloon Boy, and he's just jumping around, getting hit by neutral light in there. Okay, finally finds the blasters. He's going to get some N-Light damage in, but I still give favor to Kaina here. He's getting his sidelight nairs. He's getting the dashes in.
Oh, gosh.
I mean, and we're seeing the confidence with the whiff punishes. That's 3 sidelight nairs. No, sidelight nair goes for the recovery here, maybe. No, goes over the down sig. I thought down sig was going to come out for sure, but Kaina just being a little too conservative. N-Light going to knock out next time that it hits. And Balloon Boy has gone this entire game really struggling to get in at all. Kaina is going to bring this to a game 4, like almost absolutely.
He's going to get caught there, but nothing. Oh, I can't believe he didn't get a punish in time. He moved just a little bit in the direction that Balloon Boy did. The in-light for the KO. One thing that is just not working for Balloon Boy anymore is the sidelights. 1, he's missing them, and then 2, because of the overspacing that's coming out from Kaina, he's able to use the extended range of Axe sidelight, not just the in-light punish, but he's able to get the sidelight in time to then follow up with the nair, which means your damage output just goes through the roof.
Where do we go for game 4, Sparky?
I don't think there is a safe place for Balloon
so.
Boy to go.
2, 1.
Because again, like, it's the same thing that we were talking about with Sandstorm earlier. You go to a map with soft platforms. I worry about
this is neutral. This is a neutral pick.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. He's going to go right back to the blasters. It didn't look like he believed them too much, but he's going to go right back to them. So far, so good. Gets a good combo, neutral light coming through. Meanwhile, Kaina looks like he is fully online.
Yeah, maybe play the in-light game a little bit more. The side light Kaina's able to overspace to get the timing in for the punish, but if he lingers just a little bit too much, then he gets caught by the second.
Dare reversal on the leaf shield, no dodge, but the backswing
too.
of the recovery means Kaina gets more damage for it. The downlights now start covering the landing. Another downlight could come through here. If Kaina does like a dash jump fastball and light, that could be huge, but Balloon Boy sends him off stage, puts up the metal blade. Could do it again. D-light side air is at the stock. That's it. Balloon Boy takes the lead in game 4.
He's doing it with both his blasters and his boots, as you just saw on that stock. He was doing a great job with the in-lights. He started things off doing the D-light into the side light on the blasters, which is what you do at low damage. Okay, Kaina's ready for the timing on the in-light now.
Oh, that is scary. Scary edge guarding there. Wait, Kaina goes all the way through.
So
I thought he was going to catch up with the recovery, but both players just kind of froze.
He just kind of like lagged along the top side of the corner.
No dodge.
I really thought that recovery was coming. The on-stage ground pound, that's like one of the first times we've seen the ground pound.
Ground pound, side air,
reload.
Okay, a leaf shield gets punished by stop side air. Kaina doesn't take too much damage for that, but that was still a crazy stock. Like low damage ground pound into fadeaways there. Looked great. Balloon Boy now on the boots.
Nice punish on the in-light. Tries to find a second follow-up, can't do it. Doesn't chase with that, but he does throw out the buzzsaw. Let's see, he's gonna wake, get caught by an in-light. There's the weapon toss in, and the side light gets in the blasters.
Oh, and now Kaina does give it a downland recovery. That's gonna be Kaina off the top of the stage. All right, Balloon Boy, 1 stock away from representing NA in top 4 to go up against Acno. Kinda has to get through 2 stocks to stay in the set. Let's see what he can do. One side light comes through. Stomp in an end light. Has him off the side of the stage. Low on jumps. Recovery here can knock him out. Goes in. Doesn't get the stomp. Doesn't get the slider afterwards. But Balloon Boy gets hit by that side light, putting him into red. And now Kinda needs to stomp Share.
Dude, Kinda has the weapon to not only get the damage, hold on to the weapon, and find the KO. He's so close to it. There's the down air. Yeah. You want to play in the air. You know you're going to get scooped. Kinda's ready for it. His vertical gameplay, and he's swapping back to the hammer.
Is it boots? What does Balloon Boy have
I think
coming
it's
up
boots,
next?
yeah, for the blasters that he picked up previously.
No, okay,
no,
blasters are still there, had him primed. All right. So now Balloon Boy fighting against Kinda, goes in for the sideline, gets hit by that sideline. Oh, that's a hard punish. Double nair almost connects. He's still going, scooping it.
I don't know, man. This is Kinda's moment. This is where Kinda shines, but Balloon Boy has been so good with his overall kit. I feel like he makes it look so easy. When a player is able to look able to make their kit look easy, they're doing something right.
Damage though, and these leaf shields could be bad. Okay, gravity comes with that recovery, but taking a huge risk, but getting a huge reward. Now even up the game in damage.
Dude, Kinda's not like that a single
Left sider again. He got
disarms too. There's a weapon spawn, but it's all the way.
Oh, the dare with the dodge down. Read it now. Kinda on center stage. Could he go for the stomp here? No. Doesn't get by the gravity.
Kinda's looking for it. Okay, turn on Sarah.
Low on jumps. Has to make it back to the stage.
No.
Dive kick reversal.
Oh, so smart by Balloon Boy. Oh, that was so good. That was so good by Balloon Boy. Look at him pop off, man. Look at NA pop off.
Slow-mo at the celebrating. Yeah, that is an incredible win. I really felt that slipping away from Balloon Boy as the set went on. To be able to clutch that edge guard there, and it was so huge for him, kind of playing
you
so
hear
well
the NA pop off. You just hear the NA pop off.
Like,
that was so good. I want to give it up to Kinda, though, from South America. Kinda has always been, once again, time and time again, one of those phenomenal players, has done great work. And now Balloon Boy, one of those tried and true goats of NA, finally up and coming, is able to take a match from Kinda. So happy for NA, so happy for Balloon Boy. Shout out the Mans, but Kinda comes back as well. So let's go ahead and see how the rest of this mid-season championship goes.
I think AJ Moore had to like stop slow-mo from rushing the stage because like we can't have that.
Wow, yeah, we're looking through these highlights again. Those are the end light knockouts that Kinda was known for, but it just had so much trouble locking in. Start of game 4 with that D-Light side air, kind of bringing things back, but D-Light recovery being able to bring it to a 2-1 stock situation. But yeah, Kinda nearly stole this game here. I thought that was going to be the D-Light ground pound, and then Balloon Boy just slips right by. Boots picked up here, and then the wake-up gravity cancel down sig to knock him off the right side of the stage, and then everybody right popping off. Was an amazing victory coming out from Balloon Boy over Kinda.
And by hitting that signature in the middle of the stage, it didn't really matter which side it sent to. So it was not side dependent. Goes to the right, it goes to the left, it gets the KO either way. Balloon Boy closing that one out. 3-1 over Kinda. He's joining us.
I think there was a key whiff in game number 2 that Kinda did towards the end. That whiff, unfortunately, allowed Balloon Boy to take that. That's number 1. Number 2, looking at the stats, you know, we're looking at overall damage dealt, things like that. I felt like it came down to the extension. The possibility of using that tool or blasters to be able to keep them at bay. Balloon Boy is just so proficient with those blasters. So the ability to space them out gave them the ability to win game 2, game 3, excuse me, game 1, game 2. Game 3, I felt like Kinda was figuring it out, but let's hear what Balloon Boy says.
Acno, and he said that he would rather you win the set than Kinda because he would feel more confident playing against you than Kinda. Your response?
I think he's more confident against me because we like play similar like weapons. Like I used to play a lot of Diana, so I think he's more confident than me because I play the similar weapons and he knows how to counter the weapons.
That's a very like professional, like nice answer as well.
Speaking of which, right, we're now in a situation where the last 2 games in the top 8, Blasters Legends have made it on the winner's side.
Stop, dude! You're gonna get it nerfed. Stop saying
it. Just no more.
Well, I've got the opinion that I think Blasters are doing very well right now, but I wanted to know, as you as the primary Blasters main of North America rather than the world, where do you think that they sit right now when it comes to a lot of other weapons? Because I still don't think that they're being picked a lot competitively.
Yeah, I think they're one of like the more harder weapons to like learn how to play. So I think it's definitely a bigger skill gap to learn how to play blasters than other weapons like gauntlets or like spear or sword, like those weapons. it's very like niche how to play them. With blasters, you need a little bit more of a like understanding of how to play the weapon at a top level.
Yeah, Sparky got to chill out, or
So you've never played against
the commentators got to
as
chill out. They
far
might
as I
get
know,
blasters
in any,
nerfed.
like major tournament set before. How did you feel going into that against him, given like all of the aura that he has around him as a top Brawlhalla player?
I did play him at the Autumn Royale, but that was only in the round robin.
Yeah.
He 3-2'd me. He beat me last time, so I was a bit nervous going into him at first because he beat me the last time I played against him. But this time I just went in with a lot of confidence. I wasn't nervous, and I just played my game.
Awesome. I'm really excited to be able to see the matchup that you got coming on later on in the day. Sparky, do you have another question? I think Balloon Boy's kind of...
Yeah, I mean, I
What up,
think
Ace
that's
Brew?
pretty
We're
much
actually
it.
streaming
That's
on
kinda all I got
TikTok,
for him here.
YouTube,
Looking
the
at the
Purple app.
bracket, so there's still Munir and Laura, there's still Godly and
And
West on
YouTube
the
Shorts,
top
we're
side.
basically
Anything stick
co-streaming
out
this
about
on a
those
lot of different
players that you're like really
platforms
looking
because we
forward
are
to
a
potentially playing
Ubisoft
against,
partner,
or
so we're doing that for
really
Ubisoft.
worried about
Shout
playing against?
them
I
out
wanna
for giving me
see,
this opportunity.
Mark
So we're just
get top
co-streaming
eight.
Okay.
the
I really-
mid-season
like,
championship,
T5,
so you may
T5
hear me from time to time,
I
but
really wanna see Mark,
we are
like,
here
get
locked
part of the
in,
bracket, so he
watching
can
this
lose
phenomenal
bracket.
gameplay. And shout out the boy,
So
Balloon Boy.
Marky Moo has been called like the savior of North America. How does that make you feel now that you're the main representative of North America on top side of bracket?
Makes me feel good. It's my first time like being on top, so yeah, I'm happy to be here.
Well, congratulations, Balloon Boy. It was an awesome run being able to take out Kaina, and let's see if you can get the run and go even further because you are the one North American player there on winner's side of top 8. Fantastic play. Can't wait to see some more.
Yeah, thanks so much for joining us on the desk. This bracket's been great. Like we say that every time, and like we're telling the truth every single time. We've had some great matches so far on our block here.
He said he's so happy to be on top, and I think the rest of us, especially in the North American side, we are also very happy for Balloon Boy and them being able to beat such a monster from South America. But up next, we will see more Moonir versus Lores. We see PR number 3 from EU, and then PR number 4 from South America.
Against S-Grape in the future. Then we're going to see Moonir and Lores
Excuse me, but
coming up
don't
next. Right
get
after
it
that, we're
twisted.
gonna have Godly versus
Lores
West,
is
and we're
a
going to have
demon.
Jeff versus Meg D. Of course, the Jeff versus Meg D set will be on the bottom side of the bracket. So after Godly versus West, we're going to be going down to the bottom side
Wait,
into
you're
that
telling me
elimination
Jeff
side.
beat Radish?
I'm telling you,
If that's happening, Jeff had to have beaten Radish.
I'm telling you that Jeff beat Radish. Jeff beat XJ Cool
Jeff
J.
beat XJ Cool J and
then
Radish
moved into
playing
Radish.
Thor?
2 Game 5s back to back for
What?
Jeff before
Okay.
he moved on to now face Meg D.
I know that Taros is there, but his most reported legend in Star GG is Thor. That's incredible. Okay. Meanwhile, Meg D took out J44L and Guichibu, which is like a pretty good win for how Meg
Dude,
D's
yeah. Meg
runs
D
have been going
taking out
lately.
Guichibu is massive. That's a big win for Meg D for sure.
Okay. Cool. Bracket is really shaking up to be interesting here. And the matchup that we got coming up next, we have seeing the players sitting down here on stage right. Lores going up against Moonir. It's going to be South America versus EU. Moonir has already taken out PR number 1, the reigning world champion. What do you got?
One more wild update I want to give you before we focus on this set.
Yeah.
Seabass took out Sandstorm on bottom side in Game 5. 2 sets before a potential qualifier for Sandstorm. So Sandstorm will not be making it into top 8 in this video game. There is still the potential for rivals
Yeah, I was
too,
about to
but
say.
his run in this video game, Brawlhalla, over here on the
He must,
Midseason Championship stage is over, and it's to Seabass.
He must have been playing a little too much
huge
Olympia.
victory.
I'm looking at that and going like, he's got his eyes set on rivals.
There's no
doesn't he?
crystal for him to teleport to.
Yeah, well, here we've got Moonir sitting at the desk, looking at all those medals there. While we don't see any golds for the officials, he's had plenty of golds over in the community tournaments. Is no stranger to being in top 3, several top 2s even, and is now going to be going up against Lores to see if he can make it in the winner's side of top 8. An incredible win over Hughes just now, and he's going to see if he can repeat that feat against Lores, who is going to be playing Dusk, I believe, for game number 1. So.
Yep. Last time they fought, it was a similar lineup, but not the exact same lineup. Lores was playing Dusk. This was at Max Mode 2025 at the Winter Royale, but Moonir was playing Taros for that set. So he's changing things up, bringing in the Mordex that pretty much not a lot of people expected going into this one, even Moonir himself. And look at the Gauntlet gameplay, almost getting the ground pound.
When did Moonir get that fast with the Gauntlet?
I don't know if you guys just heard that, but I definitely just heard that. Sandstorm got taken out by Seabass.
Recovery floating in case he can find another one.
Seabass is a phenomenal player,
okay,
man.
is
So
it
I have
dash
nothing
down
against
air.
E-Bad,
Loras
but
finally breaks the pressure.
Sandstorm
Gets
is
the sideline
out. They
cider,
will
goes
not
to
be
the ground
making
pound.
it
Mooner goes to the ground
to the
pound himself,
finals
Loras
in
cuts
this
through
video game.
with that
Maybe in
recovery,
Rivals
and then
2.
Ensig
We'll go
almost
ahead and
snipes
see, but
Mooner
right now we
away.
are going to see
Dare
Loras
sends
versus
Loras straight
Moonir.
down.
Let's
D-Light
go ahead
ground
and
pound
check
to
that
knock
out.
for the
Once
gravity
again,
cancel down, so I think,
these
but the
two
spear
players
recovery
we have
stops
seen time
him,
and time
the
again in
haymaker rolls
Royales
flying
and Grand
off the right
Finals, all
side,
that good
non-stop
stuff. So
back and
Loras
forth.
versus
That
Moonir,
weapon
South
toss
America
will send
versus
Moonir off the
EU.
stage first.
Let's go ahead
But
and see
still,
how
that
it
was
turns
like-
out.
I still felt like that was Loras like defending himself in the corner the whole time.
He
and
was
just
on back
happened
foot
to
for
win.
sure. There's the sidelight from Moonir. From the wrong side of the stage, so he's not going to find the KO. That's going to bounce off the stage. Weapon toss goes high, but it doesn't matter. Loras loses that stock. We're about a minute into this game, and Moonir's going to pick up the side instant to wake up with the in-light from Loras' unarmed kit, even backing up just a little bit before throwing out the side kick.
Ooh, dash forward and light. Okay, Moonir trying to catch up with the recovery. Does get the down air. Low on jumps, goes for grab, cancel down, expecting a wake up immediately, but Loras waited it out, went for the weapon throw instead, did not get caught by that move. If Moonir spiked him into the stage, I think it would have just been it for the stock, because I don't think you go for the active input backwards in that situation.
Yeah, it felt like there was medium risk there from Moonir. I don't think he was in danger of losing the stock given how little damage was on his stock, and Loras was at the weapon disadvantage. So going for that was like medium risk, massive reward.
Side light coming out from Loras, and light connects from Moonir. Dash jumping around. Let's see if we can get the edge guard here. No goes for the down light, and Loras is in the sider. They're just exchanging sides against sides against non-stop blow for blow.
Whoever has more range at the given time. Like you just got to get the right range at the right time. Loras was the one who found it.
I just love that Loras is matching the aggression from Moonir here and being like, I can play even faster. This has been incredible. Look at that, the wake up on the Nair, stopping the double side light. Dodge gone. Immediately goes up for the Nair, weapon throw Nair.
And even the delayed pickup, just in case he wanted to go back in unarmed against Moonir. There's the in-light sending Loras over to the right side. He doesn't have a weapon. Moonir disarms himself, throwing low. Neutral air, he lands, shuffles out the weapons.
Moonir still playing like he's on his first stock, but he is slowly losing the lead there. Unarmed recovery hitting twice. Weapon throw does not combo into anything. And D-light recovery from Loras almost will secure game one, definitely. Spear picked up, gets the recovery. That's going to be a 2-stock for Loras. And it's amazing how the momentum still felt so driven by Moonir, despite Loras having so much control as the scrap went on more and more. But man, this has been the most fast-paced game that I think we've watched all day, where they're just not letting up. No one took any time to get into wall slip or like dash dance weapon throw that game.
Yeah,
that was intense.
Like that, Loras has always done that. I think better than a lot of other players. Maybe their success with it has been higher. Like when we've seen Impala go like Omega fast movement mode, but even that, he's not able to sustain it throughout the set.
Okay, Moonir went Teros. I think that's fine. Look at the nairs. You're saying, but he just nared him 3 times and almost hit Ensig. Look at Moonir go! Get the ground pound right here, Moonir. Okay, he went for the down air instead.
He still picks up the neutral light after whiffing the down air.
I mean, Moonir's playing so fast right now that I feel like that makes Teros even scarier, but Loras has been able to match every single time. Stop sider since Loras flying, but if it's not enough, that means Loras can come back into the stock. That stops there, will do it. Quick 25-second stock from Moonir here in game number 2.
There was the option for Loras to go back down over to the wall after that weapon spawn went high. That was kind of covering his high recovery options. He didn't go down, so he just went straight through the middle, back onto the corner, almost reached up with that.
There comes through, like the option for the side sig there, but not going to quite hit. D-light into recovery, not going to knock out either. Another recovery could possibly do it. Side light goes in for the dash jump recovery. And the gravity cancel down heavy. Just non-stop, doesn't matter if he's unarmed. He's going to keep applying the pressure, and Loras evens it up 2-2.
Yeah, and I think that's why we saw Loras going in for those signature options instead of going for the D-light recovery, because we saw the D-light recovery come out, and it wasn't enough. That's why he wants to get those hard-hitting Dusk Sigs that everybody talks about when they mention this legend. Great down air. There's a weapon toss up. Loras almost got in there perfect, but that weapon toss is going to save Moonir.
Dash jump. Dash forward, D-light side air. Recovery, and the gravity cancel stops there. Moonir deletes the second stock from Loras. Gets ready to take another one here in game number 2.
Here by Moonir.
Based on what
I know
we've
that
seen,
Loras
I don't
took
think we
that
should go
first
back to the
one,
stage
but
if you're Loras. If you're Moonir, absolutely
Moonir
take this
definitely
option.
has
But if
a
you're
big
Loras,
chance
I
here,
think you should stay
especially
away
with
from
his
this.
Teros.
Give you something with a little bit bigger
But
sidewall.
Loras right now not really using that kind of trusting in the orb here. I like this pick from them as well. I have seen them play Dusk a lot more, so right now it's working out for them, especially if they're able to get this stock here, and they are. So it's going to be similar stock, similar damage. Let's go ahead and see how they continue this match.
1-1 once again. Loras' defense is so incredible. But Moonir with the D-light ground pound into recovery to be able to punish Loras slipping right past him. So much damage coming through here. Stomp Sair. One more Stomp Sair will give him the win. And that's the, I thought that was it, but he sidelighted it.
He picks up the goofy stomp, so it can be a little bit weird whether or not you're able to get the sider after that. Why he went for the side light?
Okay, goes over to the X, picks up the hammer once again. Stomps around, keeping Loras denied. Loras finds a weapon. No, gets scooped instead. That's going to be the game going to Munir. It's 1-1.
Nice pick
And
up there
the
from
Teros
Munir.
looks okay.
Absolutely.
You got to
100%.
remember that Munir's the one player you can trust to just go by the vibes of what he thinks he should be playing.
Yeah, but also sometimes you have that panic swap on a
The
Teros.
Mordek's got 2-stocked.
That is true. That is true.
Really
the
doesn't get that
context
much
here is
worse.
different. What I should remember is that the days of Munir getting reverse 3'd are gone. We're in the
Reverse
new arc.
read because he decided to change his.
Yeah, we're at Munir's new arc, the redemption arc of Munir here.
Which is a little more of a tactical pick here. Now, will Loras stay on the Dusk? I know Loras was on Kaya for years.
Yeah.
But Kaya had suffered several balance changes for years. Largely in part due to Loras, but also because there was a Kaya succeeding in both game modes in every region for a very long time.
Okay,
Now she
so
doesn't have,
we
like,
are
an
going to go ahead and
unreactable
see
neutral sig on bow.
Munir go up, so it's 1-1. I would say that Munir is one of those players that, once again, maybe a year or two ago we didn't really hear about, but the last 2 years, I would say they've really coming up. Maybe even a year and a half, but I would say that for a while, I felt like EU has been pumping up some brand new players, some brand new talent. So it's really awesome to see that.
Really see Orb at all in this set, right? Like, what was the orb damage coming out from Loras last game?
The first KO is going to go to Munir on that one. The orb damage was 69 orb damage. So he's like hardly touching the weapon whatsoever, and that's a little bit of Loras here. That's like he's one of the best spear
So
players
right now
in the
it's
world.
2-3. Is Munir figuring it out? I think that might be the case, and if that's the case, Loras really needs to potentially consider swapping characters. So we'll see if Munir keeps reading this book, if they continue to really,
I'd say that
gauge the right moves.
Puts up the side sig, and that's going to be it.
You're just going to run through like all of the signatures there real quick. You do the in sig, you do the side sig, you do the down sig.
And it's funny because like I feel like when Dusk came out, the signatures were the weaker side of like his kit in terms of perception of the character. And over time, I think people have understood how much utility they've got and how quick they are, right?
But especially on the orb, we don't really talk about the spear signatures as much. Like I was talking to Stingray about that a little bit earlier, is like they are not the most favorable signatures that he has. It's more the orb signatures because they're so much quicker. Laura's even baiting with one of the spear
So quick on that stock too. Munir deleted Loras' first stock, and just like that with a Pogo Sair, Munir is out of his second stock there, and Loras continues to apply the pressure. Sidelight gets the jump read with the Nair, pokes him with the Neutralite. At this point, I think down six could be pretty good, but he goes for a Pogo instead. Another Sider connects, goes for a downlight on a jump read, and Loras went for the weapon toss into the pickup downlight. Doesn't quite hit it, but he gets the weapon throw anyways. Now Munir off the right side of the stage. Orb on deck. No, Spear primed. You know that he's got that ready to go. And Munir cannot do anything in this game. Sidesig was close to being able to knock out here for Loras, but he gets hit by a Sider instead.
Yeah, that was a good Sider for Munir. That's going to send Loras flying away from the weapon. Still without a weapon. There's the stomp side air, putting Loras on a final stock. He's going to have to wait just a little bit longer for the next weapon spawn to come in as Munir's doing the juggle.
Certainly going to stay with the hammer, though. I think he had like almost Oval's damage on the hammer last time, over 400 of it. Now Neutralite coming through. Dash jump, pivot nair, gets in. Another hammer picked up.
Yeah, man, last game, Munir did 1 damage on Axe. So it was literally just a weapon toss in that.
I mean, Loras is stuck on the orb now, and he has only gotten hit by Stomp Sairs and Dares. This is looking really bad. He should probably just throw it away, but no, he goes for the Sider instead. I mean, you've got Sidelight Sider there. Spear not as great as punishing the ground there. Hits the downlight into pick up onto the Spear, and nearly costs him. Munir now 1 neutral win away. Stomp doesn't hit the exhausted recovery. If that was a full recovery, I think he would have gotten clipped.
Yeah, he would have ended up moving over and drifting too far to the right and getting caught by it.
Unarmed.
It's
just a one-hit game for both players. Sidelight Sider here. Falling Sider would knock him out. Goes with the recovery. And Munir caught off guard. Loras with the win in game number 3 brings it to match points.
Potentially giving Loras some momentum back on his side with that, especially doing with the orb, maybe giving him a little bit of confidence there after that. Like, okay, my Spear is struggling a little bit. I was getting hit by a lot of things, and I picked up the orb. I was getting hit by even more things on the orb, but I was able to clutch it out with the orb in the end, getting that recovery right over the corner like we see orb players do all of the time. There was a side sig in the way. There's the down air, bounce pass, side air.
So close, though. To see the game be in this state after a clean 2-stock to 1 lead. Munir going to be sticking with the Teros here after that loss. I'm going to try to bring it to a game 5. Opens up with the Axe, puts out a down sig, and Loras has whiffed a few follow-ups off the unarmed down.
Definitely.
Like and is costing him some damage here. Now he opens up the orb, gets the downlight right after the end light. Great 4-hit combo. Let's see what else Laura is able to do here. Dash jumping around, looking for an opening in the side take.
Yeah.
By holding the charge, gets the hit. Sidelight into side air. Okay, Laura's might take his first orb stock of the set. Ground pound here could knock out, but Moonir is allowed to go back to the stage. Tries to get that max range down signature and disarms Moonir from the axe.
Yeah, it seems like he's definitely feeling more comfortable on the orb. Even though last game, the grab, the rip out of the air, and the throw all the way from the middle of the stage, getting the KO with that, a huge lead, only 50 damage on the stock. But he even did less damage last game with orb than he did the previous one. It was like 69 before. Last game was only 53, so still absolutely a spear game, even though he hit that recovery at the end.
Love the call out there, too. The mental damage from getting hit by sidelight, chase dodge, and Sig's got to be so huge. Moonir was going for, like, hammer ground pounds at, like, light yellow. Gets the side Sig, though, and just like that, man, Teros hits so hard.
Nuclear bomb from the middle of the stage. You're still going to get the KO off that.
And now Moonir has evened it up 2-2. Laura has played that first stock so phenomenally, and that ground pound can take him away.
What are you doing?
Dive kick into recovery and a nair. Okay, Laura's not willing to risk the reversal game against the hammer there, hitting with those sideways moves. Side sig punished, doesn't get the double nair. Moonir looking for the landing here with the neutral air of his own. No side air. Laura's gets swamped. Okay, he was greedy.
Double.
Little greedy there. Ends up getting punished for it, but like the idea.
I think he expected Lores to like immediately throw out an attack after that, or something like slower than just like jumping really high or retreating, which is why he went for the double stomp. The
Downlight pickup.
He does it so well.
And that's what he was going for previously.
So well.
We saw him drop it before, and I was saying he was kind of dropping the follow-ups off the downlight, but he's doing these downlights tactically around the weapon spawns. Then he gets the pickup into the spear downlight recovery.
Yep.
I mean, I think that's just true off of unarmed downlight.
Yes, there's so much stun time on it. You have so much time to pick up that weapon. As long as you have the mental stack to be able to go through and go move by move very quickly, which Lores absolutely does. Like, I think you have plenty of time to pick up that weapon off of the high stun time from unarmed downlight.
Side air hits. Laura's off the left side of the stage. Moonir gets hit by the orb down air. Sidelight side air, that's a lot of damage. Lores does get caught with the Ensig though, and Moonir goes all the way out for a grab. Cancel stop like grab pound. Is that it? Weapon throw hits him. Can Lores make it back? The dark touches and Moonir doesn't cover with the ground pound. That might cost him the game. He almost clutched it. The down sig is hit by the weapon throw. Moonir just completely decimates himself twice in a row. Lores holding on. If Moonir still wins after all, this would be a miracle.
Gosh. Lores
falling with the side air. You've got to be joking. It's an amazing win for Lores, but I am not kidding. He got so dang lucky. The first time was like, okay, fool me once with my own edge guard, right? The ground pound on the dodge. Like Moonir just needed to hold down there. That's all he had left was the dodge. And then the second time, the weapon throw.
I feel like that one's more unlucky.
That was very
That one's
unlucky.
more just
That was very
unlucky
unlucky.
for
like
for
Lores
Moonir.
was literally teleporting straight off the left side of the stage, and the weapon throw stopped all momentum. I can't believe how fortunate Lores was to win that game.
Yeah, I think Moonir's going to be kicking himself, especially after that dropped edge guard. He had the option there, and he just didn't go for it. We saw it play out in front of our eyes. Like, you had to use essentially everything to get over onto that wall. The second you touch the wall, even if you're at the beginning of your dodge iframes, your iframes.
That was good. That was good. All right, so Lores is going to take that set over Moonir 3-1.
And look at that. I mean,
could have been a little bit closer. Moonir
like
did show some very good gameplay. They showed the potential They showed the potential to bring it back.
Yeah, that's just
almost there.
Cool
Unfortunately, it wasn't possible. So we're going to go ahead and see what's coming up next.
Moonir looked like he was like responding to the situation, but ends up just going down there, and that falling side air catches Moonir right at the edge.
Yeah,
and you can see the despair there from that situation, because I mean he basically lost out on a knockout 2 times in a row.
Yep.
From a deficit. He was at a damage deficit that entire game.
That's so tough. And he even did it 463 damage, so his KO efficiency was like really, really good. Obviously, you turn red at 150, so you do that through all 3 stocks, and you're at 450 if you KO right at 150 every single time, which is very hard to secure and do, but he did it in 463 total damage. He was 1 hit away, man. I can't believe, like, that's so tough.
I was looking forward to
the
Moonir story going into top 8 there. But we do have the nice story of a representative from every region in winner's side top 4 so far.
That is very cool.
That is amazing. And now we've got Sheepy back here to talk a little bit about the matches that we've got going on, which have been amazing.
What were these matches?
This is a wild block.
This is wild. And this is what I love. This is where things get exciting. But like seriously, like it got to the point where I'm like, I don't I don't know who to root for. I don't know who I want to win more because I want both of them to win. Or like, yeah, literally this last match with Loris versus Munir, I'm like, I love Loris, you know? And I'm like, oh, but Munir is such a great and nice person. And then the drop edge, I'm just like, no! Like, just the back and forth was crazy. Same feeling I had with, oh my God, Balloon Boy versus Kaida. What an incredible match.
Where'd that 3-1 come from?
What an incredible match. And then obviously Agno, Markimu, oh my, just seriously, the last few matches y'all have been commentating have been off the charts. And I'm sitting backstage and I can hear the crowd going too. It's been exciting, it's been crazy to say the least here. I do want to grab y'all's final thoughts just overall on just how things are playing out. Taza, you mentioned right now we have each region represented.
Yeah, each region, but even weirder is that it's on winner's side, it's Diana VV Dusk. What?
Who put that on their parlay?
One of these legends play, right? No, it's awesome to see how much each player is pushing the meta in their own way, because these are characters that aren't very popular competitively, but they're being played phenomenally here on the big stage. And I love the caliber of matches that we get at the Midseason Championship, where it feels like every winner's quarterfinals is like a super major final, right? We just get to watch it best of 5 after best of 5. And then all the emotions that come with the anguish of knowing that they're like, oh yeah, I'm not top 8 now, and I have to go into the elimination side, and there's like all of these heavy hitters here that like just lost the round before me. It's really exciting to watch these matches play out.
Yeah, I'm loving specifically our block. I loved how dynamic all of our games were. It felt like every single game gave us completely different vibes, from like the silliness of the Acno set to like the surprise of the kind of Sandstorm set to like more surprise of Balloon Boy than like turning around the dominance that kind of had, 3-1ing him, and then like the heartbreaking defeat that we just saw from Munir and the victory of Flores. Absolutely, yeah.
Like they were just not letting up. There was that situation where Acno was like, okay, I'm going to camp this guy for being aggressive, and then Munir and Loris were just kind of like, I'm going to be aggressive.
WP gamers, we're just gonna push forward and keep attacking.
It was a fast set, and Loris ends up coming out on top, maybe a little bit because Munir was playing too fast. But you know what? I fully expect Munir to make that run to the elimination side.
Well, we're gonna have to wait and see. Thank you guys, Sparky, Taza, for your commentary here on these literally crazy matches. Y'all, we're reaching the end of our top 32 matches, and we will see who will make it to the top 8 to brawl for a chance at the belt tomorrow on Championship Sunday, right after we take a short break. So we'll see you guys soon.
I'm very excited about this next match, guys. Here in less than 5 minutes, we have match of the century, man. We have Godly versus Wes. PR number 1 from EU. I don't really know what Wes is. I want to say he's either 2nd or 3rd, but he's up there. Wes is insane, and he's been getting better and better every single tournament.
Go right, Balloon Boy. One stock. Gets right through into the hurricane. Balloon Boy. Dodge, like Muno just needed to hold down there. He had
I'm a dud. What's up, bro? What do you mean that's how I do you? We're just co-streaming the Brawlhalla Midseason Championship. That's all we're doing, brother. We're not even playing. We're literally we're co-streaming the Midseason Championship for Ubisoft.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Brawlhalla Midseason Championship at CEO 2025. We're starting here with top 8 qualifiers for Championship Sunday. And here on the desk now, I got Walt, I got TK. Boys, this is the end here. How are you guys feeling?
I'm so excited. TK, this has been insane, bro. Like, every single match, all hitters, no quitters, everything's going so wild right now. It's a good time. If you're a Brawlhalla fan, you're eating good. That's all I'm going to say.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, so far, I sat and got the chance to watch the last 3 matches. The last one was actually a little bit of a heartbreaker because I do love some Munir, but like watching that weapon toss ruin his actual play, I was like, oh,
breaks my
yeah,
heart.
you know, breaks. Hey, but you know what? You're unlucky sometimes. It's all good. He's still in. Just has to make his way through on the other side of things, which means we should be able to see him later.
Yes.
That's right.
Potentially. Yes, for sure. And so before we get into our next match here, I do got to do a very quick reminder here, y'all, about the World Championship, the grandest tournament of all, Brawlhalla.com/BCX, November 21st to 23rd. You don't want to miss it because we're celebrating 10 years of Brawlhalla, so please join us at BCX 2025. You can get your tickets, you can get your hotel, find all that information, and you don't want to miss the early bird tickets, but before they're gone, June 20th. You get the swag bag, you get all that stuff if you get your tickets now. So please join us, Brawlhalla.com/BCX. Would love to see y'all there at the World Championship. Okay, guys, now it's time to get to business. Let's talk about this next match here. This next match is Godly versus Wes. This is a winner's side top 8 qualifying match. How are we feeling about this?
Can I start on this
Yeah,
one?
yeah, go ahead, bro.
Time is a flat circle, and I talked about this on the desk. This was a projected matchup that was supposed to happen between Godly and Wes, and it happened on the elimination side at BCX last year. 5 games went Godly's way. but Wes is starting to challenge him, man. Wes has not beaten Godly in a single match yet, but it just seems like he's getting closer and closer, and it's just like, man, this set could be complete fireworks. I'm so excited for it.
I'm just excited to see Godly play because everybody knows, well, we love Godly in this house, obviously. So,
we do.
You know, but as I said, there's 4 storylines I'm trying to watch, and he was definitely one of them. Here on the other side of things, no slouch to saying, you know, I'm not a fan of Wes. Wes definitely been holding it down for a long time, too. Also over the 100K mark, which means my man's been making that bread. But look at his placements. 41 top 8s, 48 top 30s. He seldom misses a top 8. That's so insane. That's an insane stat. That's great. So I'm excited to see what they do as they play up against each other. Now, we have been saying a lot, for a lot of times, that Godly has had a hard time against the South Americans. Doesn't seem to be a factor here for Wes, but this could be the day. You know, it's always about who's playing the best in this current moment, in this best of 5.
Yeah, and I want to kind of pick y'all's brains on predictions here, right? Who is going to go through? Because whoever wins sits nice and pretty, winner side top 8, and we all know the players want that. TK, I'm going to start with you. Who you feeling here?
I'm feeling Godly. I mean, I'm with the people, but it's not, I'm with the people about as much as the people are. I'm feeling Godly by a little bit. Like, it's not like 100% my guy's going to the top. Like, no, it's about, I'd give it about a 60-40 at best for me because Wes definitely is playing one of my favorite characters who I think can definitely ShamWow some stocks if the Tesca comes out. But Godly has just been looking good. I saw the Fate earlier, asked him about it. He said he's only been playing Fate, I think Taros. Are the 2 characters he's been playing a lot. He's been practicing them super heavy. So as long as he's warmed up, I'm giving it to Godly. But if Wes comes through, it's not a surprise at all.
Let me tip the seesaw a little bit more here. It is God mode activated all day. I don't care. Listen, I made my predictions. I think EU's making a resurgence here. And look, you brought up the point as well. It doesn't seem like Godly particularly struggles with Wes in the raw head-to-head.
Right.
Wes is the number 3 PR player in South America. Where are the other 2 South American players in the elimination bracket? This is an insane path for Godly to make it to top 8.
All right, here we go. This is what we've been waiting for. We're seeing Godly versus Wes, man. I think this is going to be the closest we've ever seen them. Yes, they've played before. I think Godly has kind of that winning percentage over Wes. Yes, we know, but
let's get it indeed. Looks like we're into our first match. Fortress of Lions will be the first thing we're getting into.
Recently, I feel like Wes has really stepped up. I think a lot of players recently have really stepped up. Wes is one of our balloon boys,
already.
We're going
to
go ahead and see exactly what's going on here. So here we go, Godly versus Wes, PR number 1 versus PR number...
Already going hard, and I mean, this is the aggression.
Number 3, I knew it. I got it correct.
We saw in the BCX set as well, right? We're going to get so much back and forth action between these 2. The offstage is going to be absolutely insane. Wes already throwing himself off, not finding the connecting hit. Doesn't get the recovery right there either, but Godly back on offense. Let's see what the edge guard looks like. Dare doesn't connect.
Want to see if Wes going to try to get more involved here with these boots over the gauntlets. Haven't got a chance to see the boots yet. The boots finally come out. All right, it's time to get involved. Now this is the weapon I'm most worried about because the boots always leave you in a situation where it feels like a 50-50. Just fires the gun, bro. I'm just going to do some magic right here. I don't care.
You want to see a trick? Let's go. Okay, Godly first strike already, pretty healthy on this stock as well. Wes looking for the reply, picks up the gauntlets in hand, going boxing. Getting a little bit. Oh, goes for it. I love that move, though, right? Like, you're playing from a little bit behind. You might as well try to get something. You can pick up the stock, make it an even bout.
Slide charge off, reverse power driver would have been absolutely insane to get right there, but wasn't able to. Okay, still, though, yeah, we're going to find it anyway, way up at the top 2, so see if we can get a nice little weapon star. What does he decide to play with? It's going to be the boots. All right. We're going to keep the boots going. Nice start right there, neutral air into the side air.
And look, this is exactly what I'm talking about, right? Aggressive chase dodges forward from Wes. He wants a piece of the action as much as he can get. Godly creating a little bit of space now. Wes still in advantage state. How does he get back? Uh-oh, watch this. Look at this. He's cutting this off early as well. I really like this, 2-3 hit string from Wes. Doesn't want to overextend, get reversal, and put himself in a position where Godly can just let it rock again.
Yeah, it's like a slow and surely getting some damage, but you're still getting put in the same bad position multiple times while leaving out like 15-20 damage every time. That's very good for Wes, but yeah, Godly finally getting back to the stage right now. Godly really has not really been able to kind of counter back with these boots. The West boots right now, slowly but surely, as I said, just whittling away at Godly's life bar. Uh-oh.
Recovery misses. Okay, we saw Sweatbeats online. Godly's fishing a lot for the Sares, but Wes is playing super up and down right now. This is where you kind of want to go for the end lights, but just like that, Wes flips the situation. He's up a stock.
Dude, he actually just end lighted his way to a victory right there. Like, it's been nothing but just little hits here and there. Nothing crazy coming out from West. No long strings. Just going to continue to hold center stage, hold a stage advantage, and then, you know, we're one way into this stock. However, though, Godly now starting to fight back. He just needs to find one more solid hit. Sidelight Sayre should be able to do it. Looks for the recovery. Not going to hit. Sayre from the other side of the stage, not enough.
Okay, yeah, this is Sidelight Sayre territory, though, especially on this side. Got it right there. There's the stock. Godly makes this one back relatively healthy on last stock. He's going to cycle through weapons and go back to the side. I don't blame you. It's been working out wonders so far.
Right. Oh, yeah, they're dancing right now. Who's going to go ahead and start and get that first hit on this last stock? Not too much between them. I mean, they're pretty much neck and neck when it comes to this damage. A little bit more on Godly currently. Okay. Let's find a couple hits here. Hold on.
Wes gets the cross up. Godly, just a couple nickel and dimes coming through, not making a whole dollar quite yet, but Godly swaps it back over to the orb. Chase dodges in, tries to get a little bit more action going, dodges through by the skin of his teeth. Wes wanted to close that one out early, but will it cost him? Doesn't look like it so far. Doesn't connect with that first hit, but the recovery comes through. Godly already in red, and he gets the dodge wave, but he doesn't connect.
I like that. Yeah, he definitely just jumped away. Ooh, looking for the big jump out the corner. I like that idea, though, from Wes. Wes has just been dominating Godly with stage advantage and stage pressure the entire time. Godly's just not been able to get his footing on the ground. Finally does it here.
You got to watch if you overextend on the second air-to-airs from Godly, and he knows it, right? You see Wes just immediately getting at a disadvantage, trying to go for the counter hit. Godly unarmed, picks up the scythe again. What kind of advantage state can he find here? Weapon toss, reconnects with the throw. Wes pushes off stage, it's not enough. Next one, I mean, this could just be another end light to victory.
Ooh, wow. Okay.
Just as I predicted, this game coming down to the wire. Godly throws out that neutral signature. It doesn't hit. Wes looking for the finish as well.
Just any light attack, right? Like,
Tester has some really strong signatures, though. Oh, that was so good. Being able to follow that moving and hitting with that side air, man, that's all it was needed at that point. So Wes goes up 1-0. This is really good for Wes. Once again, Wes has been doing a really good job lately.
What a way to fight back right there. Now I was talking about the fact that I was wondering what his boots were going to do. Those boots went crazy. It was a more slow developing game when the boots were in, or I guess on feet. I was going to say in hand, but on feet. And I just feel as though, just the way that he was being able to control the stage whilst with the boots was good enough to get this W on Godly. Godly just spending a lot of time here on the edge just like this, trying to find his way back to center stage, getting sent right back out, 15, 20 more damage being added up every time. Yep. He's got to figure out a way to claim some stage. He's got to claim some land.
I think it starts with the orb, right? That was pretty problematic for Godly in his first game. Only 169 damage in that first game, despite it being equipped for about 40% of that first game. A lot of really awkward positions, right? You're stacked on top of Wes. You don't get the end light. You don't get any type of get off me tool. So you're instead going for the side light in this position. But look at the legend swap that we have on the screen.
Dude, I love seeing this because it really feels like, you know, like the Smash 4 era of like, oh, I just lost Bayonetta.
Let's switch it over. Okay, all right.
I'm just going to switch this bad boy over. So the Taros, I mean, always a popular pick, obviously.
I actually think it's really good for the aforementioned reasons, right? Like the orb was not working out for Godly in that first game. So why not swap out, get a new weapon kit, and maybe see what you can make work here?
And he said it has been practiced up, too, so this isn't just like a desperation Taros pick. Like, he is playing Taros on a regular basis. Hopefully this does pay off for him right now, but as great as Taros is, because everyone does have a pocket Taros, that means most people have good Taros knowledge in the matchup. Still might not matter, though. You get caught with a straight sig, it's just going to be curtains for you anyway.
Okay, Wes. Position. That was so perfect for first strike. I love the way that he's just drifting down, covering so much space, but doesn't pull the trigger until he knows Godly has nothing left.
GCD light, yeah, to the side sig. Way out there, too. There's no way he wasn't going to hit that blast zone. Even if he didn't, I feel like he was so far away, it didn't even matter. Godly, though, just need one good solid hit here as Taros. A down air, a side air could do it. But Wes is so good at just fighting his way back to the center stage. The side air from the middle. Taros power.
Hey, man.
Power Taros.
It's pretty good. I'm not going to lie. It's pretty good. There's the Taros pick working out for Godly. He is still playing from behind. He hasn't really claimed that strong of a lead yet in this set, but Godly, a quick three-piece off the stage. Can't get the third one. Scoops him up. Playing the ground game once again. That's what Taros is known for.
Keeping it simple, but you really, that's what you do with Taros. You go for the B&Bs. Some downlight Sayres, you know. Tries to go for a big sig right there. Small punish, though, here from Wes.
Yeah, and again, the spacing is just a little bit awkward. Wes is kind of piling on top of Godly, making it weird for some of these longer range moves to find their mark. Here's the offstage, trading some ground pounds back and forth. Wes is the one that gets the better end of that exchange. Oh, just dodge through recovery. I mean, why not?
Oh, he's big chilling right now. I mean, like, Godly's not even really swinging, but the West movement is very nice. So, yes, it's good for him not to be swinging just haphazardly and then getting punished all the time. As of right now, though, nothing really coming out. He tried to get one stomp so far. Does swing for that down light. He is struggling to find a hit here. West now, right back in the same position we've been seeing for a lot. Boots and Godly off the stage.
This is the tough thing about Teros, too. Despite having so much force and being able to get these KOs, look at how far that Sair sent, even from cross-court. Godly's moves are telegraphed. Godly's moves are a little bit slow. So if West can get Godly to press a button first, it's an easy whiff punish, and he's maintaining this lead still, TK.
Oh, wow. Okay. Explosive right there with the down light into the ground pound. Gets him out of there, and we are right back into a one-stock game. Yeah, that lead came and went.
Let's see what Godly can do here. Off the back of the Legend swap as well. Weapon throw covers the high angle.
Oh, recovery snap right there, but doesn't matter.
Finally gets the gauntlets in hand, though, is Wes. See, Stomp. Remixed it a little bit, only gets a couple more hits. Now look at this, just bats him away unarmed. Wes able to pick up those boots, which has put in so much work for him in the prior game.
Ooh. I mean, yeah, Godly, even with a slight chance to try to get a recovery or a punish, it just goes to show you, mate, he's not expecting some of these options that Wes is throwing out. Okay, here we go. This is good, though.
Let's see what he does. Okay, back to the hammer, of course. Yeah, tries to go for the scoop, but it burns the dodge. Wes reverses the situation. Now it's off stage. Tries to go for the signature. Doesn't get too much more after that. Just like that, the damage differential is getting real close here. It's getting a little dicey. Off stage already.
Unarmed as well, too. He gets to unarmed here now. So Wes, look at, oh, I almost think he thought he didn't touch that wall, but no, Wes right back to the boost. The boosts have been the star of the show. A neutral light.
Oh my gosh, and once again, same exact situation. Wes covering the position. Sweat beads come through, weapon toss comes down to make Godly have to go high, and it's just another hit that comes through. Wes is up 2-0. This could be his first win over Godly.
Dude, he is absolutely walling Godly off, man. He's gonna have to like really tap into his inner European, man. Get your Christopher Columbus on, find some land. All right, brother, what's going on here? I need you to get some stage. I need you to go ahead and establish some pressure. He's not been able to do it so far because of the way that Wes is playing. Almost every single one of these stocks you're probably gonna see is Wes just chilling on stage, waiting for Godly to come back and then getting a hard punish. Except for right there, that was just a clean punish from Wes. But all the stocks so far have looked like this. Like, Godly trying to find a place, you can't do that. You're denied access to the club.
Yeah, I'm with you 100%. Definitely explore a little bit. Try to find some land to plant your feet on, maybe establish some firm ground if you're Godly. The spacing has also been quite awkward as well with just how on top of Godly Wes is playing. And look at the score right now, 2-0 for Wes. A reverse 3-0 is in order for Godly to be able to advance to top 8 on the winner's side.
Right.
And we are back to the fade as well.
This would be major, as you said, for West. I mean, getting his first win ever here against Godly. And Godly, as we talked to him earlier today, he said, I'm trying to get a W. I haven't won a lane in quite some time. And West is like, well, I'm trying to make that true again. Put him in the losers. Only needs one more game here. Godly looking pretty good, though, at the beginning of this third game.
But is it enough? We don't know. God mode has not quite been activated quite yet. Ooh. But we do find a first stock. It's a good start for Godly.
Okay. It's a good start for sure, but he's definitely taking quite a bit of damage, so it is easy for West to try to even this back up. No weapon in hand just yet. This is a chance to, I think, that might have been the boost he would have. Wow,
my!
I don't need a weapon, actually.
He said, how about my fist? Brother, taste this. Let's see, Wes evened it right back up. And again, this is what I mean. Whether he has a weapon or not, he is just completely on top of Godly. It just feels like Godly's flustered in these spots.
Bro, fighting with sweat beads and that, too. He's like, I don't need to go back down to the ground. I'm just going to keep putting on the damage. Nice, okay, no air dodge in this time, but he's always there for the punish. Even if he misses his follow-up, he still positions himself well enough to get away and get himself a nice punish.
No whiff punish on Godly's side either. This is where Wes makes so much happen, though. Reverses the situation. Godly, no weapon in sight, a little bit awkward, or back online. But again, the game one, it really hasn't been doing a lot for Godly, so he just chucks it away.
Yeah. Okay, the movement. Once again, hold on. Godly has got, he's got to get himself back, into the driver's seat. Wow. Well, first down sneak right there is going to do it up.
It's getting in his head, TK. I'm nervous right now. Godly trying to regain some composure, trying to regain some momentum, but look at the damage already. He's in red. Wes, patient as can be, tries to just go for some normals, pushing him back off stage, rinse and repeat.
Nice, okay, getting thrown off that stage. That's definitely the turnaround you need right here. Looking for a side air. No, doesn't go for it. But he's able to get back up there, yeah.
Yeah, opts for the orb instead. And again, this is why you pick a legend like this. You get good confirms off of Sidelight Cider, but why not if you can just clip them right out of the sky, take your lead, and try to hold on to it for as long as you can.
Yeah, and always having like that Shoryu-esque. Oh, wait, oh my God, the damage. My man's getting clipped right now. Hold on, can Gali go ahead and finish his plate, though? That's what we need to see.
Yep, West touchdown on the soft platform, so it did reset all of his movement. Well, Godly tries to go for the GC and Light, doesn't get too much more and actually loses the stock as a result. West has a shot to close it out in 3. You do not want to give Godly another opening.
Not at all. And this is this is really the weapon that's been giving him a lot of success too. These boots have been an absolute menace here for Godly. Another down stage. Combos off of it. He's trying to send it fully.
Off stage,
Wait a minute.
Stage. Godly no weapon, Godly no weapon though. You see it far side, West tried to flip it, didn't get too much more recovery, doesn't find its mark either, so West fighting his way back into this game.
Godly's really trying to fight his way back down right now, but
oh my gosh, he waited for the jump to West! Unreal. Unreal! Oh my god, I'm gonna lose my mind. Okay, off the backboard, he finds the throw necessary to stay in this game, but holy, West made him work hard.
And West was, he just got his hands covering his face, but I wouldn't even be so ashamed right there. He was just a little bit off on the spacing for, I think, that ground pound to really try to seal the deal. But, like, look at the way that you're controlling the pace of this match. Like, you got Gali on his back foot the entire time. So I would not be too worried just yet. We got to see what happens at the beginning as we get to this game 4. But, yeah, Gali finding very opportune down air. Go ahead and close it out. Like the neutral sig as well. Love those short use S neutral sigs to really cover that space above and in front of you.
And look, I'm going to keep it a buck with you guys as we look at the statistics for this previous game. The orb is doing next to nothing in this right now. It is 79 damage once again. It's like under 80, I think, for the first 2 games that we've seen off of this Fate. Don't get me wrong, it worked out for Godly in the end there. The weapon toss secured him the KO to win that game. But if you are not leveraging the simplicity of the orb that can get you those KOs, then you're just playing a one-weapon game, and Wes is going to take that all the way to the bank.
Yeah, and it's kind of crazy that it's the orb that's the one that's like, because yeah, there is a simplicity to that weapon. You know, as I think Sparky said earlier, this is like the closest weapon currently to like the sword, and you are just basically looking for kind of the same things. That's what you want. You want some sidelight stairs. He's like,
Godly heard me. He was like, all right, we got to do this. Let's lock in.
Let me show you what's going on here.
But as we say it, Wes evens up the damage just like that. Gets the signature pickup off the left side. Godly goes way high to try to cover. Wes scouted it for miles. Still maintaining the advantage for just a moment longer. Pushes off stage yet again.
It's just Whiff City right now for Godly. He's just not been able to call out Wes correctly. And what he wants to do, Wes has been able to call him out correctly every time he tries to get back to the stage, though.
What's been the recovery pattern again? I think Godly goes high this time, right? Yeah. Because Wes has just been going for end lights to just reset and push back off every single time. Good on Godly to recognize it, but look at the damage once again. He's playing from behind.
It's the orb too again. As you
hang on, brother.
Okay. I definitely needed that. I'm pretty sure that would have been able to take the stock too with the amount of force here. Wow, just swanton bombs that there there real quick. Not expecting him to come out there. Not expecting that reach either. Godly, the orb still has not been able to do a crazy amount, but he's got it back in his hand one more time. But we're inside light Sarah percentages, so this is fine.
Oh my gosh, look at the mix-ups from West, though. He is just going all over Godly, looking confused, keeping the head on a swivel for a second. Sidelight Sarah finds its mark, exactly what you need if you have the orb equipped.
Hey, gonna get rid of it and go for the scythe now. And as you said, if we're only doing 79 damage that last game, then the scythe had to do a bunch of damage because he did like 587, 47 altogether, something like that.
Yeah, close to 400 from that last game on the scythe alone. So, I mean, look, it was a very, very close game in terms of damage differential, 511 total to 487. So Godly's got to make it count. Oh, off stage already. Hang on.
Again?
That was Sweat Beans. Godly closes this one. There's the stock. What a beautiful sequence from Godly. Starting to get activated a little bit.
He turned the God mode on just for a little bit. You know, he was like, here's a preview of the God mode right now.
We'll find out in game 5. Let's see what happens. Godly up a stock. Can he maintain it, though? Wes, the aggression starting to fade a little.
West, though, definitely don't want to count him out by any means. He may have just kind of got bodied on that stock, but he already did a decent amount of damage here onto Godly. So he's just looking for that final big hit there. And a lot of active inputs he's choosing too. So if he gets that, he can definitely giant swing behind him. Just get the stock out the way.
Exactly. Godly did prime up that scythe as well, so he does get to keep this one, keep a little bit of priority here. Weapon toss gets the action started, a 3-piece as well, but West, the dodge out, GC doesn't get punished. Godly still in the driver's seat, though, and the weapon spawn so favorable for him. The weapon toss hitting him actually kind of messed up the sequence as well a little bit.
Yeah, I think it didn't pop him. It didn't allow him to pop up high enough for him to get the Sayer there, unfortunately. Both of them unarmed. Well, no, just Godly's unarmed right now. Now both of them unarmed, but we're going to go right back to the gauntlets. Let's see what we can do here.
I think this is high recovery from Godly again, right? Like, look at this positioning. As soon as Godly touches the wall, super high, wait for the platform, get yourself back on the ground and center. He's finding the land, TK.
Uh-oh. He's definitely, and look, it may have taken him the Nina and Penta Santa-Maria to get there, but he's finding it, bro.
He's finding it for sure. We'll see. This is just a couple of light hits away from West finding this stock and making it a one-stock battle. But the damage is getting slowly out of reach. Okay, great counter hit from West, necessary to stay in it. And he can close this one out in 4 games, or will Godly begin to mount the reverse 3-0 comeback?
We're at the point now, too, where this is like, wait,
okay.
Oh my.
I got scared for a second.
Yeah, and if Godly, you know, if he got a panic there, he definitely got scooped up.
Godly's winner's bracket lies in the balance. Can West close this one out? Are the nerves getting to him?
Fighting. Godly has just got to find one good sidelight side air. That was the side air, but the next one, yeah, next sidelight side air should be able to do it here.
Especially from here, for sure. And Godly knows it. You see this air off right away. West guarding the stage, he gets the ground pound, and he just closes it out in 4. That is unbelievable.
West just full sending it. He's like, I actually know you can't get back here. What a ground pound. What a way to get into this top 8.
West is going to be
will
able
our
to
qualifier
take it against
already.
Godly.
Winner side
Once
for
again,
Championship
we
Sunday.
are seeing these players
Dude,
up
all
and coming.
roads.
West.
And look, I mean, I was
Balloon
saying,
Boy. Yes, I know West has been
I'm a
around
Godly fan
for
through and through.
longer.
I think we love Godly in this
But
house.
man,
West was in control.
the
for
wins
that
that we're
set,
seeing
man.
today,
And I
guys,
mean,
this
to
is
close it
no
out in
normal
that fashion,
tournament.
where it
Congratulations to
looked like
West.
Godly was starting to level up, culminate in that game 5, mount the reverse 3-0 comeback for West to shut it down and to get his first ever victory over Godly and to qualify for top 8 at the midseason. I mean, it's just like we're stacking up on the resume right now, bro. This is great for West.
No, this is a quality win for him for sure. He needed that. I mean, for all the reasons that Walt just listed, but at the same time, you know, being able to put Godly into losers is a major feat. You know, he's one of the people that people always kind of like bet on to take a tournament here. But West said, you know, I'll put some respect on my name there. Godly like, oh, how did this happen to me?
Okay, I believe we have 1 or 2 more matches left, and then we're going to be done for today. And then tomorrow we're going to have the finals of 1v1 and 2v2. But I think our final match of the day, which is, I don't think it's up next, but it is Markimo versus
I mean,
Hughes.
this is what
That's
I
going
mean,
to be
the aggression
insane.
on the side of West being so good at staying in that awkward spacing where it made it really hard for Godly to know if he should be going for like end lights or like side lights to get the conversions on the orb. And that's what led to these games that were almost like non-factors for that weapon. Way better for Godly just in terms of the orb's solo performance, but it wasn't enough here. Godly's going to have to do it from the elimination bracket.
I mean, like, I still believe in my boy to get in, you know, but gots to give it up to West, man. Now sitting, is he the only South American in winner side right now?
He is.
Wow. That's so dope, man. But look at this real quick at the stats that we got. 595 to the 502. And like clearly, you know, the game was very close. But you got to talk about that last play, bro. Like it really did come down to how he was able to close that game out effectively and in the time that he needed to do it. And that's the type of gameplay I want to see from your boy Wes.
And he's got the homies in the back cheering for him as well. This is awesome. We got Wes here on the desk with us here right now. Wes, how's it feel, bro? Congratulations.
Thank you. I feel pretty nice right now.
Your first win over Godly ever, and it's also on top of you making it into top 8 on the winner's side. I mean, tell us what it feels like playing against someone like Godly. You only get a couple chances a year to be able to face off against him. Your sets are always awesome, but this is the first time you've been able to beat him. What's it been like?
Yeah, like, I always play Godly when I'm, like, on Royales. Like, even at Lens, like, last year, BCX, like, it was a really good set, and, like, it was a hard loss. And then I'm really happy I can do it now. Like, Godly is like a really good friend of mine, and I really like to fight against him. And I don't know, I'm just like feeling good right now.
One of the games that you dropped versus Godly, we saw you kind of put your hands up, and it reminded me of that set at BCX, of course, you know, a heartbreaker. What's kind of going through your head when you drop those games? Like, are you going hard on yourself, being like, I got this, or like, what's your mentality in those situations?
Usually it's just like, oh, why I did this, you know? Like, on the game I lost, I was like, I did the ground pound way too early, and he dodged and killed me. So it's like, why did I just didn't wait, you know? It's nothing like, oh, he's so trash or anything. It's like, why did I do this? Why did I do that? You know? It's always putting pressure on me.
There seems to be a lot of respect. This is one of the things I really do like about this community is that all of you guys seem to speak so highly of the other top players. Like, no one's ever like, oh, that guy's really bad. Like, Godly sat up here earlier, did his interview, and said, no, I just like playing whoever. You're saying the same thing. But what do you feel like was the real key difference here in your match this time that got you the W? Because, you know, from what I was standing there, you had so much, like, stage control anytime you had boots on hand, I guess. But what do you feel like was the difference maker between these sets, or this set and the last few sets you've had with him?
Yeah, like on Royale, I was really close to beating him, but like my mental, after I misinputted one time, just like keeping like on the back of my head, like, oh, why did I did that like 2 games like back, and I really just lost mental at Royale. At this time, I had like this strategy because battle boots against Scythe is pretty hard, so if I go off stage, if I'm not on the center of the map, he would just get so much damage on me. So I need to get stage control as much as I can.
All right, and then last question here. I mean, like, you obviously are in top 8. What do you feel like your chances are against your, you know, to get into this top 3 spot, this top 1 spot?
To be honest, I'm not thinking about 1v1 right now because like tomorrow I need to play the 2v2 first.
Right.
So I would just think about the 1v1 after the 2v2 is done.
Get there, okay.
That's
all
what's
right.
up. That's king mentality.
Yes,
I like that a lot, actually. Let's go. Wes, thank you so much. Congratulations on the top 8 appearance. Well deserved, man. I mean, what a great set. I had a blast watching that one, and there's so much more action already coming our way. I think we got our schedule that we can take a look at in just a second. But man, I mean, what do you think about this? Wes over Godly has been crazy, and I didn't even want to say it. Wes, this is a good path. This is a good path, honestly.
Let me take a look.
We got Wes Loris scheduled for tomorrow. I can't say that.
Don't say it too loud. Say that loud. It's all right. All right. Before we get into the rest of the top 8, we got to get some of these qualifiers going on. So that means we're going to have Jeff, who's been on kind of a dynamite run, actually.
Yes.
Jeff also showed up on my radar, I think, last midseason, actually, with the Thor as well. He's going to be going against Meg D. So can he beat the defensive powerhouse that is Meg D? I know somewhere PJ's in the crowd with his big Meg D shirt on, ready to say, please, let's go Meg D or something. He's got a sign out there. I don't know. But I'm a Jeff fan out here, bro. I think he also might be a Jeff fan, too, because I think he likes Thor. So he might be split.
I mean,
he might be split, dude.
At this point, when you look at the rap sheet, how are you not a fan of Jeff at this point? A 3-2 win over XJ Cool J, a 3-1 win over Radish, and now you're facing off against Meg D. I mean, this is the run of the century right now, and if he wins, that's another upset of like top 10 plus variety under his belt, and then he gets to face off against Munir. Right. For the top 8 spot on the elimination side. This is going to be a banger. I'm excited.
Yeah, and then we have Marky Moo going up against Hughes. That's definitely going to be for a top 8 spot, too. But yeah, we have to see what happens between Jeff and Megdees, who fights Munir. Munir, kind of a heartbreaking loss there because he did, technically, with no weapon toss, the game was over. But the weapon toss stopped the momentum of the downsig hitting. Had to play a little more game, just didn't work out in his favor. Big shouts to Loris, though, bro.
It's the game you play. It's the game you play. Sometimes you got to just take it as it is. But with our previous set as well, I do see that Godly falling to the elimination bracket. He's going to be playing against Vem 10 Kilo for the top 8 spot elimination side over on twitch.tv/Pro Brawlhalla. So you're going to want to check that one out. Not miss potentially EU making it into top 8 here in the name of Godly. But like you said, I mean, there's only heavy hitters left here, and it's just crazy.
Yeah, I mean, look, that's why we're always happy to come to midseason. It's one of the greatest tournament plans that we have. Obviously, BCX is going to be super huge too, so if you haven't got a chance to sign up for that, definitely check it out. But most people who are here, you'll see them again on the grand stages of BCX as well. But as of right now, still being the mid-season champion has got to hold some weight, some merit for sure. We're going to see who can get a little further here in this bracket. As Meg D sitting over here, look at them earnings. My boy is definitely no slouch to getting all the way up into these top 8s, into these top 32s. Unfortunately, has not been able to grab a first place yet, but a couple of seconds and a couple of bronzes as well here too for the 57K. That's a good amount to be making for this game. PR 10 right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's in the top 10. You got to watch out for him. I know that they have this character on the screen. I know it's not normally who he plays, but I wouldn't be surprised. You know, sometimes I'm always happy to see a little wrench in the plan. Here though, Jeff coming up onto the scene, relatively new. As you can see by his placements, he's got 1 top 8 and 6 top 32s, making a little money here and there, but he's definitely the Thor aficionado out here.
And once again, I remind everyone at home of the quality of players Jeff has beaten on this bracket run, just in the elimination bracket alone. XJ Cool J, I believe, is number 5 PR in Europe. We have Radish, of course, I think top 4 in NA. And then if a win happens here, that's another top 10 North American PR win under Jeff's belt for a guy who's just starting to kind of burst onto the scene. It's just really crazy to watch.
It kills me every time. You know, everybody's got these tags, and like the tags never are really super silly here, but just feel like this guy is like Brawlhalla's being played in here. I'll sit down. I'll see what's going on.
My name's Jeff.
My name's Jeff. I'm just gonna play a little Brawlhalla, and it always works out for him as he's sitting in here, potentially making it into a top 8. Does have to take out MegaD and then try it again against Moodier if he's able to do it. But let's see if we can get through the first task as we get into it. The Petra coming out, the Undertaker, aka the Thor crossover coming out.
3, 2, 1, brawl.
Petra looking real popular lately in these days. And I think that was just, you know, again, another thing that Sparky said. It seems like a lot of people are just really doubling down on Force lately. So if you got a high Force character playing your weapons and you like their SIGs, go ahead and try them out.
Yeah, I would say it's that, and then also the recurring theme of Orb is just in a very good spot right now in terms of just meta placement. So MegaD, we did see MegaD playing earlier using the Petra as well to hang around in the elimination side bracket. Let's see if he can keep on this run.
Okay. MegaD so far does have the stage advantage, but yeah, nothing crazy happening yet. That neutral SIG is going to try to catch him as he runs over neutral light. Uh-oh. Okay. Jeff's starting to get some big hits here. You know, that's hammers. They may not do a lot of combos every time, but each hit will do quite a bit of damage.
Yeah, and on the contrary, with a weapon like Gauntlets in the hands of MegaD, you kind of have to watch out for some of the dodge patterns that Jeff is eventually going to bring out. Big signature, enough to disarm. MegaD trying to fight their way back towards the ground. Jeff patrolling it. Does get the orb. No whiff punish in sight for the side light. MegaD a little bit more initiative now with the recovery, forcing Jeff to land on the soft platform.
Okay, hold up. Jeff getting sent out, but just not past that blast zone just yet. He's got to watch the way he gets back.
Oh my, that was crazy high up to go for that. MegaD, a very brave gravity cancel, finds the hit, gets the disarm as well. Jeff still no weapon in sight. Now again, just running straight over to the spawn saying, yeah, you got to come to me now.
Oh. Yeah, needed that little extra oomph. Every time you see that, it's because you just want to guarantee it. And recovery sometimes might work, but getting the GC neutral heavy, it's always going to be a little more power there. So make sure he gets Jeff past that blast zone. And now Jeff, he wants to go ahead and even it up as quick as possible. Got the orb in hand. The bounce, not enough.
Off the wall potentially. Yeah, gets it right there. Great answer from Jeff. Gets a bit of a weapon starve as well as MegaD comes off the respawn.
Right.
It is orb v orb action. MegaD. Some damage early, can't connect with too much more. Now we're just going to be trading some down airs back and forth until someone can find the first initiating hit. MegaD clips him out of the sky with the recovery.
The orb v orb gameplay coming up for you right now, but as of right now, it looks like MegaD is on the winning side of that orb v orb. In fact, getting Jeff disarmed. Now Jeff got another orb in hand, but I think he might want to try to go over to his hammer. It seems like the orb v orb not really working out to him for him too much.
Okay, let's see. Is it high angle? Yep, just goes right over MegaD, but once again, can just sidelight out. That's the weapon toss. It didn't disarm. Jeff's got plenty of movement to touch, but MegaD waits for it that time. There it is. And that's exactly what you need to do on Gauntlets, right? Keep a lock on what the dodge patterns are going to be. MegaD closes this one out. A very healthy stock lead.
Okay. All right, Jeff right now does get a hammer back in hand. One of the things I haven't seen too much from him just yet, though, I mean, Jeff was definitely throwing out some SIGs last time I watched him last year. Maybe he's kind of calmed it down a little bit, but man, or he just hasn't found the way that he can start throwing these SIGs out. I've seen a couple of neutral SIGs, but that's about it. As of right now, though, MegaD has just moving around him, bro. Like,
armed again.
So elusive with the gameplay. The sidelight side air from the middle of the stage not going to be enough, but the next one will definitely do it. Looks for the recovery, and Jeff, almost ended it all right there, going a little too far off the stage. Just find the wall, though.
And this is a big pattern MegaD was going for a lot in the earlier winners side sets that we got on the side stream. MegaD will do the classic sidelight side air. Of course, if it secures the KO, great. But oftentimes, players will just drip heavy in towards center, just wanting to find some safe ground to land on. And MegaD will clip with the recovery going the other way. It wasn't enough right there. MegaD does find the first game, maintains this lead. Let's see what Jeff can do right here in response.
And kind of made that quick work too, man. That two stock right there is not the way that you want to open up this set to try to get to your qualifier at the very least. But MegaD says this is a great time, wait for me to go ahead and open up, as he also has a chance, you know, to qualify clearly here if he's able to get this W on Jeff. Jeff, one decent, finisher right there with that down air, but okay, maybe not the stage, but the Patrick is out as a Terrace crossover, so. Hold on, how's he feeling, bro?
I mean, look, we said it before. It's the overlap, right? You got to have one in the pocket, especially with how strong this legend might be. Maybe he did it on purpose, maybe he didn't. I have a feeling we might actually see the swap here, though.
I mean, I see no reason not to. As we've always said, this man Teros is a real menace, if you will. So he's able to make it happen. Why not? I mean, I like this swap more than looking for another Orb Legend because I do feel like his hammer was doing a little more than his Orb. Looks like the Teros will be stepping up to the plate. But MegaD, I mean, no slouch of seeing this matchup more often than not. And because he is known as the defensive powerhouse, hasn't really played so defensive this time, but I feel like he's been played elusive is really the word that I want to use right now. He's been finding the ways to get around all of the hits that Jeff wants to throw out and then also getting clean platinum punishes on him as well. So.
Yeah, we were saying it on the side stream as well with some of the MegaD sets. Like, you know, exactly like you said, I think just a defensive powerhouse. We've kind of come to know MegaD as this player who is so good at changing tempos and really slowing the match down.
Right.
But we're not seeing that as much, especially with this onset of the Petra change recently.
Oh. Hey, box up, a lot of down air's coming, starting to register. Not a lot of damage or hits registering so far for Jeff, but because he is on that Teros, doesn't need that many hits. Meanwhile, getting some nice little 4-piece right there from MegaD.
Jeff stomping around though a little bit, gets the scoop up. Trying to protect around the weapon, but it's side light side air, the quick pickup, and exactly why you pick these legends, right? In the favorable stage positioning, you can get those stocks pretty early.
Every time, too. I mean, like, it's so unfortunate when you see that whiff from Jeff or from anybody, and then they get turned around, side light Sarah reversed. Uh-oh, wait.
Yeah, this is really awkward for both players. I think Jeff just chills it out for a second, tries to wait for MegaD to come back, and yeah, I don't blame you. Oh, maybe not. Maybe he just lets it rock unarmed. Why not?
Yeah, he's like, I'm trying to get something going for him. Unfortunately, can't get past that top blast on just yet, but he's now got the hammer in hand. Sayre should be able to do it from literally anywhere if he can find it. He's looking. Neutral light.
Not stomping around quite yet, though. Okay, MegaD with every passing hit, yeah, gets Jeff into yellow, but of course, Stomp Sayre will find the stock.
Hey, Stomp Sayre, that's what, you know, the old reliable for sure. He says, stop that stop sign and stop with this lead. That's what he's trying to say right now, but he has to get some more damage here on the board. Once again, MegaD always being able to get a clean whiff punish. Sidelight Sayre pushing him right back off the stage.
Okay, now watch this awkward positioning. Again, if Jeff is positioned kind of like exactly below or above MegaD, it's a little bit awkward on how you figure out your landings. So MegaD is going to try to come down, waits for the drift over so he can pick up the Sayre. Oh. And again, look, the recovery towards the other direction. So many of these players are just going deep towards center.
Nice. Send to the other side. But, oh my gosh. Just knighted him real quick. Do not try to recover here, Jeff. Big ground pound here for Jeff. That's kind of uncharacteristic, really, of MegaD. I think they were trying to recover like so haphazardly either. I'm surprised he was even in a position to get hit by that. But Jeff, knowing when to capitalize, looks good, gets himself a lead. Probably not going to keep it for long, yo. Side light, side air, always going to do it in that exact position. Jeff has got to do a better job of claiming some center stage.
For sure. But just like that, I mean, it's anybody's game. Look at it. So Jeff, a couple of strong hits already. We see the power of Teros in action once again. Once he can find a weapon, I mean, it's just a couple confirms away from maybe evening the game count. But hang on a second, MegaD. Couple hits. Jeff still can't find his footing. Picks up the stop sign once again, trying to put a stop to this aggression from MegaD. Once again, we say it's unorthodox aggression from MegaD.
Yeah, I mean, like it's a different player on my screen right now for sure. The way that he's playing, I'm seeing a lot more of approaching right here from MegaD, but it's been working out in his favor. Currently, though, getting kind of stomped up. These hits are starting to rack up. Look at that color. Better watch yourself. A downlight Sayre definitely will send him packing from pretty much anywhere as well, too. Yeah, and he's looking for it.
Stomp Sayre, especially facing the right where Jeff is going to get the KO, but sidelight Sayre comes through. Let's see if the conversion happens. High angle once again. MegaD doesn't want to let the recovery rock. Jeff positioning around, tries to swat him out of the sky. That's going to be brutal. That's going to be brutal. He catches him again. How many times is it going to happen?
Yeah, Jeff, I mean, he does not want to try to land next to, obviously you don't want to try to land right next to the Orb player because of sidelight Sayre, so he's trying to go over it, but this time, I think he picked that option just a little too much, and you saw MegaD being like, all right, you try to go, I'm going for the reverse recovery, way high up too, so he gets absolutely sent past that blast zone, but I would give it up to Jeff, at least being able to make a big play like this, getting himself a clean ground pound to get to that lead. But MegaD one more time, able to even it up and get the victory as well right after.
And this is the exact position. We'll see it fade out, unfortunately, but I don't blame Jeff for going high in those spots, right? You take the recovery, almost it's like, okay, I take this damage in exchange for being able to land again.
Right.
But just pretty brutal position right here, falling down 2-0 to MegaD. See what can happen.
Okay, oops. Oh, okay, flex.
Brother said, my name's not Rick. Okay. Now, 1 second. Oh. Okay, Jeff trying to get the two-piece, just a little bit of action. And once again, I mean, you don't need a ton of neutral wins on Teros to be able to pick up stocks, right? So even if Jeff is playing from behind in these damage differentials, Teros can make these comebacks.
Oh, okay, there it is. I mean, gets himself at least a down air, trying to establish a little pressure. Look at that, already evened it up 2 hits. Down air, side air, tries to ShamWow that stock quickly, and he still does, though, the Sair, and that's how MegaD is normally getting him with those sidelight Sairs in that like really perfect position. And now Jeff finding himself a couple of Sairs, no downlight required, but at the edge of the stage, so it's definitely a guaranteed stock.
Okay, stack position means the end light is coming from the orb player on MegaD. Tries to slam the ball down with the dare, doesn't get too much more after that. Jeff jockeying for position, looking for something to maybe tack on a little more before he inevitably falls.
He's moving. Trying to scoop him up, can't find it. All right, boom. Getting sent up to the skies real quick. Nothing crazy happening here on the stage just yet, but yeah, they're just kind of dancing around. Nobody wants to be the first person to whiff and end up getting hard punished for it.
Oh, wow, okay. Crazy spacing from both of the players here. This is sidelights there for stock, okay. But you did get MegaD into yellow. I like this a lot more from Jeff. He's kind of taking a page out of MegaD's book and saying, I can slow the pace down too a little bit. I don't really need to press buttons, get you to whiff punish me, because again, I'm playing probably a 9-force Teros, which can get a KO and a couple of Sairs.
All right, boom. Oh, he went 9-force? Goat.
He probably
a goat.
we'll find out after the game, but let's see.
All right. Jeff right now, yes, again, struggling to get down to the ground. Does manage to find it this time around. MegaD going for a, honestly, a good option, really. Jeff does usually like try to go over his head, so that would have been a nice bit of damage he could have added up.
Okay, and now how do you land against MegaD? You use the soft platform to your advantage. Jeff stomping around again, gets disarmed, has to go high angle. Let's see if MegaD covers it with a recovery again. Jeff lands in time.
Oh, he is running away right now, trying to get himself a weapon. Finally finds it here. But is it too little, too late? MegaD already got him to the side and just surprise Sair. You thought I was going to wait for you? Absolutely, I'm going to meet you halfway.
And look, that's the reason why so many people just send it high, right? Because you're like, okay, if I get clipped out of the sky with a Sair, I'm going to get KO'd anyway. If I try to play off the wall mix-up, then maybe he just waits, picks up a sidelight Sair. It might be an inevitable outcome to some of these players, but Jeff playing from behind now on the back foot, needs to get 2 stocks and 3 games in order to stay in this one.
All right, so he's covering the space here on the side, but the neutral air actually going to do it. Don't get to see that KO too often, but yeah, got enough damage here on the MegaD. Great coverage as MegaD tries to go over his head, but not going to allow him access. Now he's going to have to fight him out again. He's trying to get a little aggressive here. Oh, MegaD, wow, very late hit on that down line, but it still works out for him.
Yeah, just holding forward is MegaD again. Something we are not used to seeing all that often. But MegaD making it work for him. Gets the Sair on the way out. It is even in damage. Jeff has a shot here.
Jeff finding some down airs. Hold on. Yeah, he's still got to watch the way he's whiffing, though. That's the biggest thing that he doesn't want to do here against MegaD. Now they're both kind of dancing around. That's a whiff punish clean from MegaD.
Okay, watch for the side light from MegaD if the gauntlets are equipped. Jeff's been dodging out a decent amount. We saw some KOs get picked up off of that pattern earlier in the set.
Ooh. Guarding that weapon, John wanting to swap, though. That makes sense, though. I mean, both of them are, I think, the weapon that they should use until just right now a sidelight Sair is starting to become a little dangerous. You're going to see MegaD threaten with it after probably like one more exchange.
Okay, Sair comes through, though, but look at the ground. Now Jeff goes stomp Sair in this position, potentially.
All right.
Got to come up soon. Wall slip was online. Oh, that's a whiff punish, but there was no weapon for Jeff, so it's not that big.
All right, as long as Jeff does not whiff and like continue forward to where he ends up getting sidelight stand off the screen. Wait, that works out. Just finds the stomp. While we're talking about what could have happened, let's talk about what happened on that screen. The stomp comes through, perfect timing too, middle of the stage, just enough damage to get him past that blast zone.
Yeah, I like that there was a pretty blatant mode change from Jeff, right?
Yeah.
As soon as the damage threshold was like kind of dark orange approaching red, he was like, bet, stomp Sair, let's go.
Yeah.
He gets there, gets one on the board. It's still a tall order to get the reverse 3-0 over on MegaD, but it's a good start.
1, brawl.
Okay, taking it right back to the small fortress line. We're definitely loving the stage right now. Here we go. Jeff, though, able to squeeze out a game. Sometimes you only really need one to really start getting that momentum, but you don't want to count MegaD out by any means. Obviously, he has 2 games already under his belt, so see what he can do. Oh, wow, the movement to actually get that neutral layer. Can't get a follow-up off of it. That was still super nice, though.
Okay, MegaD MegD. There's been a lot of jumps out from Jeff on the side light from MegD's gauntlet, so we'll see if MegD maybe starts to get clued in a little bit more.
Yeah, that's going to be something he's probably going to have to keep in mind of how Jeff likes to try to continuously still get over him. I really feel like I haven't seen a single low recovery from Jeff that I can remember getting hard punished, but those high recoveries are definitely getting a little blown up.
Using that soft platform as a little bit of safety for Jeff, being able to reset some of the movement, come down, figure out an approach angle, but meanwhile, MegD just completely comboing the mess out of Jeff for just a moment.
Ooh. Oh my God! What? I did not expect that. That felt like it hit harder than usual.
Yeah, we should check that.
Man, got guilty. Your counter.
The lights can't come soon enough. I don't know. That was crazy.
My man might be in 10 force. I don't know how he got that extra point, but they gave it to him anyway.
Oh my gosh! There's the recovery pattern once again from Jeff and MegD. This interaction has been favoring MegD a lot. Playing from a stock behind the Sair is going to close that one out, make it pretty much a negligible to 0 lead now. Jeff looking around, soul searching for a weapon, waiting for the spawn. It goes over on MegD's side. Of course, when he runs over, throws it away, able to start for a little bit longer.
Oh. All right, a little 3-piece right there. And now, honestly, he's still adding up. That was a little extra at the end, too. Jeff is just running, trying to find a weapon. Finally gets a hammer in his hand, but he's taking so much damage already just to get this weapon. How can he get it back? Can't land on the ground yet. Bad positioning. That is a cleaned up stock from MegD.
That was so clean. And I was about to say it's getting problematic with these, again, these initiating hits on Gauntlet. It was like dodge away, dodge away, dodge away. And then finally he goes, let's go for the mix-up here. MegD gets the just easy follow-up with the recovery. One stock away from proceeding in the elimination bracket.
Bro, Jeff has been unarmed for so long, or at least when he does get a weapon, he's not done no weapon damage for like at least a minute. This is not looking good for him. It is just escaping him. We almost got a double recovery. I'm surprised he even swung there, but it got him out of harm's way.
Yeah, a lot of landing hitboxes are being presented, and MegD is just saying, okay, easy whiff punish. It's going to be the recovery. Next reiteration could do it. Yeah, we're trying to extend it a little bit further just to make sure you secure the stock. But if you're MegD, you're feeling pretty good.
MegD. Yeah, he is sitting right near the... Oh, okay.
Pause.
And it works.
Pause. Cross court gets the hit. I mean, look, it's not over till it's over.
Nope. Oh my God.
Scoops it out of the recovery again. That's such a weird interaction we've been seeing today.
I can't believe Jeff's still trying to go over his head, though. But you know what MegD can do with it. The Sair does it. There it is. And MegD is going to keep it moving here on the loser side of things. He's going to the qualifiers. But still, bro, what a way to shut down the Jeff offense, bro. Jeff was always trying to get over MegD's head. Not at all. You're not allowed to do that. MegD showing you that he can play offensive and very defensively at the same time.
For sure.
He was pushing the gambit, but then when it came down to like keeping that advantage defensively, he was always able to do it.
Yo, shout outs to Jeff, though, man. I mean, give it up if you're in the crowd. This guy got, what, 13th place with a couple of really, really, really good upsets that are not projected whatsoever. I mean, Jeff was on an absolute tear. And like I said, I think he's going to finish this bracket at midseason at 13th. Of course, MegD is going to move on to face off against Munir for the top 8 slot in elimination bracket. And I think this is a really big deal for MegD, right? The last time MegD has gotten a top 8 was midseason last year. So this would be a really, really huge deal.
This is, I mean, and it's possible, but it really has to see what happens in between his next match. But like, dude, MegD definitely looking like a new and improved player out here. For me, specifically, you know, always knowing him as a defensive powerhouse, I got to give it up because the offense was looking super pristine today.
Love to see it. Love to see it.
Look at the stack line right here. 585, 365 damage. That means he was absolutely holding down. But you know why we saw that 585, 365? You got to look at that second stock. I'm not even sure if he took damage on that second stop.
I'm looking at the graphs, and yeah, like it's long. Yeah. Well, unfortunately, we can't show it to you guys over at home, but yeah, it's long.
Yeah, no, I mean,
he did not take a lot of damage.
When he took Jeff's second stock, it was just a long series of ore play. And then he swapped out, and he finished it right after that with the gauntlets, like super quickly. It was like Jeff just could not touch the ground. And that's just a good way to dominate, you know, dominate the set. Like that's what a lot of these sets look like, honestly, is that a lot of people just are very good at establishing and holding stage control. You saw it differently when he came to West. He was good at establishing stage control and keeping his opponent off the side. But MegD was establishing stage control and keeping his opponent in the air, forcing him to recover high, and then allowing himself to get a bunch of free recoveries.
For sure,
yeah.
for sure. Yeah, I mean, I think it's exactly like you said, TK. This feels like a new and improved Meg D that we're seeing. I'm really excited to see the face-off versus Munir that's incoming. But look, man, we're nearing the end game.
We're winding down, bro.
There are a couple sets left to determine who makes it into top 8. And I'm taking a look at the bracket. Maybe you guys at home can join me as well. Confirmed for winner side, we have Akno, who made that crazy upset over Markimu earlier today, versus Balloon Boy, who has just been on an absolute rampage for the whole weekend. Loris versus West, which is going to be a banger. Kinda made his qualification into the elimination side of this bracket, and it looks like Godly is also confirmed into top 8. But there is more action to be had here. There's so much more Brawlhalla. We got 2 spots left to qualify for our top 8 bracket, and it's going to be Markimu versus Use, I believe, for our next match. Guys, you're not going to want to miss this one. We'll be back in a few with some more mid-season championship.
Almost died from a broken heart, so I installed a new one. I'm also working on a moral compass. It's like I always say, necessity is the motherboard of invention. Someone's waking up. Good morning. Failure is not in my programming. When life gives you lemons, build a robot to throw them back. I never break a sweat, literally. You may be fast, but I'm overclocked. Your moves could use some debugging. I don't let power go to my head. I use it everywhere. All I need is a wrench and a plan and a power source. Welcome to Brawlhalla.
Mid-season championship 2025. Brawlhalla enjoyers, we are back and in the building. We got 2 more high-flying matches for you, and I'm excited because we got to line up this top 8. The championship Sunday for doubles already lined up. Now we're lining up for singles to make it the most explosive Sunday you've ever had here in Brawlhalla mid-season 2025. I'm TK Breezy, joined by my man Walt one more time. Walt, how you doing?
Dude, I don't think people understand how crazy this next match is. I think we should just get right into it because it's Markimu versus Use for 9th.
Yeah.
For 9th.
Dude, if
the
you saw,
former world champion versus like the new GOAT.
If you saw the way Markimu's match went to even put himself down here too, a little bit of a heartbreaker though, so you're definitely going to want to see him make it to the top, but don't want to take anything away from Use, bro. Obviously, he's been holding it down for quite some time here when it comes down to the Brawlhalla. But here, Markimu, as you said, look, he's a newer player. 8 top 8s. Somehow, 7 medals. God, that's GOAT type of gameplay right there. But 11 top 32s for sure for 24K. I mean, like, again, you have to think about how often we have lands or like online events as well. Right. That's not a lot of time.
Right.
That is definitely not a lot of time right now for him to be able to make that. But here on the other side of things, you're about to see some amazing stats coming in from Use as he's been around for a little bit, passing that 6-digit mark. A lot of W's.
A lot.
My man's he's in the double digits of golds right now, brother. Yeah, that is insane.
Listen, I mean, that trophy department is looking, it's filled to the brim when it comes to Use. As a reminder for everyone at home, Use fell to Munir in the winner side of this bracket. Markimu upset by Akno to qualify into top 8. And now both of these players who were in most of our top 3 predictions, one of them is not going to be playing on Championship Sunday in the singles bracket.
And it's looking like the people are on the side of Markimu mostly. It's a 60-40, so not the craziest split. I feel like that might be a little bit of that NA hopium in there as well. But I feel like this one's probably the biggest 50-50 for me for sure. I'm not calling nothing. I just want to see some good matches.
Yeah, and look, in terms of the head-to-head, Use is up 2-0 over on Markimu. There is a round-robin set from the most recent Spring Royale where Markimu 3-0'd Use. That's not represented on that set count. But I don't know. I mean, I really do think this one could go on either direction, and that's why this is so insane. Like, the idea that one of these titans of the game could be out today, will be out today, is crazy to me.
Honestly, bro, that music came in kind of booming. Can we keep that up? I need to be immersed. I need to be in, bro.
I think everyone here is immersed right now. Again, the stakes are so high. Markimu already off to the races in this game number 1.
And Markimu with the scythe in hand, so you expect to see some pretty good reads here from him. Also, shout out to the Fate once again, man. Fate's definitely been another one of those characters that showed up for same reason we've been talking about. A lot of force. He's got an orb. We're really feeling the orb right now, and that orb is definitely doing some work to reverse down here. It's enough.
First strike already going over to Use, and I do feel like it's kind of poetic justice for South America to start using the orb more, right? Because we had said even in 2024, South America might have a little bit of an orb problem. In particular, Radish was taking down a lot of these players left, right, and center. Now Use says, you know what? Okay, Greatsword's not an amazing spot. If you can't beat him, join him. And this Fate is already doing amazing stuff. Here's the Scythe Mirror, though. Use trying to extend this lead that much further.
I feel like that's definitely one of the best things you can do in any game ever. If you are losing something consistently, start playing it. Start understanding why those people go for what they're going for, and then boom, now you have a better understanding, and that's exactly what the South Americans did. Seem like they've been able to now make the orb, their best friend. But now we got the Scythe's hand, double tap them. Do not dodge out. Caught him one more time with the GC sidelight recovery. Let's go. We're keeping this game super close.
And this is the thing, right? We talk about the pattern recognition when you have the gauntlets equipped. For Markimu, that was really the first time he showed that versus Use in this set. He's like, you know what? I already got a read on you, bro. Let's go.
Okay. Use. Covering the side right now. Wait a minute.
Oh, he's sweat beating though. Okay, that's pretty brutal. Use off stage potentially. Is it going to be a dare? No, of course. The South Americans are staying grounded, utilizing those strong normals. It's the get off me tool with the Enlight. Markimu disarms, sweat beads, touches the wall, coming back down towards the ground, and once again, rinse and repeat. The weapon
from deep
was gonna get there. It's from downtown.
From downtown for sure, right there, and with the orb as well. I mean, my boy is definitely throwing him quite well. That was the clean Kobe, and he's right next to the blast zone too. So there was no way he was coming back from that. But this is not the start that we want to see from Markimu right now if he wants to try to get himself into this top 8. Use though. Definitely the start he wants to see. He is sitting pretty on the second stock, only just now starting to hit this orange, while he's still doing a decent amount of damage here.
Again, he's waiting though so perfectly, just didn't want to pull the trigger quite yet. Gets the recovery, pretty high damage. Markimu way up there to try to find the KO, and he needs it. I don't blame you at all. Use just keeping him in the juggle state for a second as well. Oh, weapon toss, gets the action started. Markimu can't find the follow-up hit. Just the recovery, it's the disarm, but it's not a KO.
Oh, okay, couldn't find it. He's looking for the right read right there. The 50-50 check gonna fail here for Markimu. That was a very good usage of the side air to keep his momentum above Use.
Oh, look at this high angle.
What is that? What is that combo?
So much.
What
Oh
is
my
that?
God. Okay, Marky Moo and Light. Let's see what happens. Trying to just jockey for position off stage, force Use into a weird jump, into a weird anything that will get him back towards the stage. But Marky Moo, patient as can be.
Kind of needs it right now. You don't want to give up this free punish, and it's going to happen fast enough for him to get that neutral light to go ahead and get that stock. But look at his damage. Look at his health. He's hurting right now.
I like that he swapped over to the scythe. We see so many early strings from Marky Moo that result in entire clips. Marky Moo's going for one right there with the first hit, but Use made it out.
Marky Moo. He's got to find something the other way. He actually threw his weapon away. This is scary. He's going to get the gauntlets next. Not going to lose that stock yet from the center of the stage, but it's still a scary time. Almost running straight into that down air.
Yeah, Ada Sair on the way out from picking up those weapons. Initiates a little bit, doesn't connect with the Nair. Marky Moo gets the whiff punish. Slowly making his way back towards this game, but uses one side light Sair away from maybe taking game one. It's just going to be the Sair outright. It's not enough.
Okay, we're still, though, in the same position again. He's got to watch the way he's getting back to that stage. That was a great weapon toss. I'm back on stage. Okay.
Use floundering a little bit. Marky Moo chase dodging towards him with the unarmed.
I don't know. I feel like it was better to get that weapon, but now he's unarmed again. He's still moving, though.
Steals that one away, throws it right away, though, and it's just going to be a couple hits. Marky Moo's still hanging into the stock.
I don't know how he's... Okay, yeah, I don't know how he's living so long in red on this stage in particular. It takes a little bit. It takes about 5 same situations where we just got through that last hit. We finally hear from Use. Stays composed in there, though.
Yeah.
But it was getting a little scary.
Yeah, totally. We'll take a look at some of the replays here. Look at the difference between Use and some of the other orb players we've been seeing here today. We don't see a lot of just like going all the way out there trying to force a high-low mix-up. He's like, why don't I just stay grounded and light, and light, and light. If I get a side light Sair, even better, I'll get the stock. The patience from Use, and I mean South America as a whole, is so good at keeping their feet planted on the ground. It's no different for Use.
Right back into it, man. What a first game though. I mean, it definitely felt like Use was full on control there, but the fact that was still kind of brought back to like a scary situation for Use to have to like close out is definitely a testament to Marky. You know, I think if he was able to hold that last weapon for a little longer, but yeah, he went for the weapon toss, probably trying to establish a little more stage pressure there before he went back for it. Just didn't really work out for him. So it's all good. Speaking of, he's establishing right now. Makes him go high. Oh, but the down air misses.
Yeah, this is a really awkward spot now. Yeah, Use gets the 3-piece, ending with the Sair, coming right back.
Oh, wow, okay.
And now, yeah, look, Marky Moo's been doing a really good job at navigating around. Use just going for patient play, staying grounded, waiting for the first action so he can counter hit. Goes for the double recovery, doesn't get that one. The Nair pushes off stage, can't get the Sair, but the ground pound finds its mark for first strike. Like we said, it's anybody's game in this set.
Definitely, and Marky, yeah, definitely going to do it up this time around with the gauntlets. Now let's see what he can do here with the scythe. I feel like, yeah, genuinely, I like seeing the scythe a little earlier here in these stocks because of reasons like this.
Get out of my
Look
head.
at him. Wait a minute. That was so close. Yeah,
Wow,
he was trying to look for him to go down, but or maybe even just like a jump down there would have been it, but he had to go for like a 50-50 read. Use staying composed there, even being that close to the blast zone. That was scary.
Yeah, and I am very frightened when I see Use equipped with this orb. Again, haven't seen a lot of recoveries from Use to call out these high angles until there. Perfect decision making from Use to get the stock right back, but he's playing a little bit behind in damage. Oh. Hang on, dodges through. Marky Moo tries to set up the exact same situation. Use doesn't bite off stage, weapon toss, makes his way through. It's gonna be the off stage, does he jump over for the weapon? No, now Marky Moo's in a bit of an awkward spot.
Oh man, Use. Yeah, he's got definitely weapon. Oh, okay, wait, hold on. He got threw that away in like an unopportune way right there. But regardless, they're kind of swapping back and forth with it. Finds it quickly. Doesn't wait. You know, he's kind of mixing up too. Normally he does wait after that first side air. So every now and then you kind of just pull the trigger and see if they're asleep at the wheel. Definitely caught him again. Dodges out.
Once again, every single hit, every single frame, a painting when it comes to Marky Moo on this scythe. Use makes his way back all the way towards center, tries to reestablish some space. Sidelight Sair pushes away. There's no weapon in sight for Marky Moo. Can he sneak one through to get the gauntlets? He can.
He gets spot downs though to get around. I think that down light right there from Use, but doesn't even find himself.
Watch the mix. Okay.
Don't even know if he needed the mix. Right there gets the neutral air to the side air this time around.
Ooh, immediate gravity cancel from Marky Moo to just try to contest the space that Use was surely running into. But good heads-up play from Use to just not find it there. Gets the stock once again off the top blast zone. Last stock for both players here. You still playing from behind in damage at about orange.
Recovery for recovery too, though. Good stuff to use. Get recognition to go ahead and get that that punish as quick as possible. Wait a minute.
Pause. This is taking the page out of Markimu's book for a second. Wait, hang on. Is this Use or Markimu? I don't know.
They swap skins. What's going on here? All right. Either way.
What's the offstage? What's the offstage? Does he send it? Waits for Use to come back. Gets the weight that he was looking for, but couldn't get the recovery confirmed.
This is still scary, though, for Mark. I know he's got the damage. I know he could probably just find himself a sidelight recovery or maybe even just a side air off the stage. But Hughes is playing a very good defensive game right now, elusive game, finding a lot of hits here and to get back into the stage with these side airs.
Oh. And look at what Markimu's doing now, too. He's just kind of jumping in, looking to get the underneath position, going for recovery. Now it's going to change up with the side, but he does find it. It's 1-1.
What a confirm to the side light. No active input there, so he just gets a little kick up and then boom, side air right after. That close to the blast zone, this small of a stage, definitely necessary.
See the deep exhale from Markimu. Again, a lot on the line here. It's tough for players who have been on such a meteoric rise like Markimu to be facing elimination before Championship Sunday. The same thing applies to our world champion of the last 2 years in Use. Like you said, TK, great heads-up play from Markimu to just close that stock completely.
Look at that damage right there. Definitely did it up with just you have to think about the fact that like he had a pretty solid lead. So a lot of that damage probably got made up in that last stock. Probably about at least 80 of it probably got made up in that last stock. So you know, either way, got to get a little faster at closing out these games, but still got to give it to Use even being able to play on the back foot, like play near death basically for a good like minute before he finally got hit with that last hit. Speaking of, my man's getting clipped one more time. Hold on, stairway to heaven. Not the heaven you want to see though. That's a blast zone.
Yep. Markimu's making his way back, picks up the scythe once again, can control the weapon spawn for a little bit to start a little bit of a starve here. Just like that, the orb gets picked up. It has to be a punish every single time. I mean, it is a game of inches between these two competitors. Doesn't connect on the recovery once again.
Okay, Marky trying to get back to the center stage. Wait a minute, Use though was controlling that stage quite well. Oh my God! Out of nowhere, instant transmission ground pound, bro. I didn't know how he got over there so quickly, but definitely gonna register on the top of that dome of Hughes, and now Marky with a nice little lead here.
And I was wondering when he was going to bring that out, right? Again, there's been so much patient play from both sides when it comes to edge guarding of just stay on stage, wait for them to burn resources, hang on. The Marky who's got nothing left, can't touch the wall either, so it's an even bout once again. But yeah, I mean, letting those tools be known to your opponent, I mean, is it a little too early? Who can say Markimu might be able to get another ground pound coming up on this next one?
I wonder if he could have went for an up forward dodge, but he didn't decide to because he was afraid of Use coming off for like a surprise ground pound himself. But yeah, Use already knew that he was just a little too far away from the stage, looking for the outward, and it's always a little 50-50 after that situation. Looked outward, couldn't find it there.
Okay, Markimu, Nair's not connecting, can't scoop him out of the sky quite yet.
Oh.
Gets the one, gravity cancel, tries to connect with the end light. Now Use, once again, making it look like a Markimu movie.
Okay.
Recovery again, no.
Yeah, stuffs that recovery though. That was a nice little weapon toss. Definitely don't want to get put back into the skies here. Oh, there it is. Caught him again. That is such an unfortunate thing for Use specifically. I feel like he's been getting caught by that quite a bit. Markimu has been very good at finding that first side light and then picking the right option right after.
I really think there's no one better at doing it. It's crazy to see Markimu now on the recovery. Comes through, has the stock lead over Use. How does he land? Tries to shark it out, but Use knowing better to land right on top of him. Sidelight Sair pushes him away, doesn't disarm. The Sair just gets the stock though, and that's when Use can kind of pull some tricks out of his own bag as well. He's been grounded so many times on these recovery mix-up from Markimu, just catches him completely out of the sky.
Dude, I mean, the way that he was willing to go out there and be so aggressive. Oh, wait, pause. Okay. Could have been a real issue right there. Yeah, luckily getting back to the stage, but he's
still be an issue.
Maybe not.
It may actually still be an issue.
No.
It may be an issue. Use gets the hit. The chase dot comes up, but Markimu slamming him.
He's down on him.
Going to the blast zone, my friend. No movement left, but somehow Use threads the needle, makes it back. That could have been a clip in of itself.
I cannot believe he's still alive after getting dunked on 3 times in a row. But no, the slam was hard, but it wasn't jam enough right there. He's got to go one more time.
Wow, okay, I mean, that has to be a bit of a deflation for Markimu, but he says, you know what, if it's not the bottom blast zone, why don't I get you off the top? Markimu is 1 game away from eliminating the world champion, getting him out of this tournament at 9th.
Dude, I was telling you, this is going to go right down the middle, but Markimu really has been able to play exactly into what we know Marky Move for, bro. The gauntlets are making big plays off the stage. He continues to find sidelight into imagination, basically. He knows what you want to do. He was already there, and he keeps getting these early stocks, the bread and butter stocks, really. And that's what you want. You don't want to have to depend on straight hits. You want to be able to condition your opponent to allowing you to get those 2 pieces off the reads. What are we talking about here? What are we doing? Off the beginning?
What are we doing, brother? Okay. Use finds the Scythe of his own. It's Scythe versus Gauntlets to get us started here on this game number 4. Like we said, Marky Moo 1 game away from advancing into Sunday.
Oh my. Use, you gotta show up.
He's got momentum, TK. Okay, he read the dodge as well, but Use getting a little bit of a clip off the top. Not able to get a KO, just a little bit more damage. Use playing firmly from behind, though.
And this is actually not, I mean, again, super close still. You know, we got a game here on Use, but as of right now, it's like the momentum has shifted very heavily into the way of Marky Moo. Use, though, is fighting back right now on this current stock. Movement doesn't get enough, though, but he does disarm them. This is bad for Use. Again.
Got it. Marky Moo, the momentum he is carrying right now just seems completely unstoppable. What does Use need to do? He's got to pull out a lot of tricks now from his magic kit. Maybe he can make this happen. The orb, it's Ponder It.
Ponder it, brother. Let it tell you the future, and hopefully the future does say I can at least get to a game 5 for him. But right now, Marky Moo's definitely trying to change the future. Uh-oh. Scoop.
Big scoops. Okay, Sair pushes it off. Marky Moo, yeah, threads it. Tries to bait for the high angle. Force Use to maybe get off the ground, go for a jump. Oh. Has to burn the dodge to get through the weapon toss. Marky Moo wants to reverse the situation, but once again, that stacked position with the end light means Use will find the stock. He's still in this for sure.
Yeah, this is a good way to get back into it because, as I said, most of the momentum has felt like it's on the side of Marky Moo, but Use has been able to kind of slow this down. He's playing from the corner again, and he's playing from the corner quite well, though. Marky Moo having a hard time getting his hands on it. Finally does it right here, though, and he gets a lot when he does, though. Oh, okay, off the stage, watch out.
Oh, tried to option for the gravity cancel as well. I like that from Marky Moo. Off stage, wanted to get the grips on him again, but Use had something else to say about it entirely. There's the wait once again. He's caught on to the patterns for sure, especially with these gauntlets online. See, weapon toss comes through. Marky Moo can't get more than 2 hits though.
All good though. He's still got a little bit of a damage lead here for sure, but oh man, the wait every time. He's continuously knowing where he wants to go. Use try to go over him this time, and he just pulls the trigger on it.
Uses last stock potentially in this elimination bracket. Marky Moo, of course, wants to close it out in 4 if you can. You don't want to give Use any opportunity to make it back into this match. Scythe v Scythe comes through, tries to cut the angle. Marky Moo makes it back onto stage. Use jumping around, waiting for an action so he can get the whiff punish. That's what he's looking for.
Oh, okay. Sitting back off the stage right here. This could be big for Use. I mean, he hasn't taken too much damage here on this last stock yet, so he's able to get the stock right now. Uh-oh. Yeah, jumped out of there even after the dodge. He's been dodging a lot after that single jab, so that neutral light is definitely hurting him.
This is where these South American players can really thrive. If they get to act second in a lot of these situations, they'll find the whiff punish. They'll make their way back into the game. Endlight doesn't find its mark. Marky Moo is getting a couple hits here and there, and it's slowly slipping away from Use. But as I say it, there comes the dare. He has no movement left. It's last stock here. Maybe Use can make a game 5 happen.
Yeah, couldn't get all the way up there, unfortunately. I think he got hit out of his jump, so his resources are already pretty low. Use, though, is in a position to be able to make a comeback. He has not taken too much damage, just now starting to maybe look into that orange, a deep yellow, if you will. And again, playing from the side, this has worked out for him quite well. He's now kind of playing this bait and switch type deal.
Okay, is Marky acting a little bit too early? A couple recoveries, just trying to close off the distance, means Use finds his way back into this match. He's made it almost even. It is even now.
Oh, the momentum has shifted.
Oh, whiff punish, there's nothing. Okay, a lot of respect from both players as well to just regain stage advantage, try to find the neutral win, try to stay in this game. If you're Used, the recovery hits, it doesn't disarm, that's huge.
Marky Moo. I think the next sidelight though, it might be curtains here for Use.
It might be. We've been seeing a lot of dodge mashes come out. Use doesn't connect.
It's both sides right now. It might be next sidelight for either one of them because the sidelight's it. Oh, he tried it.
Disarmed. Okay, Use made it back. Dodges through the recovery. Oh my gosh, this is so close.
They are fighting for their lives right now. Both of them in the red. It's the next big hit to go ahead and take them out.
And you know what's coming. Look at this. The recoveries from Marky Moo. Use is just waiting for that opportunity to find it, but he hits the recovery to win it all. And Marky Marky Moo closes this one out, advances to top 8, and eliminates the world champion with a 3-1 victory at the midseason.
That man, Marky Moo, and those recoveries, bro. Name a better duo. Bro was finding them any and everywhere. And that's how he ends up in the top 8, putting out the world champion. What a big W right there for Marky Moo. Still got to get up to use, though. I mean, fought a hard-fought battle. Definitely slowed it down. He swapped up his like game plan. Started playing a lot more at the edge and just trying to do a lot of bait and punish. But after a while, Marky Moo was able to find his way into that last hit. It was just a little too late for him to make that into a Game 5 situation. Marky Moo into our top 8. Let's go.
I mean, oh my goodness, TK. We had said from the start, these two competitors, I mean, it is such a game of inches. Small victories determine big wins at the end of it all. And Marky Moo, like you said, the old reliable recovery on the gauntlets, was able to cross the finish line with that one. And I mean, look, I think if it misses, Hughes is very, very potentially going to make that a Game 5 situation. And I think it's a coin flip, honestly. That's how close these competitors are in 2025.
Yeah, bro. This is, I mean, just what a solid set, and they played, I think, all here too. So they were ready for the scrap. They was like, we don't need any platforms. Thing, small stage, you know, blast zone's relatively close, but we're ready to throw some hands right here. Good stuff, though, to Marky Moo, taking it in a 3-1 fashion, and this could have definitely went either way right here. But that was a great call out, and as the announcer said, good game.
Good game.
For sure, man.
Hey, we got our qualifier on the desk. Marky Moo, how's it feel, bro?
I don't know. I'm just kind of happy I was able to win because, like, I don't know. I just kind of wanted to, like, get done with the day. But, like, it was obviously a very hard match, and I'm proud that I was able to win. But Hughes is just a very tough.
One of the big things I remember I've spoken to you about in LANs in the past is kind of, like, your experience with nerves, like tournament nerves. Are you nervous right now, like, competing? Like, what's going through your mind when you're playing up against Hughes?
I'm extremely nervous. I'm shaking like right now, like as I talk. It's hard for me to even speak right now, but right now I'm just trying to calm down. But yeah, I do face like a lot of nerves. Like it doesn't really go away.
I mean, even if you are nervous, you seem to always play in a way that looks very confident. Your reads on anytime you ever hit a side light always seem to be insane. Your recoveries are always nice, but do you have? So when you're thinking about this matchup, for sure, what do you feel like you capitalized on the most to really get you that W?
I think what I capitalize on the most is like the reading. Like I think I know how to read pretty well, and also like I kind of know how to like just move around. Like I have like
got really good movement.
Yeah, so I think those are definitely the two things, and also my off stage a little bit. Like it's very clutch sometimes when I need it. So I think those three things.
Now you've been able to find a lot of victories in online events, but the LANs have been, you know, you've had really good performances there. What do you kind of think is going to happen, or I guess what are your expectations going in to tomorrow's bracket?
I'm just gonna hope that I do my best and like that I don't like lose a set over something dumb. Like I don't know. I just want to play as good as possible and place as best as I can. Really, there's nothing else really that I'm thinking about.
That's like I feel like all the competitors are the same, bro.
You're all so nice.
You're all locked in. Like that's all I hear is like, oh yeah, what are we doing? Oh, I just want to lock in to make sure the games are good. So hey, I mean, we appreciate having you up here. We appreciate you for being in this top 8. You are one of our favorite players for sure here on the desk. So great job.
Take a breather, man. You earned it. Great job. Great job. We're going to take a look at some of the stats from the next game, but thank you, of course, to Marky Moo for joining us on the desk. Congratulations as well for making it into the top 8 tomorrow.
Yes, sir. So we got 562, 538 here. Now, Marky Moo had said, you know, the last part of that game was looking a little scary for a second, but he was able to go ahead and clutch it out right at the end. And, I mean, even if it went to a Game 5, who was going to complain? We just got more great Brawlhalla between two great players right there. So love to see how that one shook up, but I am happy to see my boy Marky in the top 8. So we got one more match?
One more match, and I mean, look, there is one elimination side top 8 slot remaining here, folks. Like we had said before, on the winner side, Acno, Balloon Boy, Loris, Wes. On the elimination side, Marky Moo is going to face off against Kaina tomorrow. And the winner of this next set between Meg D and Munir will be facing off against Godly.
See them stats real quick, bro. How many times they played so far?
Once.
Wow. Okay.
And it was at an Autumn Royale in 2023. It actually went Meg D's way. So here's the thing, right? We set the stage earlier with a Meg D set. You said it felt like Meg D was like this brand new player, right? We've come to know Meg D as this kind of paradigm of defense, so good at controlling tempo, slowing the pace down. But we're seeing a lot more aggression on the side of Meg D. I don't think there is a more aggressive player in Brawlhalla than Munir.
Oh, no, not at all.
Munir is like the epitome of I will hold forward even if I'm down 3 stocks to 1. It does not matter to me.
All right, so we're going to see how that one plays out, though, because I think if we're going to see old McD, like, I think he's always been good at playing around that style. But if we're seeing new McD and he matches the aggression that Munir is going to put out, this is going to be an insane game.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to it. I mean, like we said before, MegD, there's a lot on the line, I think, for MegD as well. This will be their first top 8 appearance since the midseason last year. So, I mean, look, we were saying MegD in years past was kind of like this staple that you come to know and expect, whether it's a LAN, whether it's online, very high placements, even, you know, a lot of podiums in the past as well. This will be a really good return to form if MegD can get this one over on Munir.
He sounds like a bracket demon now, though. Like when you're not placing top 8, but you're just ruining everybody else's run.
Yeah.
You 13th, you 17th. Me, I'll take 9th.
Yeah,
that's
all
fine.
right, yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll take 9th.
Hey, we do what we must, right? But on the side of Munir, second place at the Winter Championship, most recently this February, just outside of top 8 at BCX 2024. So it's been a bit of time as well on the side of Munir for seeing a top 8 placement in a LAN.
Yeah. We have some stats to show up real quick. We're looking for those Munir stats real quick. But yeah, there we go. The Munir stats, 11 top 8s and 22. So he's always, if he gets into the top 32, there's a 50% chance he's getting into the top 8. So he's got a 50% chance to win this match. I think it's probably going to go right down the middle.
I like those odds.
I like those odds. No golds yet, but a decent amount of silvers and a decent amount of bronzes as well. Looks like he's calling for a little help here, but we'll find out, you know, how this matchup shakes in a little bit as we go over to the other side. We got MegD, 40 top 32s. My man has been around for quite some time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And like we said, I think MegD was like an absolute menace, you know, in the past, being able to make that rap sheet as powerful as it is. This is going to be the unstoppable force and the immovable object facing off against each other.
I feel like MegD might almost single-handedly be the reason wall slip exists. That's my GOAT.
That's true.
That's my GOAT, bro.
Actually. Crazy stuff, guys. Like we said, there is one elimination side top 8 slot remaining, and it will be between the winner of these two, Munir versus MegD, coming up in just a moment.
Yeah, we're getting everything set up, ready to go. But yeah, I'm excited for this match, man, as we get into our last match of the night, but not the last match of the weekend, as we do have 2 championship Sundays to get through.
That's
one
right.
for doubles, one for singles. We want to crown some champions. We want to give some belts out. We want to make sure these people take them. If whoever wins this belt, you better take it. Take a nice picture when you get home. We better see that belt at the house.
Yeah,
That's
we're
all
going
I'm
to see that
saying.
one, for sure, for sure.
All right, here we go. Into our first game, the last game of the night, first game between them. Here we are on Fortune Alliance, and we already starting quick. I'm bringing the Taros out.
Who's it going to be? MegD, Munir. 3 to 5 games will decide it all. And we're already starting off. Again, just dictating the pace. It's going to be a lot of whiff punishes we see here, especially from MegD's side.
I think it's MegD, regardless of how this goes. If it goes offensive or defensive, he's still going to be the one that technically dictates the pace here.
For sure.
Unless Munir just actually goes like balls to the wall and like cannot be stopped. And that is a possibility. Well, I've seen this man go a little crazy.
We are going to see already overlapping positions makes that a little bit awkward for Munir to find the angle. MegD, again, this is such a weird interaction that we've been seeing all weekend. The scoop ups is just catching these recoveries, these jumps out of the sky. It's been really heads up from the Taros players.
Yo, we're right down the middle. Not going to be enough power off of that just yet, but I still like the fact that we're going to go for that situation. Woo! And he ends up getting counter recovery. Unfortunate there for MegD, because that is a good option to go for, but Munir was ready.
And this is what I mean. If there is an aggressive route Munir can take, he will find it and he will take it no matter what. MegD got to get his wits about him. Kind of know that Munir wants to go for some of these avenues of counter hits, getting the hits here. MegD finds that stock, makes it a 2-stock battle, but playing a little bit behind in terms of damage.
MegD dancing around one more time here in the middle of the stage, but we're keeping it super even. Munir, though, gets himself a hammer back in hand. MegD is kind of moving on, though. Hold on, who's the aggressive one here? It's me.
Chase dodge down means he gets to reset the situation, tries to touch the ground first. MegD. Munir finds that dodge out. Again, a chase dodge down from Munir's side, but he does find the Sarah. Very favorable position now.
Oh,
scoops up. He wants more smoke, TK.
Yeah, he definitely does. Hey, you come back up here. All right, unfortunately, there's not a lot of smoke left here on this stock if he ends up getting a downlight Sarah. You're going past any blast zone at that point in time. Speaking of, there it is.
Speaking
As
of.
any blast zone, you're gone.
And Munir takes that stock relatively unharmed for the most part. See if he can hang on to it for longer. Can MegD fight their way back into this battle? Munir, the quick one, tries to cover the jump with the Sair, but Munir doesn't get too much more after that. MegD now has a chance. That's a disarm.
Uh-oh. Yep, send him out, just quick with it. A lot of this, we're seeing those same things. You know, if MegD or anybody with an orb really can just shut you down from coming back to that stage, it usually ends up being a stock just like that.
Oh yeah.
All right, now MegD. One more time. Stepping back real quick. I like that.
Watch the dodges away. If I'm MegD, Munir's been going for that a lot.
Oh,
Calypso. Completely reversing the situation. Munir wants to get the scoop up again, but it misses. MegD now has an opportunity to get the offstage, but just runs away back towards the weapon spawn. Munir gets the shuffle, gets back onto the hammer. Oh, the gravity cancel gets to the three-piece.
Uh-oh, could be a real problem right here. That was a lot of damage. Yeah, gravity cancel into the end light there. And so, yeah, we're looking for, Stomp Sair's coming.
Yep.
He's still, almost finished right there.
The next one gets the KO, though,
For
too.
sure.
I mean, there's so many options at Munir's disposal now. MegD has to really carefully navigate this if he wants a shot at the first game, but it's Stomp Sair straight out of the skies means MegD, or Munir, excuse me, takes this first game.
It was the slide stomp, too, right there. So, that was what he covered all of that middle stage and the jump right there all together just off that slide stomp. That's how you do it. The counter recovery yet. It's going to get him started right there. But Munir, man, as we said, is going to play Mr. Aggression. If there's an option he can pick to put some damage onto his opponent, he will pick it. Boom. Stepped on.
Yeah, and that recovery in particular that you pointed out, I think is really important, right? Because we've kind of, at this point, outlined the flow charts that Taros players have in order to get their KOs, and it's like Stomp Sair, any type of aerial to get the KO off the top blast zone. You haven't seen a lot of just the recoveries to contest the space like that.
Yeah. Now, taking it over to Demon Island, I'm a little shook for MegD on this one kind of specifically, but at the same time, I think about Petra 6, and she definitely covers the whole side wall with that down sig if she's able to line it up the Spirit Bomb. So we'll see how this one shakes out, but as of right now, it's been mostly the receiving end of damage for MegD. Starts to get a little something going for him. Only for a little bit, though.
Pushed off stage again. Yep. What's Munir on the edge guard? Tries to go for the GC stomp, waiting for a jump up from MegD. Oh, wow. Actually goes for like a baby wait there to get a 3-hit connection. But once again, Stomp Sair, my beloved, is enough to get Munir on the board first.
The best case scenario for Munir right there, too. The Stomp Sair out at the blast zone. You're already at the edge of the stage. Demon Island walls are kind of close, too. This is not the greatest start here for MegD. He is getting overran right now.
How many chase dodges can you just go towards MegD? I mean, you're right next to him, brother.
Okay, MegD gets the ground pound. He managed to get back on that stage just in time, though.
Okay, high angle. Munir gets the weapon toss to cover his tracks, but it's Sidelight Sair. I mean, the two tools from either side are very apparent. Sidelight Sair, Stomp Sair.
Yep.
And we're evened up, but MegD is very behind in this second stock.
Yeah, he's got to start getting some damage. It doesn't even matter. The second stock is already erased. I feel like that got erased even before that sidelight hit with the chase down after the sidelight with the downlight into the Sair once again. Old try and true. He's getting comboed. He's getting dragged everywhere.
How many aerials can I fit into this combo, says Munir. He gets almost all of them.
My man's getting chauffeured right now. He's like, you go this way.
He says, how about now? Yeah.
The Russian
right
Mafia.
This way, sir. I'm going to open the door for you. Okay, tries to get the signature to just close that one out in style. MegD off stage. So the weapon toss turns it around. Are you kidding me, Munir?
Wait, is that it? No, he does manage to make it back. I thought that was going to be off the wall and straight up. He couldn't get back. Munir.
Watch the D-light as well. It covers so much. We haven't seen really that at all, but MegD gets the reply. Oh, touches in time, Munir. Clutch.
I don't know what he was trying. I assume he was trying to go for a down air on the stage, or off the stage, but he ends up getting it on the stage, and that's it. That was so quick. I mean, just straight up like a machine gun with it. Down light to the recovery, no time in between, and Munir is playing exactly like we say he does, bro. Every time he can get a hit, he's going for it.
This is the type of player, man, where if you don't come in with a game plan, if you don't come in with the right mentality, you will just get run over. Munir is too fast, he's too quick, he's too aggressive, and look at this, he's 2 games up over on MegD.
Jeez. My man is too legit to quit, apparently, so let's go ahead and get it. as now Meg D has got to fight his way into a reverse 3 to even get past Munir. But I don't know if he has it in right now with the way that Munir is playing. The momentum just seems to keep stacking more and more in his favor.
Meg D, a little bit of momentum though. Trying to get some going, gives some space right back. Wants to maybe control the tempo now at this point. And I don't blame you at all. Look at what Munir has been able to do. Tries to get the up and down.
Okay. Man, still looking for, okay, we're going to swing it up. It's going to take a bit of a punish there, but I still feel like he's got the advantage of having the more straight hit potential to take this stock right now. Not so much anymore. You already know what we're looking for here. The down air would have been nice. Across the stage, gets the bounce though.
Hits off the bottom. That means Meg D gets to hang on for one more interaction, but it did not amount to too much more damage on their side. It's first strike going over towards Munir again.
Meg D right now just trying to find some space, but he does end up finding a KO right there. Kind of surprised with it. Looked like he was trying to run away, but he reverses his fortune. Kind of surprised Munir with that downlight recovery. Trying to extend that just a little further, couldn't make it happen. Munir though, wow.
Wow, and I mean,
air.
What a complete diametric opposite to some of the other Terroses we've been seeing. I'm thinking Kaina in particular, right? Feet planted on the ground if you're Kaina, sharking. The D-Sigs are so good at just controlling so much space and getting KOs as well. Munir's like, what if I always jumped?
Yeah.
What if I always was in the air and just get so many aerials against you?
What if I was right next to you all the time, bro? He's a stalker.
Crazy stuff, oh my gosh. Even on landings, too, Meg D does not feel safe. The damage is very even between these two, but it just feels like Munir has been so oppressive in the advantage state.
Here now. It gets, oh, scooped!
Yep, scoop!
Oh, man, yeah, just get him out of there quickly with it. I mean, got yeeted to that blast zone, and now down to his last stock, but we do got at least a decent amount of damage. I don't know if that scrap was worth it. Almost get him past that top blast zone. Let's see if he can get another chance now with the armed recovery of the gauntlet. No, he throws it away, and now Munir with the hammer in hand. The hammer's been doing mad work for him.
It has for sure. Okay, swaps the weapons over, shuffles it around, keeps Meg D into the star for a little bit longer. That weapon spawn, Meg D steals it away. And get Acer. I mean, Acer just KOs now, and Meg D knows it.
Oh.
There it is. Okay, last stock once again for both of these players, but Meg D, work cut out for him for sure.
Right, Munir. Look at that, bro. Unarmed, he's still like, I'm down to scrap it up, bro. I don't care. I don't need a weapon, but he does end up finding one in his hand. Oh my God. The cross. His ankles.
He said, get out of my head, Charles. Get out of my head, Charles. Oh my goodness, we said the down signature. Watch out for it. Some shades of Kaina comes through, and Munir is able to qualify into top 8 with electricity to take that one out.
Dude, Munir's such a sick player, man. Loving seeing that type of aggression and it actually working out. You know, he's not haphazard about it. Everything looks aggressive, and you know, from the untrained eye, you're like, dang, he just goes in, but it's all calculated.
It is all calculated. Calculated aggression, and it turns out the unstoppable force has beaten the immovable object today. A 3-0 victory means Munir qualifies for Championship Sunday. You can read it on the bottom of your screen, folks. That is going to be our last top 8 competitor making it into tomorrow's bracket.
Dude, the bracket is looking super sick right now. Our matches have been super sick, but if you think these are sick right now, imagine what they're going to look like tomorrow with all of these great players in it right now. Look at Munir's highlights real quick. You're going to see a lot of him just running at Meg D and getting the stocks, bro. Boom, across the stage. I'm coming all the way over there. I don't care.
Yeah.
What's up?
I mean, the coverage from this guy has just been so sick to watch. And I think saving that down signature until the very end as well. We saw it in the previous game. It didn't pan out for Munir. But look at this. It covers so much off the ground. Meg D at this point is like, he's going to air-to-air me, right? Like, of course, he has to. And he goes, no, I got it. And that is a worthy pop-off for Munir. Congratulations. He's making it to championship.
Bro got the Odin's drop, too, right there, man. When the weapon spawns right where you need it. Like, He's like, oh, wait, I need a weapon. And Odin's like, here you go, bro.
Okay, cool, dude.
Thanks, bro. Here it is. Drops him an axe. Immediately goes from that axe drop into the down sig, and it works out for him. 538 to 424. I mean, it's crazy to see like these damage numbers because it definitely felt like he ran it a little harder than this, but it was only a little more than 100 damage more done on the side of Munir. At the same time, though, Teros does take stocks very early, so you also got to think about that as well, too. But he was all over Meg D. The amount of attacks he was able to throw out, 74 to the 53 right here, absolutely insane. But I had a great time watching this. I always got to know, Cheapy, how did you feel about the matches?
These last couple couple matches are
All
just
right, ladies and gentlemen,
so
that's going to be it for the Midseason Championship for today. But we'll be back tomorrow with another co-stream, maybe. If not, maybe on the main stream. But thank you guys so much for tuning on in. We'll go ahead and let the casters close it out for us, and then we'll be ending stream. So thank you guys so much for tuning on in.
Honestly, too, for some of this, and these last couple matches, I mean, oh my God, I don't know where to start. First off, I mean, Hughes is just out. That was our world champion, right? Out, completely out. But that doesn't mean South America's out, because right now at the top 8 bracket here, we literally have 3 European players, 3 South American players, and only 2 North American players, and that's Balloon Boy and MegaVolx. Like, I don't know what to say. I don't know who's gonna come out on top, but the last couple matches have been so amazing, so exciting, so much back and forth, and now we have our top 8 for tomorrow. So, boys, I do want to just quickly, actually, hold on, remind folks, since we're talking about tournaments and we're talking about top 8 and the high caliber of tournaments, I gotta talk about the highest caliber of tournaments. You know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about the World Championship, okay? Right. So, Brawlhalla.com/BCX. If you haven't done it yet, you should do it now. November 21st to 23rd, you can get your tickets, you can get your hotel, get all that information, coordinate with your friends and family. And honestly, if they don't even know what's going on, you should tell your friends and family. Brawlhalla.com/BCX, because you want that early bird ticket. You want to get it before June 20th so you can get the swag bag and then celebrate with us, the Brawlhalla community, the 10th anniversary of Brawlhalla at BCX 2025. Seriously, you don't want to miss it. It's going to be an amazing, amazing time. So I had to quickly shout that out since we're talking about the most high caliber gameplay, right? Guys, I do want to kind of grab your kind of like final thoughts as we are getting to the end here of, you know, day 2. What are you guys thinking? Who's going to take it to the top for singles?
That's a hard one to answer. But I'm just gonna say I am fine with anyone winning right now. But if I had to pick, because that's my boy, it's MegaVolx right now.
Okay.
I love to see a MegaVolx W. My man's definitely doing up. Hard second choice would be Godly.
All right. And then
Godly, baby.
Okay, I was like, what?
I mean, I gotta stick to the original predictions, but I mean, look, would you have ever predicted this bracket in a million years?
Honestly, no.
Come on, like, look, we had PJ and me on the desk earlier today to open us up. Both of us had Godly, Hughes, and MegaVolx in our top 3. Hughes is completely out.
Gone.
And the other 2 are in the elimination side of bracket. Also said Balloon Boy is kind of not an if, but a when. And he's got a great position here on the winner's side of this bracket. I mean, it's just completely bonkers. I want to see Godly make the run, of course, but I'm with TK. I'm happy with anyone taking it.
I think that's why it's hard to pick, too, because, like, Balloon Boy, like, he's playing the character that I like to play. He's playing Vivi, and I'm like, word, I'm just sitting here with my notepad out like, that was sick. I got to do that more often. So I would love to see him go further as well, so I can keep watching my favorite character be played. But also, he's a good guy, good dude.
That's right. That's right. I mean, dude, I don't know.
You don't know. You just have your arms in the air. I don't know.
There's so many things happening right now. I'm just like, why is the Brawlhalla so good? Like, what made it so good? Again, all these upsets are insane. All this whole bracket. Again, I don't think anyone doing like a March Madness of this bracket would have ever predicted the layout to be what it is.
No, and I'm excited to see, I mean, the folks on the winner side right now, too. I mean, Acno on winner side, Lores West. I mean, Balloon Boy, it's going to be an exciting championship Sunday for sure tomorrow. But, y'all, I got to do some very quick reminders here about some last-minute things because let me talk about merch because I'm serious here, okay? This is your reminder. If you are literally here at the venue, grab this new collection, this basic, this fresh Brawlhalla merch here because literally we were almost sold out. So if you really want your hands on this, you want to look nice, fresh, clean, and they're really comfortable. I've been wearing this all day, and it is so comfortable. Get it now if you're at the venue, because we're literally about to be sold out. But for my folks online watching, you know, it's brawlhalla.insightcousa.com. That's where you can check out and grab some of this stuff. But wait, that's not all. Y'all know I gotta talk about the exclusive Brawlhalla Fest merch, right? Yeah, there it is, the Reaper long sleeve tee, the t-shirt here. That's also available at the venue here at Midseason Championship. And my folks online, if you haven't done it yet, you better get it before June 20th. Brawlhalla.insightcousa.com. Don't wait, get it now. You don't want to miss out on this exclusive merch here, specially made for Brawlhalla Fest. And then lastly but not least, guys, we've been talking about Championship Sunday and all that jazz that's happening tomorrow. Let's talk about where you can tune in and watch this up. You know it's going to be twitch.tv/Brawlhalla at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. That's where you want to tune in. Okay, don't forget to put like a little reminder for yourself so you can tune in and obviously get your viewership rewards as well. All right. Walt, TK, thank you guys so much for closing for us and commentating those last top 8 qualifying matches. We super appreciate, but it's time. It's time, y'all. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today at the Brawlhalla Midseason Championship. We saw many of our top seeds fall into the elimination side today. A new guard will have a chance to show their merit tomorrow on Sunday. Will it be Balloon Boy finally rising his way out of Marky Moo's shadow? Will it be Marky Moo continuing his elimination run and prove that he is a winner? Or will Kinda or Godly claim the belt? We got to see some new names find themselves into the winner's side of the top 8. But who will raise the belt tomorrow? Y'all, you got to make sure to tune in tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time right here at twitch.tv/Brawlhalla for Championship Sunday. Good night, everyone.
He's running and Buddy misses the end zone. And Wade is the one that closes it out.
It's a really hard game to come back from, but Nyx does have that N-Sig on blasters. To bring things around, are you going to be able to convert?
Oh my God, he's
recovery with a down air, and we get the clutch.
That's a true combo. Pivot down stick here would be huge. Acto gets him. He gets him with the cheese. I cannot believe it. He gets him with the cheese. I cannot believe it. I know. Doesn't get by the gravity cancel delay. It looks like Balloon Boy gets hit by that slider. Low on jumps. Has to make it back to the stage. Dive kick reversal. That means he's got another chance, but Kinda gets right through into the hurricane. That's it. Kinda gets right through into the hurricane. That's it. Doesn't cover with the ground pound. That might cost him the game. He almost clutched it. The down stick gets hit by the weapon throw. Moonir just completely decimates himself twice in a row. Laura is holding on. If Moonir still wins after all, this would be a miracle.
Gosh. Laura's
falling with the side air. You gotta be.
Satellite Sider should be able to do it here.
Especially from here, for sure. And Godly knows it. You see this air off right away. West guarding the stage. He gets the ground pound.
Big hit to go ahead and take him out.
And you know what's coming. Look at this. The recoveries from Marky Moo. Uses just waiting for that opportunity to find it. But he hits the recovery to win it. Opportunity to find it. But he hits the recovery to win it all. And Marky Moo closes this one out. Advances to top 8 and eliminates the world champion.
I don't care. I don't need a weapon, but he does end up finding one in his hand. Oh my God. Oh, the cross. His ankle.
He said, get out of my head, Charles. Get out of my head, Charles. Charles, get out of my head, Charles. Oh my goodness, we said the down signature. Watch
The way you look at me, it's almost like a dream.